it's funny, like I was just saying, it's a gang signal now. It's like, what? We're living in a fucking world where someone would say okay. Now that's white power. Like, geez, you can't say okay anymore. Like now that's.
Well, that's right. I've been out of the loop for a while, so you guys have hit me up with the news.
Yeah. Actually, no. This is also in sports. This is in basketball, a 3-pointer.
That's wow. Yeah, we like. How many times did the Rock say? It's 90s. Rock would say 1, 2, and then go 3 like this. It's always been 3 since we were.
That's Samoan white power.
Now it's white power. I'm like, since fucking when? Like, oh god, that's the internet for you.
I mean, albinos don't have any power. They burst into flames in the sun. People need to leave them alone.
Well, what are they like at night?
Uber? What?
Albinos? Have you not? Those are the only white people I've ever seen. Their skin is literally white.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that, I just thought of the John Travolta movie Powder.
Oh, I remember that.
I love that one.
That was
as soon as you said that, I just remember albino to the sun.
That's probably the first images that come to my head when someone says albino.
Wet powder.
Yeah.
Powder. That was.
Did you just say wet powder?
Yeah, it sounded like it said wet powder.
I'm like, hold on, that's not the type of podcast for that.
We're a couple drinks in, so.
10 minutes later.
Yeah, so Carlton, you said you've been on loop with the news lately.
Yeah, the last time I watched the news was the day before the election.
I think I'm like Elliot, where I just like.
That's the last time I watched the news. I don't know what's going on with celebrities. Yeah. I'm like, how's your shit my problem? I got my own shit to do.
I mean, I've been like mostly with me and Elliot talk about Steven Crowder a lot and like the Fauci emails. I can't keep track like anything when something happens. When you see news articles every 5 minutes for a week straight, your head starts fucking spinning. Like I don't know what's going on with the Fauci emails. And the only thing I'm gathering from Twitter and Steven Crowder's videos and other people is just like, first Fauci said masks are ineffective, now they're effective. Then Fauci said that, okay, this had to be a mutated virus. It came from bats to humans. Now it's no, it had to be created in a lab. So fucking which one is it? So first there was no evidence at all it was man-made, 100%. This was animal to human transmission. Now it's like, no, this had to be engineered in a lab.
Well, I'm going to get us canceled because they found the paper trail where he donated money over the past 5 years to this lab for this shit.
But that's basically what they're calling the Fauci emails, because Fauci's been like the megastar since COVID and shit.
He probably got a lot of publicity deals. He was ranking in that money.
Yeah, so now they found his leaked emails and like how he's constantly.
Now he found it.
Yeah. Well, isn't it getting funny how nowadays though every time someone does something on emails, we keep seeing more and more like leaked emails that's catching people doing shit. Like if you're gonna do dumb shit nowadays, no matter who you are, stop keeping fucking email records of the dumb shit you're doing. Like,
I mean, take it from Hillary. She like burned all them shits and deleted. You couldn't find any of her emails. Oh, what are they doing over there?
Honestly, I got nothing to worry about. Like if we become like famous one day. And let's say some controversial news come up, I'd be like, go ahead, look at my emails. You might do me a favor. You're going to be like, all right, 5 Deadly Venoms, Dragon Ball Z, big booty bitches. What, you want to hold that against me?
5 Deadly Venoms.
That's the problem. They're all these people in politics are corrupted as fuck because you can't get there without doing something.
Right. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah. That's always been my stance since day one, since we started this fucking podcast, because we said it before, Carlton, like, just for because Al's not here, but like that was a prime example of how toxic politics have gotten. But like you voted for Trump, Al didn't, but like Al still puts you in very high regards. He considers you a friend.
Yeah, I don't care who voted for who. But just respect people's opinions.
But I'm the same way as you. But I'm just like I've said fuck from day one. Trump, Biden, Clinton, Obama. Bush.
Fuck the government.
Fuck the government.
Because they're all fucked up.
I mean, we have the right to say that.
Yeah.
As the people.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And someone trying to tell you not to say that, then they are drinking the fucking Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah. That, excuse me, guys, that white only water they drink.
Yep.
Comes from the best places on earth. Like what? The faucet?
Well, it does make you wonder, because, first off, in terms of like the Fauci emails, like it's proven that labs and scientists, and I'm not too much of a fucking conspiracy theorist, but it is proven that viruses are constantly fucking tested. They're tested for strengths, weaknesses, making cures, not making cures. But it's not outside the realm of possibility that COVID could have been created in a fucking lab. New viruses happen all the fucking time in labs. I mean, we're doing genetic testing. We're fucking splicing rats and mice. We're making humans live longer. We're fucking cloning sheep now. It's not saying it's impossible that COVID could have been made in a fucking lab.
They make a new virus for world extinction.
Maybe, but I wonder about the financial fucking repercussions. That it's like I want to pull up an article a little while. I heard it on different podcasts. I got to find the news article. They were saying so far in 2021, like literally every 18 hours, there's a new billionaire in 2021. We've had over 700 so far. This is in June. 700 new billionaires that happened. And then people like say the Zuckerbergs, the Bill Gates, the Elon Musk, the fucking Bezos, the people that are already worth billions, they're worth even that much more billions. So I'm seeing more and more.
So would that be trillions?
Honestly,
good question.
Right. Well, just imagine if, like, say, Bill Gates was worth only $40 billion. Now he's worth only $60 billion. You know.
Well, I think his money's going to go up now that he's divorcing his wife. I think. And she's
divorcing him.
Yeah.
Who y'all talking about?
Bill Gates.
Oh,
I'm just saying, like, how people
ain't got nothing to really worry about.
No, I know she's
Bill Gates.
Yeah. He's just spending half of his money on donations from her. So.
But then part of but we talked about the Pfizer vaccine. Now the Pfizer vaccine, now that's out, they've hit like $300 billion in fucking sales.
Yeah,
really?
But then Bill Gates was a very big advocate on pushing the Pfizer vaccine. Kind of makes you wonder. But the point I was trying to make is that, like, as I'm reading this article, like how we keep hitting more and more new billionaires. But then I'm reading about, again, more jobs are being cut, more unemployment rates going up higher. The fucking price of like gas and food and meat keeps going up. And I'm like, so during this entire year of COVID, I'm seeing the rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
Fucked over and out.
And also
good lyrics.
Also over a fucking virus, which is so far
extinction level event. Final.
I got that CD.
Yeah. That's always been the true saying of life.
Yeah, but
exactly.
It does make you wonder, like, from a financial standpoint. Like, well, this thing has like 99% survival rate. It's not much. I mean, people have died, no doubt, but like, do we shut down the entire world economy over the fucking flu? You know?
Like, quick question. What is the purpose for gentrification?
I really don't.
Definitely a solid question indeed.
Population control.
That's definitely one of the many. Definitely valid.
You know, Carlton.
It's us, guys. Why is it cricket in here?
No, I don't know.
We was waiting for you to say it.
It's one of them words where I hear it, but you know. But it's just,
it's just one of those questions that I had in mind. Like, what is the purpose? What is the point of gentrification when people are already comfortable in their own skin?
Yeah,
they're already comfortable in their own house. Like, prime example, if you've been living in this house for 30 years, what's the point of kicking the people out?
Yeah.
They're comfortable. They're comfortable paying whatever comes with whatever the house is coming with.
Yeah.
They're comfortable with it. If it's a mortgage, they're gonna pay for it. If it's rent, then they'll pay for it.
Yeah.
But gentrification, what's the point of taking out the whole neighborhood? Like, it doesn't really faze me. Like not faze me, but it's bothersome that, like you said earlier, the richer get richer and the poor get poorer.
Yeah. Well, it bugs me. Like I was even telling my girlfriend about, like, last night, for example, like driving home. You know, I'm not poor in the sense that could be a lot fucking worse off, but checking my bank account, I'm still pretty much for the most part in the fucking negative, and I don't complain because I'm drinking, recording a podcast, having some pizza. But then I just read about, like, you know, I don't know, Jeff, you know, fucking Bezos does whatever, and Elon Musk does so-and-so. And, like, it does still bug me that, like, we keep hitting these points where I keep saying, if you're worth $40 billion, like, then you're worth $50 billion, $60 billion, $70 billion. But, like, these people just have the power. Like, they could walk into this neighborhood right now and with, like, the flick of a fucking pen or one phone call, they could buy and redo this entire fucking neighborhood. That's like if someone asked me, Chris, like, out of your pocket, take out $2. In $2, you can redo this entire fucking block. In a heartbeat, I'd do that shit if I could afford it.
What if you put out $1?
Yeah, or $1. Just, you know, for me, like $1. You know, I got like $100 in my pocket, and if you ask me, Chris, take $1 and you can rebuild 3 blocks of the city. Fucking do it like that. These people have like these trillions of fucking dollars. Ask them to donate 5 cents. I can't do it.
Selfishly,
you know.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Well, the people's like, what is this going to do for me? That's the main thing.
Yeah, you're right.
How is this going to make me any money?
Yeah.
But there's a negative to that, because then the people whose neighborhoods are being redone are going to be thinking, what do I owe this person who just spent all this money? There's always a negative to an action. Some people are going to think that that person who spent the money, they're going to want something back, or it's theirs to control. So some people might not want somebody to repair their neighborhood for that specific reason. Yeah,
I mean, it'd be questionable. Just, you know, it just overall, it does, you know, still to this fucking day when I keep reading about, like Jeff Bezos just made like some kind of rocket ship and stuff, and they're selling.
He wants to go to the moon.
Yeah, selling trips to the fucking moon. I'm just.
I get my news through my wife. She'll tell me something. I'm like,
you know the thing that kills me about this whole moon shit? How many people haven't went to the moon? Total.
Probably less than 100 people.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. Wait, I'm thinking about space. The moon,
Right?
Yeah,
the moon.
Dozens, maybe.
When you really dozens.
Maybe
about
like,
that, yeah.
Only Americans, right?
No, I think there probably been
some Russians.
I think
some
Russians.
I wouldn't be surprised if China has people on there already.
Yeah, but they
Right.
just wouldn't say
Putting technology
anything.
up there and shit.
Yeah, but not that many people. No.
They got an army up there already.
An army at the moon?
Space army.
Yeah, why not?
Well, that's what Space Force is supposed to do,
You
right?
messing with me right now because I'm high. It's kicking in.
No,
Starship
no.
Troopers.
China doesn't tell people what they're doing until after
not.
it's done.
Yeah.
So they could tell me tomorrow we got an army up in space. I believe you.
Oh, like how they did with the COVID shit, right? You wanted something.
Do you see how they march? They
You
do
wanted
it
something.
forwards, backwards, side to side, and these people are just like.
You saying the Chinese unleashed the COVID?
I'm saying you
Nah,
can't.
Don't let the crickets chirp. You said it. I'm waiting on your answer.
Nah, I think, truthfully speaking, my personal opinion, I don't even really think it was China. I think it was just the government trying to. I think it was a scare tactic, to be
There's
honest.
so many different conspiracy. There's actually,
Yeah.
my wife had a customer, and she was an elder lady. She's like, I think the government released this to kill all the old people because we remember how things used to be, and they want to erase our history. I was like,
Yo, no funny shit.
Jeez.
I mean,
When you
people
say
think-
that kind of like it don't hit a nerve in a bad way, but it hit a nerve in a way because it really was a bunch of just elderly people just passing away, like,
Yeah.
and it was just
they were
oddly
going
strange,
through. Yeah, I was
like-
going through all the homes, the retirement homes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
So
great.
no, it's I laughed about that the other day when I was talking to my mother and my girlfriend about that. Like, and hear like, hey, look, like Elon Musk, like he's trying to. Every week it's like more stuff at Mars. And average person be like, oh my god, isn't it so cool that we're trying to colonize Mars? People are going to Mars, this and that. And I'm like, hold up a second. Remember one thing: if anyone's going to Mars, it ain't you, because you can't fucking afford it. So
There's so many movies where they build arcs. They build
Right.
arcs,
Thank you.
and half the people are left behind as they got
Yeah.
those space
Is
stations
this
and
going to
shit.
become Elysium?
Elysium,
honestly, that's not that
Breach.
far-fetched from happening. It really isn't. Like, it's a good movie.
Outriders, name it.
Halo.
But I just love when I keep hearing about these news
Pretty
articles with
much.
these trillionaires and billionaires making these always scientific breakthroughs and all these things like we're about to colonize the moon. I'm like, there's no we colonizing the moon. It's 100 people and you ain't fucking invited to that party. Believe me. It's like, yeah, if some shit goes down, like, yeah, they're not bringing you.
Let them.
So
Well, I mean, if aliens go to the moon first, so be it. Or they unlock something horrible and be like, yep, they're gone. Have fun with that.
Yo,
Mhm.
since y'all talking about other planets and stuff, right? How do y'all think they view this?
oh come on, I said we're ants.
Look at these look at these Earthians.
Look at these
Look at 'em.
backwater assholes.
Yeah, see, memes is like
Right,
season
like-
2020 of Earth.
They still don't have light speed travel. So primitive.
Rats.
Microwave still not food in pill form. Add a drop of water and boom.
Yeah.
Primitive.
Right.
No, I'm glad you're on, Carlton, because something was kind of bugged me the other day because I still listen to other podcasts.
Your beard, was that bugging
That
you?
too. It really is, honestly. I want to fucking shave so bad, but
Why don't you?
because she's like, if you shave, you look so much better when that's shaving. I'm like, no, I don't.
Oh, that's right. It starts with the pussy and it ends
Pretty
with
much,
the whip.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hand over your man card, Chris. You've lost it.
I lost it a long time
And your
ago.
testicles too. They're gonna be gold plated and made into earrings.
God
If she
damn.
loves you, she would love you for the way you are.
Yeah,
True.
she's trying to change you. You're not good enough.
She shaved my head bald to go up there tonight. Like, how about me now?
Just with a big
You look
facial
like a
hair.
cancer survivor. Oh shit! I shouldn't say that.
Well,
Someone's
what you
gonna
about
get
to say
mad.
though, Chris?
No, just like because I still listen to like Joe Rogan, Howard Stern, and stuff. And the only thing kind of bugged me about Howard, because I've said this before, that like I like Howard as a premise, but it feels like so many people, whether it's like Howard or say Metallica or even like different rappers and shit, when people get older, a lot of times they get older, they get softer, and they kind of lose what made them popular and their edginess and stuff. And Howard, he seems like such a watered down version of the man I grew up with and shit. But one thing that bugged me was like, different people have left the show. before COVID hit, he had this guy Brent on. In a short version, Brent wound up leaving the show. Because when COVID happened, they all took a few months off. After a few months off, they came back. People left.
Did you notice? It's funny that you said that about old people dying, right? With this whole COVID thing. Did you even notice that even the actors that's like in their early 40s, their grades started to show? Like the whole COVID thing. Like even if you look up P. Diddy for 2020 and all the way to now.
Well, I think sometimes
gray hair
character
started to really show.
Like I got Ellen and Carlton's show Lucifer. Lucifer, I've seen Tom Ellis when he's not on the show. He's actually got a lot of gray in his face and stuff. But Lucifer never has gray in his face. They actually blend his. They do dye his hair for the show. It's just like because Lucifer doesn't age. Lucifer's immortal, so it's like you wouldn't see Lucifer with gray hair, but the actor does have a lot of gray hair in his face and in his hair, so they got to dye it down and shit.
The only person I believe to be actually naturally gray is Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Man, man's always gray.
Morgan Freeman.
The ultimate narrator.
He's been gray since I was born.
Right.
Don't talk about it.
It's like Steve Martin,
Right.
too.
Oh, Steve Martin.
Well, to be fair, gray hair doesn't necessarily mean you're old. I had a substitute teacher who was in his late 20s who had pure white hair.
Ever since that goddamn Game of Thrones, now everyone wants to dye their hair.
No, this was years ago.
Nah.
Apparently, he had a terrible accident which literally scared his hair.
Was it the
white.
deadlights?
Damn.
Probably.
So that's where they get it from in scary movies when they run to like a specter or a poltergeist and
Well,
turn all
look
white.
at Evil Dead. When that tree was coming after Ash, some of his hair turned white and gray.
Yeah. But
I know people younger than me. I'm 35, and I know people in their early 30s or late 20s got grays that I haven't seen on myself yet.
It's probably just genetics.
Yeah.
But
Bad.
What get old faster?
Oh, just the gray hairs.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not complaining. I
think
look at
everyone
gray hairs
gets
as a
old
sign
the
of
same
experience,
speed.
somewhat.
I don't know. I went to school with a guy, and I saw him a decade ago. Dude was already going bald. I'm like, holy shit!
That's
I'm
like
like,
Junior?
you're a piece of shit. No, like literally,
That's
he
my
had
fear. I don't want to go bald.
he had that whole monk
I'm
thing
already
going
thinning,
on, where he
so-
had that whole bald spot in the back. It was
I'm thinning, and then a couple years, I'm like, I'll
Karma.
just shave it off.
He was a shitty person. The next thing you know, boom, his hair was going.
the fire talk. But so I was saying with the thing with Howard is just like, when we grew up as kids, like when Howard really got huge in the 80s and fucking 90s,
Yeah.
what made Howard Stern very popular was that Howard was the first person that was real. Because before him, like when he first in his movie, his wife has a miscarriage. Howard came on a radio and talked about his wife having a miscarriage. Howard would talk about taking a shit in the morning. Howard would talk about real people fucking things.
He was just blunt, basically.
That also, he was every man because people felt like they could relate to the every man. But Howard was the first guy to talk about blowjobs or something or sex on regular radio, and it was going through the fucking roof. But he was real, And now it's like I said, the one guy, Brent. Who's that one person?
Lewis couldn't help himself when he gotta go.
The bladder was full.
Yeah. Yo, I'm over here like, yo, what the? Yo, mother is me.
Pissing in the glass behind you.
But
I'm like, yo, I know it ain't me. I was like, I know y'all hear that, right?
we'll talk about that in a second. A side note, but like I said, this one guy Brent left the show, and like Howard didn't talk about. Then recently, he had Michael Rappaport call in, and during last year, there's kind of a beef between Rappaport and Brent, but like they haven't mentioned Brent's name at all. And Howard just said, well, since Brent left the show, my thing is once you leave my show, there's like you don't exist anymore, and that's to me kind of just pisses me off in the sense that like the guy was a part of the show for years and years and years, and he left the fucking show. Why did he up leaving for? Did he obviously he left for fucking reasons and stuff.
Gentrification.
But to never talk about him again is just kind of disrespectful. Where it's like I feel like Howard's lost the realness of like if someone quits your show, why did they leave for? There's a reason they fucking left. And Howard, it's like now it's so much like, well, I can't say this anymore. I can't talk about this. Can't talk about that. And part of even with Joe Rogan now, Joe Rogan got big because
So basically they censored Howard Stern, and Howard is like, what you mean? I've been doing this for years. Y'all not about to do this now.
Well,
Know what? Y'all want to censor me? Y'all want to keep up with the time? Fine, go ahead.
Pretty much. Well, Howard's been like that. Where now he's accepting the censorship, and even Joe Rogan recently. Joe Rogan became the #1 podcast because podcasting, you could say whatever the fuck you wanted. Now, even Joe recently said, like, well, guys, if Spotify went through my old catalog, they wanted to remove these episodes, I don't have a big deal with that. Yo, before you hit that $100 million deal, you were the only guy left that was this big fucking major name that would have on Neil deGrasse Tyson, Alex Jones, anybody. Joe Rogan talked about everything, just the realness of that. Now, even Joe, it's like, it makes you kind of fucking scared that like everybody has a fucking price. Like once you hit a certain level, you lose who you are. And I'm like, and here with us, like the fucking five of us, it's just been about, we're just guys drinking, fucking smoking, having pizza, just bullshitting in a fucking basement. You know, like we're just real people. And I hate the fact that like some of our heroes, people that were real and everyman, once they hit a certain amount of fucking money, they stop becoming one of us and become the elites. And that shit really fucking bugs me, man. Like
they lose their humbleness.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, the ones who did achieve elite status but still knew their roots end up disappearing, getting fired or assassinated somehow. When you think about it, the ones who was like, I got this $1 million or $1 billion, but I know the people in the community I came from.
I just feel like for me, like I said, since the day I started this podcast, and then Elliot came later, and obviously Carlton, Lewis, and Tev, and anybody, it's just the fact that like I wanted to represent, whether we get 5 fucking listeners or 5 million, that like Carlton has been on for a while. Not because if I didn't like Carlton, me and Carlton had a problem. I would say me and Carlton had a fucking problem. I would say what actually realness, what happened.
Beard.
He's just been.
See, we still building. Yeah. We shook hands. Yeah. Like him already. I was like, oh, you Broly of the podcast. Cool.
That's the point. But like, if Carlton's been busy, he's been fucking busy.
Well, the thing is, like, because your inconsistency with the time,
that's the problem.
It really fucks with my schedule.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
I got maintenance to do in my house. I want to keep my shit. It's never been
like because like you and me didn't like each other. It's just because of time. Like with Junior just said like, if I had a problem with Junior, I'd say fuck Junior. He's not in the podcast anymore. He's busy with fucking work. He's busy with YouTube. But I'm real about that.
You know, that's funny because when Junior said he's gonna be doing his own YouTube, I'm like. This kind of reminds me of Destiny Child, but will he become Beyonce or Kelly?
I like that analogy right there. That was smooth.
You know, it's just like, we'll see.
Beyonce.
Like, who won't be LaToya?
Yeah. Wait for Carlton to fuck me in the comment section. Like I keep hearing this buzzing sound in the background.
I should just go every episode. Weak.
As I said, of course, my cousin Susan's like, Christian asshole. I was like, I know I'm a terrible friend. I said, off the bat on this podcast, I'm glad Junior's doing good. Hope YouTube goes well. At the end of the podcast, I'm like, I can't wait till his shit fails. He's back down here begging.
Who said that?
No, it's in Junior. Because this guy's YouTube. He's on episode 3 of his YouTube. I was saying last podcast, I hope he does well.
What's his YouTube channel?
It's called We Will Not Be Silenced.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unless Susan Wojcinski decides to silence you.
Which I told him, and he's going to do what he wants. But I said, dude, I've been watching a lot of YouTube. I said, be very fucking careful what you say on YouTube. Is YouTube has no problem shutting your shit down, and it's their platform. He said, that's why I said with podcasting, no matter what happens, right now we can say whatever we want to say right now, you know. But YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, fucking Twitch, they have
YouTube. It's their platform, and they have an agenda,
and they're always changing up their guidelines too. They have no problem banning your shit.
I think it's also because our numbers is probably still considered under the radar. Like if we start getting like numbers like 1,000, 5, then you'll be like, yo, I love your stuff. Y'all doing your thing. But one thing, if you want to keep them numbers and promotions up,
what I'm saying. But right now though, when I upload this to Spotify, right now it's like we have no bosses though. It's like this is like there's no one gonna fire me because this is our fucking podcast.
Exactly.
But it's like cause no matter what you say or do, like or love it or hate it. No one can stop me from uploading this to Spotify and Apple iTunes and shit like that. But YouTube owns your footage and stuff. If YouTube doesn't want the shit in their platform, they'll be gone. Now Spotify could ban this shit in Apple Podcasts, but for the most part, there's way more offensive shit than we say on here that doesn't get banned. It's still right now we're allowed to do what the fuck we want to do. So, but I just
creative content.
Yeah, I just hate the fact that said so many people now. It's like I grew up with the Howard Sterns and now with Joe Rogan and stuff, and people used to be one of us, used to say whatever the fuck they want, and now it's just like, well, I can't talk about this, can't talk about that, can't say this. I'm like,
well, it's just the entire whole atmosphere just became so political. Yeah. It's like if you say anything outside of what the government's trying to say, you get targeted, you get ostracized.
We like Howard, but Howard has bosses of Sirius, like Howard worked for Sirius XM, and my thing is like, okay, I get that Sirius XM is his bosses, it's on his fucking paychecks. But also, you don't need Howard's worth like $700 million fucking dollars. At this point, if you want to be offensive, edgy, if Sirius wanted to threaten to fire you, who gives a fuck? Because like it's not like you need Sirius needs Howard. Howard doesn't need Sirius.
If she just retired years ago, but
that's what it does feel like. Howard, just for me, Howard feels like an NBA player that should have fucking retired 5 years ago. Because now it's like he's still a good player, but he's nowhere near his fucking prime. And when said
And constantly traded deems.
Everybody here, at some point, love or hate them, people still, like Star Wars, people know of the name Howard Stern because he was the biggest personality in the fucking country because he was raunchy and offensive and real. Now it's like he's so fucking like watered down and so fucking fake in a sense. Like Howard used to talk about real shit. Now it's just talking about like Hollywood stuff and fucking COVID this and COVID that and that. Like, listen, if the guy quit your show, be real about that. Why did he quit your show for? Like I said, if I had beef with Junior, I'd say, listen, Junior pissed me the fuck off because he did this. I don't have beef with him. We're just busy. But like, that's what I'm saying. This podcast or anybody here, we're real because we're real fucking people. None of us are making $10 million a year talking here, eating fucking pizza and shit. And when you start making that kind of money, you become so fucking filtered. Because now you have bosses that are paying your paycheck. And I'm like, I've said, for me personally, I don't want to fucking have a price tag.
And they running your nuts in your pockets.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah. But on a side note, like what
it's like getting hard, but nothing happened.
Like, this fucking Lewis had Elliot laughing. Because I go through every podcast, whether Tev was on or Carlton, and I always wonder who's laughing, who's doing what. My friend Mike, when Mike hears this, I was driving and stuff and listening to Elliot. When Elliot did the news article about the fucking dog and stuff, even my friend Mike's like, Chris, he's like, your friend Elliot had me laughing my ass off. And then like, I know it's listening back to the podcast, whether Carlton's here or Lewis and Elliot don't know each other that well, but like every episode Lewis and Elliot here, like the fucking camaraderie, the way it's like, you guys are bouncing off each other. Selena was here or Susan. Like, I've been so far blessed that everybody been down here. No one's had problems, and we're all just naturally bouncing off each other pretty well.
I think we have a similar algorithm when it comes to a sense of humor. He's more outspoken. I'm more like the laid back, funny guy, where he's more like in your face, straightforward.
One of those two was correct. Laid back, funny. That one of those two is right.
Well, like I said, I had my hit or misses.
Yeah. That's okay.
But it's like
mostly miss.
Listen back to it though. Like whenever Elliot says funny shit, even Selena starts busting out laughing. Lewis does, and it's good that like Carlton to be here. Like everybody, since I've been doing this, we have a good fucking time. I like the fact that like it's a natural camaraderie we have and stuff, and anybody's more welcome to come down here. But I'm very lucky that like listen back, like it's not just me laughing. Elliot makes my friends who listen to the podcast laugh, or it could be Lewis says something stupid, or what Carlton says something. So it's not just like I'm the only person laughing. Other people are laughing about this funny shit. So
I made Cotton Candy Hair laugh too.
Who's Cotton Candy Hair?
His sister Jamie.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen his siblings in a while.
She got a little upset because I was making fun of a girl with green hair, and I was like, she needs to stop letting people blow their nose in her hair. Well, I have dyed hair too. I'm like, yeah, it's like cotton candy. I'm not saying it's bad, but that color's just disgusting.
It was mucus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She went to a nose cocky. Everybody was using it as tissue.
Damn.
Gross.
Oh my god.
Gross is just
Jamie's
being
gonna
nice.
listen to this, and she's like, I don't know whether to be offended or laugh. Just laugh.
Well,
It makes it a
Jamie's
little
boyfriend.
better.
Just laugh.
Yeah,
I got no other choice but to just laugh.
Yeah.
I've offered Brian 1,000 times. Brian's like, oh Chris, I'm scared to come down and stuff. We have some drinks and like someone may throw a chair at somebody else. Like, dude, if you think we're gonna throw a chair at you for having a fucking opinion, like we're down here to have fun.
He's correct. No.
Your name?
Who said that?
What's
That's
his
my
name?
sister's boyfriend, Brian.
Well, his name is Brian, so he's
I mean,
automatically correct.
I think you would have.
Wow.
If you ever had Mark on the show, you would reach a million.
Wow. I
listeners.
see what you did there.
Yeah. Simply because his name is Brian, we will throw a chair at him.
Yeah. I'll call it anything because I got some funny. I tried getting the comical since you're down here after a while.
Oh, it's four of us.
Four of us.
It's four of us.
It's all funny to somebody.
Yeah.
True.
But anything from you guys, like before I pop in any kind of Twitter article, any topics that came up recently? I said it just bugged me. It said with the whole more billionaires thing. That's the only thing recent for me is
you always go so hard on people making more money than you. It is that is like YouTubers, Twitchers, billionaires, like
Hackers.
you have.
I mean, hecklers.
Yeah,
Girls.
you just
OnlyFans.
whatever exactly. Every episode, Chris, that's like you get on that horse. He's like rah rah rah. Like, dude, man, they make money.
I just caught the algorithm between y'all two bros as fam and y'all humor. You got the impersonations down and the timing. You got the situational and observational comedy down. Like that was just the timing. That's like wow. I was like, yo. Oh man.
Yep, we got Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels here.
Okay.
I guess I'd be
I was being
Nash.
serious. Though, like with Chris, Christian just turned 14 years old, and I said that even popping these news articles with like more jobs being cut. I'm like, honestly, by the time he's 18, I legit don't know what to tell him to go for anymore. I just don't because
Business and computers.
His dreams.
Everything is going to be computers, and you're going to have business.
And that's
what I went for my college degree for, business and computers.
Yeah.
You know what I thought you said? You went to college for business and dreams. I'm like, they got a degree for
It's
that?
called liberal arts.
It's called lesbian dance arts.
That's your dream degree, liberal arts. What is it? I don't know. I just fill it out.
And it has plenty of tacos.
I mean, there was one
That's how they
liberal
salute each
art
other.
class
Exactly.
that my son and my stepson went to, and they had like to sit around a tree and shit. I'm like, what the hell kind of class is this?
Yeah.
That's
They
a lot
sit
of tree
around
hugging.
a tree.
Sit around a tree because it's a nature class.
What?
Yeah.
Why does anyone have to pay for
I
that?
got a
Just go
PhD in tree
outside.
hugging.
So does that mean they leave their shoes in the classroom and they go out and they socks and bare feet?
They probably serenade the tree and shit, and prune it, and
Sarah, this tree was born and
they they just hold hands as they circle it, and they sway back and forth as they sing.
Oh.
Looking like a social worker's
My
coloring book.
Exactly. Kumbaya.
Yeah. That's
On three, everybody. Michael Rowe, get the fuck out of here. This is college, no religion.
Yeah. See how much our species has fucking evolved. We used to be like, with spears in our hands and trying to kill fucking bears and stuff. Now we're around a tree doing a circle. Like, boy, how we've evolved.
And there's some stupid ass classes in high school, like how to handle a zombie apocalypse. How's that real world useful?
Yeah,
A class studying zombies. I'm like, really? That's and then you get those YouTube episodes. Experts reacts to zombie movies. Like, how is there a zombie expert when there's no zombies?
Yeah.
we ain't even seen one yet.
Exactly.
I mean,
Let's hope not.
Yeah. Well, honestly,
right.
we already failed the first apocalypse.
Are you talking about 2012?
2020.
I don't know. Have you ever seen the comment sections of the fans? That those zombie armies are real.
Yeah.
Like this person. I'm like, holy shit! You just get an army of brainless idiots. Like, oh, my favorite. This person said to come here. I'm like, damn, you fucking idiots! Like, they're coming. Prepare yourself for war.
Yeah.
No, at least there are people who act like zombies out there. Someone says do something, and you got hundreds, if not thousands, of people who just blindly listen.
Hive mind mentality.
Monkey.
That's all it is, bro. Hive mind.
Monkey
Yeah.
do, monkey see.
Yep.
So,
So
exactly.
they're gonna be throwing shit at each other because that'd be awesome.
Yeah, they just do it online. That's their shit throwing.
oh, God.
That would be a hilariously scary sight.
They're afraid.
Monkey-like people throwing feces with T virus strain.
You don't even have to say monkey-like people. Just look at the people. Half of them are so dumb when they're hunched over their phone. They got the posture right. Just let their arms swing. Like, yep.
Good point. Good point.
I think he's an orangutan. You want to be?
He said y'all be dribbling with y'all phone.
I mean, look at how some of them don't even bend their knees anymore. They're like they look like
They're doing the
penguins.
stanky leg.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry.
God. Well, here's kind of a funny article. Just because I love hypocrisy and everything. But here's a headline: New York City shrink tells Yale audience that she fantasizes about shooting white people in the head.
Is that the chick from Yale?
Ooh.
And she's a what?
She's a Yale professor. Her name is Dr. I can't say this name. Aruna
She's a doctor.
Kailianani. But
She needs a doctor.
Yeah, she's a psychiatrist from New York City, and she went to Yale.
Go figure.
And told the students that she fantasizes about shooting white people.
How she still got it? She still got her job?
Of course she does.
She black?
No, she's Indian. Actually, I'll show you a picture of her real quick. Right here.
She probably got a ruby in her forehead.
You thinking of Middle Eastern?
I'm pretty sure.
I say Indian, Middle Eastern,
I'm pretty
like,
sure
usually
there's
say.
a lot of lonely guys that fantasize about shooting something on her face.
I just found it fun like anything because what if any other
If they seen
professor,
the picture, I don't think so.
I'm glad I didn't grab my
Hey.
drink when you said that.
You could be fantasizing about another woman, like, man, she got some big lips.
So
attraction's gone downhill. Have you seen these really muscular guys with these 400-pound girlfriends? Obviously, looks don't mean that much to some people.
yeah.
Yo, what's up with? All right, so I got this question. So what's up with like he said, brolic guys getting big, but stick at the legs.
They skip leg days.
Yeah, skip leg day. You're right.
No leg day for them.
Exactly.
They
You
don't
can't
need
skip
those
that
legs
leg
when
day.
they're picking that heifer up.
I was actually reading articles about the years
It's
ago.
just all just upper body, just
Well,
upper
it's what
body
they call
muscle.
it's what they call they call them vanity muscles. Like vanity, like people. Okay, when most guys say they want big biceps, which is vanity, and they want
Yes.
big chest and stuff. Like how many guys, people, whenever they flex, you show off your arms. You never show off your legs. Like this, so that's what they call vanity for. Like, and
But
you're right,
but
though.
but then again, like what guy want to be like? Oh, yeah, look at my legs.
Exactly.
You like my
I
legs?
I don't know where I seen this, but there's a guy who's his calves were so small he actually went in for a calf transplant. Like, you know, they put in silicone so he can have nice muscular calves. Like, motherfucker, go to the gym.
So he
Do
had
some
Yeah.
calves, some
he
squats
had
and shit.
So he had calf plastic.
Kind of like,
surgery.
kind of like how a woman
calf
get a boob
implants, yeah.
job. He got a
Right.
calf job.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
I've seen that before too.
Yeah, it was like
That just sounds so inappropriate. That sounded like farmhouse pedophilia right there.
He was like, I'm just tired of seeing.
Yo,
and it's like,
calf job.
you know, because the way they do these episodes, the cameramans are zooming in on a muscular guy's calves, and he's
Right.
like drooling, like, yeah, I want calves shapely and scopely like that.
Nah,
It's like, Jesus. You
nah,
Yeah,
nah.
that's problem with fucking genetics. No, I've seen video of the guy. His calves are like the size of my arm, so he want to have calves like say mine. Like I have big natural calves, so like his calves are like toothpicks, and he could do calf raises all day, but he didn't have big arms. Just like genetically speaking, Arnold just had massive fucking arms. That's just like lucky he had the right mother and father, you know. So
Oh no, who? Schwarzenegger?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying, but Arnold's major, but his major thing is known for is how big his biceps are.
How?
You know,
How?
You know, but some guys could like I could do bicep.
Get to
curls
the
all day.
chopper.
Get to the chopper,
Get down there.
Get down!
It's like, I
I'll
could,
put the pepperoni through your fucking head.
I'm gonna leave that pepperoni alone.
No, if you really want to disturb yourself late at night, look up Synthol. It's this chemical that these dumbasses inject into their body for these fake muscles.
Steroids?
No, it's called Synthol. It's like this oil type substance which you gotta look it up. You'll just be
So
scared.
it's
Oil
a-
type
it's a-
substance that
it's
gives
a-
them fake muscles.
So it's a manly waist trainer basically.
It's for weak people to look big, but it distorts the body and it breaks down the muscle fibers. But
It destroys the fiber glands.
So it sounds like steroids.
no, you don't get strength at all. You just your body.
So the
kind
body.
of-
So wait, let me get this. So you saying that the body will look strong, but that nigga is still weak.
They'll look something. It will bulge out in the area you constantly.
Kinda
It
like
gives the
Botox.
it gives the fiber cells that is being stimulated a fake boner.
pretty much.
wow.
When you think about just how you broke it down, that's what it sound like.
Like one dude had Popeye arms because he only put it in like his biceps and stuff. So
See?
they looked ridiculously terrible.
Wow.
Like here,
Gross.
Holy
What the
shit,
fuck?
that's freaky.
that's what Synthol does. It bulks out your skin and all that, but all you're doing is putting fluid and this chemical in, and it's pretty much trapped inside your skin.
yeah.
He ain't got no
That
neck.
sounds disgusting.
It is
Body,
disgusting.
body dysmorphia shit.
He ain't got no neck.
What do you say?
That's it. That body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh.
so- oh yeah. No, you've seen guys who got like them like fucking 50-inch arms and shit.
Lewis.
How do you guys feel about brolic, bodybuilders going overboard?
That looks.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's definitely it becomes a
Unauthentic.
mental illness because there's no reason a person like I've seen pictures where guys got like like arms like out to here and stuff. It's all steroids and jacked up. Like
Shit,
there's
Nah, the shit that killed me is how y'all get that damn big knowing that y'all gonna need neck support.
yeah.
Or that you'll never
Especially
be
too,
able
they
to
get
hug
that
someone.
big, then they get sick for 3 months and they lose all of that. Like,
Yeah.
instantly. Same thing happened to Willie when he used to go to like the gym and then he got sick.
Yeah, I'm from Willie. Yeah.
He got sick because he wasn't eating nothing. He was just all muscle.
Yeah, basically his body ate his muscles, and he lost a lot of weight. He used to be like toned and jacked, but now he lost a little bit of weight. I don't know what he looks like now. I haven't seen the damn dude.
The lesson here, podcast fam, too much muscle is not good, and too much body fat is not good.
Yeah.
There's got to be like some type of balance.
Love to see a big muscular guy try to pat himself on the back, or even try to hug himself for someone else. Like,
nah, the shit that
there's videos out there on YouTube.
It looks like he came up with a new dance move.
The shit that killed me is that they be getting that damn big, and it's just like, yo, what about your sex life?
Did you just headbutt the
Yes,
wall?
he did.
He made me laugh too.
there are women in this world who will wish they were laughing that hard.
Well, I don't know what to say to that. I'm gonna leave that alone.
So I always love reading these Carlton. Everybody like every time there's a new TikTok challenge when someone's a total asshole, I love it because how fucking stupid you are. So there was an OnlyFans star. She's 20 years old. Imagine being 20 years old.
OnlyFans?
I was 20 years ago.
What's her name?
I'm trying to find it now. Brittany.
You said that pretty quick, cuz.
What?
OnlyFans? What's her name?
I wasn't gonna.
He said that pretty quick.
I wasn't gonna look her up or nothing.
So, well,
you said that pretty quick too.
I wasn't.
So,
it's the truth, right?
So she was.
You said it's the truth pretty quick as well.
She was 20 years old and she had a heart attack. Imagine having a fucking heart attack at 20 years old from having. It's called a dry scooping challenge.
What?
Here's,
all
yeah.
right, go ahead.
So it says this is called the death-defying trend that promotes participants to ingest a mound of undiluted supplemental energy powder cause a 20-year-old stripper to have a heart attack. Wow, I never thought something like this would happen to me, especially because I'm so young.
Wow.
What part?
Powder?
Being the stripper or
It's
the
called total.
dying?
It's called Total War. It's pre-workout. So fucking she just ingested a ton. Like I'm trying to see how much she ingested. The cops and EMTs were like, maybe it's just anxiety because you're about to dance. Who has worked for a stripper for more than a year, and trying to see how much she ingested. So she just kept eating fucking just scoops and scoops and scoops of fucking this pre-workout supplement powder, and she had a heart attack off it.
So when she started, she was a barely legal stripper.
Yeah. So I love this shit right here.
So not to cut you off, because I do want you to read. So she ingested something that was meant for like
a pre-workout,
high performance purposes, but she abused or did not know how to appropriate the portions.
Well,
she overdosed on muscle milk,
it's powder, but yeah, essentially. So after weeks of watching digital fitness, again, this is a problem with this fucking bullshit term influencers. Stop with the fucking influencers. After watching influencers swallow tablespoons and tablespoons of pre-workout, a non-food and drug regulated caffeinated substance that athletes typically mix with water and drink before exercise, and she decided to give it a try. A lot of bodybuilders on TikTok were doing it, and I thought, if they can do it, so can I. Well, honey, you're a 20-year-old fucking 96-pound girl. You're not The Rock. All right, another thing too, like
I don't think I want to see a bodybuilder and stripper. That's just disgusting.
So the reason it's called dry scooping.
Or she putting all that she ain't even putting the pussy on. She putting that muscle on.
I want that firm. If she's in better shape than me, I don't want to see it.
All
she got muscles on muscles. No.
All I can say is if it sounds like if she was proportioning it, there wouldn't be a heart attack article being read.
Well, that's the problem. It's like just not proportionate. Like this was saying that I don't know if you guys heard about this in 2012. There was this. This is like it's called dry scooping. They're calling it. It was Cinnamon Challenge in 2012, which saw thousands of YouTubers. Because remember, kids watch YouTubers because they know what the fuck they're doing.
Facts.
They were eating spoonfuls of ground cinnamon in under 60 seconds without water. Ugh. So
I ain't gonna lie. I did the challenge my damn self. So
there it goes. At its peak, that challenge cinnamon, which claimed the life of a 4-year-old, because why not give your 4-year-old scoops of fucking cinnamon? You know, of course, amassed over 70,000 social media mentions a day. Because why not be internet famous and killing your fucking 4-year-old?
Wow.
So the purpose of the cinnamon challenge was,
yeah, exactly,
to see if it can be swallowed.
Yeah.
And apparently, you can't swallow cinnamon.
No, it's more so what your body.
But it's a spoonful. Cause
I've done a spoonful.
Yeah.
I've done a spoonful. You see me talking to y'all, right? Like I said, it's more
listening
like
to
the
you.
body mass and what it can handle. A 4-year-old taking something that potent, it would do some serious damage.
Well, it killed him. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So-
cinnamon and spice.
So she was saying that
Yes.
this is her. It wasn't for clout. The exotic dancer insisted. I didn't even record myself doing it. I just want energy to work out. Bullshit.
Get
back on that
Because
pole.
number two, she wanted to do this, but also while recording herself doing it.
Exactly.
Because she's just like, because whenever I work out, I record myself before I work out. Like you want to do it for fucking attention, honey, and the shit backfired. So after a male friend at the gym offered her a scoop of Redcon's total pre-workout powder, she immediately regretted dumping the performance-enhancing powder down her throat without water. Right away, I felt like I was suffocating. I couldn't breathe. So now they're saying, the company, 1 scoop of workout 30 minutes prior to strength training with 4 to 6 ounces of water. One scoop is, holy shit, 350 milligrams of caffeine. God damn. And amino acids meant to energy. In retrospect, 1 cup of coffee is maybe 70 milligrams.
You know what's funny too?
This is
Yeah.
sorry.
Side note about caffeine: the plant that creates coffee,
The cocoa leaf,
no, the caffeine.
the caffeine, right?
Yes, they create it so that animals wouldn't eat it, so it would poison the animal. So caffeine's supposed to be a poison, but we
Wow.
ingest it as coffee.
Wow.
We naturally produce it in our endorphins and our adrenal glands. It's just there are both organic and processed substances that's in grocery stores and other like markets that either promotes or demotes what we're naturally producing.
As you just imagine how much stuff we eat that are like we're not supposed to be in. Well,
exactly.
Yeah, well, here's right here. So doctor said that's about the equivalent, which I was pretty right about. Imagine drinking 4 cups of coffee right at once. So it said one of the chief cardiologists in New York City. That acute large intake of caffeine mixed with an activity that stresses the heart, like exercise, is very dangerous. The aftermath. She says, I was coughing a lot. I started chugging some water, but my throat was extremely dry and my gums were burning. Once the choking subsided, she started doing her leg workout. Because again, as you're choking and coughing, best thing to do is start lifting weights. Fucking idiot.
Well, I mean, at least we know she takes it in the mouth on leg day.
So
moral of the story is that her ego was eating her alive.
So she said that
literally, yes.
Her whole body started itching, and I started sweating profusely, and I felt nauseous. So she didn't notice a boost in energy or strength despite taking a gulp of powder pre-workout. Then she started having weird sensations. I mean, Jesus Christ! At that point, go to the fucking hospital.
Well, when a woman,
it could have been her period. You don't know.
well, when a
You saying she
female
was
hits
PMS?
womanhood, she'll experience new things.
Yeah. So this says that, okay, so when he went to the hospital, she eventually
valid points.
Oh, the club manager called 911. So they rushed
Funny but valid points.
They did hospital ambulance, doctor's blood test, EKG scan. So it says that the minor cardiac episode, which in her case was caused by a caffeine overdose, which again, so you can overdose on caffeine.
I took 1 energy scoop one time. I was like, I need a little energy, and I was so shaky afterwards. I'm like, I'm never touching this shit again.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sitting there in my car like this. I'm like, no, I'm not ever touching that shit again.
What was it?
Just like a caffeine energy booster scoop.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Oof.
I think I can explain.
That's
energy
probably
drink,
because you probably produce natural caffeinated substances where that wasn't needed.
Yeah,
You was
exactly.
just experimenting and it went beyond your customers.
Just more fucking stupid TikTok shit when people do dumb stuff and then they get hurt or injured and shit. And like
And then they play the victim from the stupidity.
It's almost like fucking dumping Gorilla Glue into your hair and getting $20,000 in fucking GoFundMe's
That bitch
because
did it on purpose.
She should have got
Right.
kicked off the cliff and like
she's
Sparta.
a beauty expert, and she's like, I used Gorilla Glue before, so I knew what it was for, but I didn't know why it wouldn't go on my scalp and hair and come out instantly. You're a beauty expert. You used Gorilla Glue before to put
I think
furniture
expert is too
together.
She
easy
must
to
not
use
be
nowadays.
as an expert as she claims
like
if she
the
pulled
term-
that.
she wanted
like the
that.
term influencer. It's like, who are you influencing?
Why the hell?
The sheep.
Why the hell would you use Gorilla Glue and try to make it look like it's gonna slick your hair
She
when it's
wanted
gonna
that
stick?
fame.
It's Gorilla Glue.
I love this guy. I'm not sure why, but a while back, I'm not sure if Tev and Lewis knew about that. But you guys hear about this? It was Kazakhstan. The new trend's going on. He's a bodybuilder. Well, he got married to a sex doll. So
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
seen that. I
well,
seen that.
so now he says, well, actually, I'm sorry. Now he's actually married to a second sex doll. So he has 2 wives.
He bugging.
Oh,
You mean he has 2 Barbies?
That reminds me of
Right,
something. I
right.
don't. I might get this a little wrong here, but there was a headline where
No, it's
a
all good.
woman married herself, but then divorced herself because she started having feelings for another person.
Wait. Say that, bro. One more time.
Yeah, this woman, she married herself, but then divorced herself because she started having feelings for another person.
That bitch.
Again, I'm paraphrasing the headlines.
So
How
her delusions are beyond comparison.
I guess our personalities are marrying each other.
How you do that?
There's so much stupid shit. It's just I see those
Tev,
things.
All you can do is laugh. That's all you can do about
Tev,
it.
we spoke on this. Anything is possible. Because we experience it doesn't mean it necessarily don't exist.
Another
out
recurring
there.
segment. I wish we had sound.
You just witnessed that what he just mentioned.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's true.
Crazy
but-
shit exists.
I mean, that's
I
true.
invented this
It's
segment.
true, but god
Elliot
damn,
did.
I
like
know.
I mean,
Exactly.
I take everything.
That's
people
like
say.
you looking in the mirror, getting jealous at yourself and whooping yourself's
No,
ass.
that's no.
Who is this nigga with these nice braids and shit?
No.
Right.
I got one.
why
that
you
can
looking at
beat
me like
you.
that?
I got one
Self.
that can beat that. A wife stabbed her husband
that's dark.
after she caught him looking at a picture of them after they first got married. She thought
Wow.
he was cheating on her because she didn't recognize herself when they just got married.
Damn.
Stabbed her husband.
So she in jail
Yes.
because of that toxic move.
for stabbing
She's
her
in jail
husband.
for not checking her own knee-jerk habits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So she
that's
got
why-
Straight
jealous
like that.
of
She-
a picture
nah,
of
not-
herself when she was younger.
That's
even-
She must
cousin.
be fat
That's
as hell.
knee-jerk.
Not even.
How you don't recognize yourself with someone that never stepped out on you and you stab him for
I'm not-
being committed?
I'm not saying it wasn't knee jerk. I'm saying I was gonna make a rebuttal before you jump.
Go ahead, cuz.
I was gonna say she in prison.
Damn.
I said,
Finish.
Damn, I can't even finish that.
Yes, you can.
She's
No,
in
no,
jail
no.
for being
No, I'm playing.
jealous.
No, I was gonna say, she in prison for that toxic knee jerk move.
Yeah.
Insecurity
Yeah.
through the roof.
Insecure and delusional.
Right.
God.
Oh, that ain't me. Oh, he
Listen.
got to die.
I
He
tried
got to
taking-
die.
Was that beautiful bitch from 20 years ago? Oh, it was me. Shit, I already stabbed him.
I tried taking everything that people said, whether Carlton does or Elliot, Big L. I tried taking stuff people say like into heart and like in Elliot, and I love repeating this. Where this podcast has shown me in Twitter and the social media where Elliot has constantly said that, and he's right that the truth is stranger than fiction. Because if you show me movies like Chris, there's a guy who married a sex doll, or two sex dolls. I'm like, no way could that ever happen in
No.
real life. That
Life-
wouldn't happen. You
Life
know.
is scarier than fiction.
I want to know how did he even break it down like in his mind, like, yo, you know what,
Well, there's actually
ain't no women gonna give me no real one, so you know I'm just gonna give me 2 dogs. I'm gonna give me the first one first because that costs bread.
Because I want a
Buy one, get one
threesome.
free.
Right, but I want.
So
I
I'm
wanna,
gonna get me another one.
I want a threesome, so I want a dry pussy threesome.
So now this bodybuilder says now he's open. He's finally open to dating actual humans.
Oh my
But-
God.
no, it's too
revelation.
late.
So, but there's a condition though, because why wouldn't there be? He says that
They have to accept his wives.
You're gonna have to-
it's exactly what it is. No
Oh,
bullshit.
shit.
Elliot just called it. That's fucking scary.
What is that?
They have to accept his wives.
Yeah. He said that.
Yo, if they want to, they can just grab a thumbtack or work.
No, these are actually
Yo, nah,
fully
cause
made. They're not-
it ain't even that no boy, fam.
No, if
It
Chris
ain't
is
the-
talking about
it
what I
ain't-
think he is,
It
these
ain't
are
the
like
balloon ones.
$10,000 ones
yeah,
that
no.
are fully
Oh, yeah.
silicone, like the
That
real
ass.
thing.
They
stuff,
looking at-
not that
Give them an
plastic
acid
shit.
bath. Just burn the whole material.
They this the one.
Remember Roger Rabbit
this the one
with the
that
dip
this
instead of cartoons?
This the
Yeah.
one that
Yeah.
obey you.
Exactly, Roger.
But
Rabbit,
he's
yeah.
safer
Right.
with those 2 wives. I'm just throwing this out there. He's safer with those 2 wives. They'll never get jealous and call the cops saying that he beat them or something.
They can't say shit.
That'd be funny
But that's why he's
if
safer.
he got reported for abuse and they put him in jail for beating his robots.
See some chick who's jealous go to his house with a makeup kit, make it look like she got a black eye.
Wow.
But she's property, sir.
Christ.
She's your wife. Don't talk to her like
I
that.
thought you were gonna say unless they had one condition, they had the detachable parts or something.
Christ. Yeah. So yep. He said that they have to like his silicone soulmates as well. He dropped the bombshell on a radio show. I was in a real relationship in the past, about 7 years. He married his sex doll Margot in November after dating her for 8 months. He's a self-professed pansexual.
What's her name?
Her name is Margot.
Her name is what?
Margot.
Margo.
Margot.
Marco.
Margot is his first
Polo.
wife. Yeah.
Marco.
Polo.
Marco.
Polo.
He said,
Polo.
nonetheless,
How the fuck you name your wife Marco?
he said
That sounds like a
it's
dude's
interesting
name.
and important for me, and in the future maybe I will have a real person, but it's important that she likes my dolls too. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Yo, he wildin'.
Hold on.
Yes.
That might be a tall order, as the non-synthetic lover would have to live in a veritable dollhouse. The muscle man revealed that he's divorced Margot so he could take up with 2 new plastic playmates, Luna and Lola. Holy Christ.
At least they got female names.
So he out here. So
He
he
should be
out here.
committed.
So he just out here just going through dolls, just being trifling.
Oh my God, my head hurts.
Did he use her up?
Is
that
this in the United
quickly?
States? Or
Oh,
is this
so
something-
if he wants
he's
to go be unfaithful, the dolls can't say shit.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Exactly.
fucking Kazakhstan. So yeah.
fucking
But he said,
world is crack.
I like the process of sex itself and gender. Sexual orientation are not important to me. He explained that, wow, he has 110,000 followers on Instagram.
Wait,
Holy Christ, man.
dolls can't have a gender because they're literally just fucking plastic.
How do you date a toy that you just have sex with?
At that.
He said, I want
Take
to
that shit out to dinner for some souffle.
I want to do
or
a
something?
wedding of a male doll
Right.
and Luna at the same time. I want to do the ceremony of life and freedom. Yeah, okay,
Wait,
so.
so does that mean he's gonna shoot the male
My
doll
head
when
hurts.
he gets jealous?
I'm
and
just
comes
getting
home?
tired and just people perverting shit. Just
Yeah,
this level of
though.
acceptance. Oh,
Exactly.
People, if they don't accept me, they're a bigot or they're a ist
I guess
and
I'm
phobe.
a bigot because that's
but
fucking nuts.
I want to marry my vodka bottle because it makes me feel good, or like I want to
You know-
marry my
you know
cat
what?
because that's the only. I'm like,
Carlton just called this. When I found the article of some guy marrying his vodka bottle, I was like, Carlton called it in June of 2021.
Right.
I think men's been marrying their vodka bottles
no,
for years.
I believe.
Without the title.
I think I saw one where a man married his pillow that had an anime girl on it. I think it was in China. But
Oh, Chi-Chi.
I saw
Oh,
this
damn.
dude married. He wanted.
Oh, Boma.
I could be wrong, but I saw that some dude married a pillow.
Fucking Christ.
I don't know if it was true or false because you never know what's real. Online.
Let's just pretend it's
I
true.
just get tired that people
Yeah,
just accept this
let's-
as normal behavior, and
Exactly.
it's not.
Fucking
It's not
not.
normal.
No, I agree with Carlton
No, it's
because
not.
because then there'll be some time on any social media because this guy he has 110,000 Instagram followers.
and they're all probably just as
So go on there and say, listen, dude, you're fucked up. Watch his followers say, you're a piece of shit for saying that you're a bigot. I'm like, what? You can't marry a fucking plastic object, you prick. Like,
You can't
marriage
be
is trans.
you can't be a
Ascendant.
bigot.
You can marry
There-
your soul
That's
if you wanted to.
personification. That's giving personality and life to something that's not real. I can't be a bigot for thinking a man is fucked up because he got jealous and tired of his first fuck toy to marry 2 other fuck toys, and now he wants to watch a male doll fuck a female doll.
For the most part, I accept people like, dude, it's your life. Live the fuck. I don't want to hear about it. But if he walked up and wanted to shake my hand, I think I would punch him in his face just for principle. I don't know why.
you know what seemed kind of funny?
Maybe it's like it's broken. You know how you hit something when it's broken? That might refix.
Well, it was funny is we're still in 2021. Like I said, none of us here are gay by any means. I don't care if you are gay, if you want gay.
care.
But we're still in this country, in this fucking planet. We're still fighting for gay people to have rights and have gay marriages.
They already
But
do.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying, like, there's a lot of states, though, you still can't get married if you're gay. But, okay, whatever. But in New York State, though, you can still legally get married to your cat. Like, and I'm not even joking about that. Like, I can get married to my fucking cat, but 2 men can't get married. You see the hypocrisy?
Marriage is
Hold up a second.
I don't really like me personally. Like nothing against it, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I'm just.
I mean, nothing. I mean, for anyone that's listening, basically.
Yeah.
But like, it's just like.
But just
the
like
whole 2 men thing. Period.
Which
just in that rim alone, not even just because of the simple fact of the label it being gay, but two men kissing, holding hands. That shit is ridiculous to me.
Yeah. But in retrospect, okay, Trev, someone said, okay, listen, I'm gay, and you said, okay, whatever. Either you had two choices, I'm gay or I'm fucking my cat. Which one would you pick?
Neither.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm walking away.
I can legally get married to a sheep, but not a fucking another guy.
Have you never heard
How you can't even get married to your same species?
I'm not a fan of clashing broadswords and see you walking Garfield in a sundress. I'm not a fan of that. I told you.
Like I said, I'm just saying, whatever what it is, though, so we're acceptable. We're marrying animals now.
Sundress.
See, but here's my problem. This is why.
I heard Joe Budden got his dick sucked by he sucked his dog dick or some shit like that.
I don't know.
Some wild shit like that.
Gross.
Do people not?
I'm glad I didn't pick up my drink when you said that.
But here's the thing that makes me laugh with how low intelligence people are. You got people going around. You have an entire month where you're throwing this shit in people. Pride. I don't give a fuck about your stupid parades.
Me neither.
Keep that shit out of my face, especially when you have people walking around with assless chaps or their dicks hanging out in front of little kids.
My thing is, how the fuck do you wake up early, afternoon, evening, nighttime? Like, you know what? I'm gonna do some outrageous shit. You know what? I'm gonna fuck me an animal. Like who thinks it's some shit like that? Shit is wild.
Like Colin said, but honestly, take even we'll say 25, 30 years ago, if you told me you fucked your sheep, I'd be like, dude, you were seriously fucked up in the head. Nowadays, though, if I say you're fucked up in the head, now Chris, well, how dare you insult somebody's fucking their sexual orientation? I'm like, you're fucking a sheep, okay? You've got mental fucking problems.
You know what's crazy? For him to be justifying that man to be fucking the sheep, he would do it too, or he is doing it. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
I would say to anyone, if they told me that they banged the sheep, I'll be like, yo, I ain't got nothing against you, but I'm going to wait a few months before I get lamb over rice at the chicken spot.
Wait. But, Chris, I can actually use that example. So now people are attacking other people for saying, how dare you question this? This proves that they have the same rights, if not more rights than you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I may not like what you're doing. I may find it disgusting, disturbing, but you know what? It's your life. Honestly, it's not affecting me. I'm still gonna wake up tomorrow. I'm still gonna do my shit. I'm gonna forget completely about you, but that's still fucked up.
Shit, wow.
Like you said, Carlton,
because you don't want people telling you like, "Yo, you like that chick? Well, you shouldn't be with her." You're like, "Don't tell me what the fuck to do. That's my life."
Shit, crazy. Like seeing a country girl just wake up and just be like, you know what? I'm gonna go get me a horse.
Yeah, you're right.
Give me a horse.
Let me go fuck Babe over here.
But still, like Carlton said,
now do pig.
Mr. Ed on the Gazette front page for attempted murder.
Horse smiling. See the horse smiling. You see the woman in the hospital bed.
I can see Mr. Ed on the news. Aye, man, all well. She told me what she knew what she was doing.
Jesus Christ.
She told me she had experience.
If Big Al was here, this is no segment of our species is doomed.
No, right? No. I did you hear the story about a man who fucked his horse and it killed him?
Yeah. I read several articles of that, bro.
Yeah. I did read
Our species has been doomed because
what?
Yeah.
Wait, he's not joking. He's really
I know he's not joking. I read the article.
Tev was asking, like,
he fucked a horse.
No, his horse fucked him.
Yeah,
his horse fucked
that's
him.
Still fucking the horse.
Well, basically, the horse would have to climb. Like, he'd have to bend over. The horse climbs onto him, and the horse sticks a horse dick in his ass, and because it killed him. Because
wait. So, in this setting, you got to think about it. Like the setting, like the timing. Was this at night? Was this during the day?
During the day, probably.
Bro, Elliot is cringing.
I was not there like with the camera. All I know is that he was the horse and the horse was the cowboy in that situation. He got rode to death.
Bro, you know it's for real when someone who has dark and funny of a humor as Elliot is cringing. I never saw the bro cringe. He's
He's like, but what time of day was it? Was it a beautiful setting? What did he put?
Was there a slight overcast that day?
Yeah. Did he?
It was the bat signal.
And flowers leading to that ass.
You know, it's funny. I was in a podcast. People have problems into 2021. That like a white guy fucks a black girl, or fucking a black man fucks a white girl.
Yo, matter of fact,
people have problems with that.
That's saying they got a problem with Oreos.
Nah. I was walking from work earlier, right? I was walking from work earlier, and it was a dude. This dude with shades. Yeah, you know how there be dudes with the shade, but they got the glasses. You'd be like, "Oh shit, he got glasses on." Nah, these are shades. Like, "Oh shit, he got shades on." No, these are my glasses. Like, so he had one of those type eye settings on, whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he walking. He got like the ponytail, and his girlfriend got like the curly curl. She put up in the Honda, and I'm like, "Oh shit." I mean, it was cute, but I thought to myself, like, I was like, you know what? People really don't give a fuck about what you look like.
Yeah,
Like, they don't care.
That's why sometimes you see those 400-pound men with hot women.
Oh yeah,
Because they just have a good sense of humor.
It's people who look like Grimace from
you're not wrong.
from the Ronald McDonald crew.
You know what it really
They get
is?
more love and better.
It's the very few and far between cases where somebody has an issue with interracial or your skin color and all that. But now that the internet blows it up, people think that one incident is a million times worse. Like, oh, this one incident happened in a year, so it must be every day, every person, every couple.
Exactly.
It's like, no, you're fucking stupid. This is one person showing one. But if I go looking, I'm going to find hundreds or thousands more. Or you're going to find people using the same footage over and over and over again, just chopped differently.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you're the real fucking problem.
Yeah. But I'm like, overall though, 100% like what Carlton said, and I agree with him. I've said this for the past fucking 10 years, well, my entire life, but like, listen, you are free to do whatever the fuck you want to do. If you want to like cut your ears off, people have done it. If you want to get plastic surgery, cut your nipples off, whatever the fuck you want to do, whatever you want to, I don't give a fuck. But the thing is, don't expect everybody to like accept it or not make fun of you. That's the thing. It's like, you know, oh, it's like I want to fuck a horse. Okay, you can go fuck a horse if you want to, but if you tell me about it, I'm gonna laugh at you and call you a fucking moron too.
Right.
So, but nowadays, though, like Carlton said, if I criticize a guy who's fucking a sheep or marrying a doll, I'm the asshole. Like, no, dude, if you want to tell me you're marrying a doll, you're not affecting me whatsoever. But I'm gonna call you an idiot.
How you gonna be an asshole because you didn't fuck a sheep?
Yeah.
Is that where Silence of the Lambs really came from?
So.
Shit crazy.
I love you.
You're a dick in the
That
ass.
was a go.
Your ass.
Hello, Clarice. Good to see you again.
So, I had to pull this article for all you guys, everybody here listening to Carlton, everybody, because
Thinking of a sheep with a ginger wig now.
Crazy.
all right, everybody here,
I think this is
everybody,
where the sundress comes in.
everybody has had a bad boss. Okay, we've all had shitty fucking people we worked for. This happened in fucking Georgia, and I'm not making this shit up. This was a Georgia man.
He about to get fired. Wait, go ahead.
His boss left him penny dreadful. Okay, so this guy was in Fayetteville, Georgia. Heard his doorbell ring at 7 p.m. on March 12th. At the door, a young man had a familiar face told him, "Hey, your money's at the end of the driveway, bud." Basically, what happened is that this guy was working at a garage. Okay, he put his 2-week notice in and quit the fucking job. Then his fucking boss wouldn't pay him. So he said, listen, you owe me a freaking paycheck for $915 and you got to pay me and stuff. No, I'm not going to pay you. So, okay, I'm going to fucking call legal and stuff, get unemployment, everybody involved, and I want my fucking paycheck. Okay, so no problem. A couple of days later, the guy literally, he opened up his fucking door. The guy dumped his boss $915 worth of pennies onto his front lawn. That was his final fucking paycheck. Jesus
Nice.
Christ. And to make it even fucking worse, he had all the fucking pennies dumped in motor oil. So it had, so now to translate this, $915 converted into pennies is about 91,000 fucking pennies were dumped onto this fucking guy's front lawn in bags. And like, here's your final paycheck, asshole. Like, you have to, in the top of that, then dumping them all, cover them in fucking oil. You got to be a special kind of asshole to do something like that,
And
man.
it's your last check.
That's so it says.
So he went to the cash checking place like, yo, you know what you can do for me? Just put them all in pennies.
So
Just put them in pennies.
Jesus.
All of it. Yeah, give me all the pennies I don't use, even the rusty ones. Even the ones that's hard to tell if it's a penny.
It was no bullshit. 500 pounds of greasy pennies filled up at the end of his driveway. A pay stub and an envelope with a swear word scrawled on it, giving him a message. Then his girlfriend had to spend hours hauling the pennies up the driveway. The haul sits in a green wheelbarrow whose tires have been crushed or deflated under the weight of the copper-coated cash. So, Jesus. And he said that it's going to be hours upon hours of just trying to clean this money up so that it's even able to spend it. Because in all reality, it's 91,000 pennies. That's still $900 fucking dollars, man. That's you lost. Like,
God
so
damn. You said
How many
900. You said
pennies, bro?
900.
okay, not $915 in pennies. That's over 91,000 pennies.
91,500.
Exactly. In pennies.
Because I know 100 pennies is
Yeah.
$1, right?
Yeah. Just add 2 zeros at the end of that and you got it.
The fuck?
Yeah. So
So he just was like, you know what? Yeah.
Wow.
Throw
yeah.
the pennies in there.
So the only good thing about this, which was nice about this, like, is anybody here? We've all been to like Price Chopper, Hannaford and stuff. You ever see the big Coinstar kiosks and stuff?
Yeah.
Coinstar found out, they heard about this fucking guy's article, his news story. They stopped by, had a fucking whole freaking crew, whole trucks. They gave him a fucking check for $1,000. Took the 500 pounds. That's how much these fucking pennies weighed. Took them all off him and fucking took them back to shop. Coinstar's like, don't worry about it. We'll take care of this for you, dude. And
I was
like,
about to
good-
say, did Coinstar take their 8% off each dollar?
No, they gave them 8%.
I know.
It's like,
I hate those
That
goddamn
was-
machines. Like 8 cents out of every dollar.
yeah,
I'm gonna take.
but right now, like,
Fucking
good
crazy.
good fucking PR for Coinstar though. It's like, yo,
Well, they were also saying, I don't know if it was a year or two ago, that there was a coin shortage. I'm like, how the hell is there?
remember
a
that?
coin
Yeah, that was
shortage?
funny. Well, this in New York State was coin. Yeah, everywhere was like, use debit cards. I'm like, So, yeah, what's up with the coin shortage? All of a sudden, America just stopped printing coins. All of a sudden, like, right? But I'm just saying, like, Jesus Christ, like, that's just like, talk about scumbag of the fucking week, bro. Like,
No.
man, you dumped 500 pounds. Like,
Yeah,
first
but
off,
we don't know the whole story. The guy put his two, he quit. This guy could have been an asshole, and the
He
boss
could've
was
been,
finally
but-
got his revenge back.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but just
That's what I
almost
was thinking. That was like he about to get fried. Like whatever the hell he did.
like,
Oh, this guy's finally leaving? Fuck this guy.
but so, like, first off,
Right.
where do you get 91,000 pennies? Like, they're just lying
Nearest
around.
bank. He probably went to like every bank in Georgia.
Dead ass. Dead ass. Like yo,
Yeah.
how much y'all pennies you?
He put up posters, we'll buy your pennies.
1 cent per penny. If you're like, wow, that's a great deal.
He showed
100 pennies per dollar.
and it's crazy because he showed Abraham Lincoln love that day.
Like, we'll love you.
What call this probably right? 'Cause I can see a fucking post on Craigslist or fucking Twitter or Facebook. Here's a great deal. I'll sell you 100 pennies for $1. Really? That's a
We'll
steal.
give you.
You act
$1
now. For every
100
100 pennies you give me, you get a whole dollar.
Oh shit!
Oh, my
Really?
nigga,
I'm
you
making
clutch.
out like a thief.
Oh, God.
But wait, there's more.
Tell your friends too. They get the same deal.
Jesus Christ. So,
R.I.P.
this makes me sad. I don't know why, because we've all been there, everybody here, but we all fantasize about the whole high school teacher fucking the students and stuff. But
No,
Oh my
God, no.
God.
I had like a 60-year-old
Oh my
teacher.
Lord.
I think every
What if she was
Jesus
younger?
Christ.
I was a little kid. I wasn't thinking about
I wasn't
sex.
talking. All right, what if you was of age?
I don't even care.
well, high school.
Yo,
It wouldn't
what?
matter at that point.
What?
Hypothetically speaking, I'm not speaking for myself.
if I was
I'm against.
six-
I'm like,
If I was of age,
what,
it
you
wouldn't be a
was?
problem.
You was like,
okay.
You was like, cuz?
Yeah.
I was a kid too. What the hell are you talking about?
Wildin'. Y'all bugging.
No, if
We
I
was
was
of age.
of age
I had all
having
the
sex with a
fantasies about my
teacher, it
teachers.
wouldn't be a problem. But underage kids who don't really fully
I know.
comprehend being taken advantage of,
Yeah.
that's a
Well,
problem.
so she was in Alabama, but yeah, it just sucks that high school teacher killed
I wouldn't
herself.
say shit.
So she committed suicide after she got caught. She was 44, fucking a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old, and she got caught and she killed herself.
See you
so
in hell, bitch.
yeah. Oh, actually, it was a gunshot wound. So she
Well,
was.
wait, did she shoot herself in the head?
Yeah.
So you're saying
Yeah.
before she died, she took one last one to the face?
the most.
Pretty much.
Yo, it is crazy because the most them kids can be is sexually traumatized. Like, yo, I never thought this teacher liked me this much. Oh, I see how we passing.
But listen how you said sexually traumatized. They might not know how to deal with someone who might appreciate them outside
If you
of that.
are a 13, 14, 15-year-old boy, you know how to do it.
I'd say one
For the
thing.
most part, yes,
Yeah.
but not everybody has that
Yeah.
mindset or
Exactly.
that.
At 16, if my teacher was sucking my dick, I would be the happiest person on the planet.
Right, I ain't saying shit. Not saying.
At 16, I was putting like Vaseline into a sock. Okay, like come on.
Nah.
So very low standards for you.
Oh,
Chris.
Miss Jones banged you, Chris? Give me a high five.
Like that's where Big Mouth came from. Like,
Yeah.
getting his fucking pillow pregnant. Like,
Is that why you're trying
Jay.
Is that why you're trying to sue them, Chris? Like they stole my likeness.
Wow.
yeah, I'm pissed off that Netflix. Everyone has Netflix. They have the usernames. So I told Selena because Selena's watching Netflix on my account, and she happened to go through our pictures and stuff. She puts fucking from my profile the fucking the kid from Big Mouth with the blue eyes and Christian's laughing his ass
my
off.
God.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you fucking bitch. She's like, it looks just like you. I'm like, I hate you so
Oh
much.
shit.
No, like he's the other one. He's the pillow fucker.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Oh, that sounds crazy.
She called you the pillow pucker, cuz.
Things I've told. I said my son just turned 14, and I don't want to know at this point because
knock
now
on
he
doors.
has smartphones and stuff. And like when I'm at home,
You say you don't want to know?
I don't want to know.
You gotta know, though,
I don't
bro.
want to know. Like I just know that.
Nah, you gotta know.
When I'm at work, my little buddy is playing Resident
you gotta-
Evil. He's having a good time. He's not down here.
You gotta touch on that. You
gotta have that
I don't think he
virgin
wants to
bees
think of his
conversation.
son jerking
Yo,
off
it's
in his
okay.
room while he's
Exactly.
at
This is
work.
natural part of life. A boy's
Yo, it's
coming
okay.
to his own body.
Hey, little man, you getting some pussy?
Yo, Dad, Jill Valentine knocked on the door. What am I gonna do?
Yo,
You
Dad,
gotta
I
Called me
saw
to
some
my
of
dreams,
those.
You got
Dad.
a little.
There's no zombies here. What should I tell her?
Especially,
You got a little girlfriend or something. It's okay.
She told me to whip out my bazooka. I don't know what she meant.
well, especially Resident Evil 8 too. They fucking was Lady Damascura there.
Oh my God!
Have you
some of
seen the mods?
Oh my goodness!
Jeez.
You
Yo,
just
have
gotta
you
make.
seen?
You just gotta make sure he ain't actually order a bazooka.
You see my look, bro. I'm just like, and I'm not judging. I'm just like,
I was just saying, they should, animated character should not look this good.
No.
Yeah.
Did you see?
Especially in 4K.
I was like, come here, honey. No.
Did you see the voice actor reading some of the thirst tweets?
yeah.
yes, I saw that.
I
haven't
saw
seen
that
that,
shit
man.
last night, and some of the stuff people were saying, I was like,
Was out of this world. Yeah, it was
Like,
like when
nutty.
she sucked on my palm, my pee got hard. I'm like, what?
Yeah. No, I'm just like to the point where just what certain questions a dad doesn't want to ask his son. Like,
Now Chris is going to be thinking about it. He's going to be driving a bus. He's like, is my son sitting on my bed jerking off into one of my socks?
You gotta put your socks out, get ready for work. Like, why is it so hard?
Why can't I open it?
He used my favorite sock. I was gonna use this week.
I'm gonna do a double today, and I can't put my socks on.
Why'd you use the Batman one? Use Wonder Woman. I'm questioning you now.
one day he's gonna hear us like, Dad, Uncle Carlton's an asshole. Like,
Yes, good.
he's already accepted the fact Elliot's a dick. But
So is he gonna be like the kid from Weeds? Or are you gonna find like weird empty banana pills around first?
Jesus Christ! Like,
Never seen that movie.
I told Selena, I was like, if my son does if he does a tenth of the shit I did when I was 14, holy shit. So I'm gonna call it though, because I mean, I seen fucking porn at 11 years old. So like by 15, 16, I know
We all did.
Yeah, but like especially nowadays though. Remember, we didn't have smartphones.
I was 8.
We didn't have smartphones and
magazines
No,
and
we had to-
VHSs, and you had to
no,
make
we
sure
had
you
to- we
rewind
had-
that just to the right
We had the
spot.
right. We
I
had
remember I was
right,
looking-
Right, we had the DVDs. the
No,
tapes.
those special channels that were all static and
Yes.
just open to
yeah.
make up. Like, wait, go back. I think I saw it.
Elliot, what's funny?
Right.
Actually,
The waking up at 3 a.m. when you wasn't even supposed to be up because you had
yeah,
school. Really?
yeah, you're right.
Right.
You know what's funny about that?
What the hell you doing watching this porn?
Everybody here, it's funny. I was talking to Selena about that with how like time changed, we desensitized. Like Elliot was saying, back when we were 11, 12 years years old, we had fucking like the black box and stuff, and you see like the blue fucking porn was phased out, and you see a titty, and that was all you fucking needed. Now I told Selena I can pop on Pornhub and see like a chick banging a horse or something, or I can see like, you know,
what is it with you and women fucking horses today?
Let's stick to the humans here.
Yeah, God damn, what is wrong with the woman?
Like I've seen so much fucking porn now where it's like I see girls doing things that like 20 years ago, like just seeing a girl naked was all I needed. Now I gotta have I need like some really serious shit to get me into the mood.
Well, it's like
I hope it don't involve horses, bro.
The shit that was traumatizing back to us was the 2 girls in 1 cup shit.
I never watched
I've
that.
never seen that.
Please don't.
No,
Don't.
I watched it.
Don't. I heard horror stories, and that's all.
I heard that it was fake.
It wasn't fake. I seen it.
No, I heard that it was fake. That it was some ice cream or something. But everybody just went crazy.
What's point is making like how it's funny how we get desensitized things.
Yeah, it was
like,
ice cream,
I tell
bro.
Selena like now it's like if I pop on Pornhub on my phone, I actually have to like scroll through different porn videos to find stuff that I like, because like now it's like you've seen so much of it that you have to like find something that's kind of different than the norm. But like back
taboo.
Yeah, but it's like back when
you're
you
like, well, I wasn't into midgets before, but let me just try it out.
Let me take it for a spin.
That's probably how people got to animals. They got tired of midgets.
I need something
Next step was animals.
It's like,
you know?
I hit 20 years old. Like,
So you're saying it was gateway freaking?
Yep. Midgets are a gateway to animals.
Or I got a good one. Maybe because all these women want to be bodybuilders, someone's like, I need something softer, and he saw his cat. And shit got real.
What's like, Jesus Christ. I have a couple drinks. My girlfriend, like, Chris, like, like, if I piss on you, is that gross? It's fucking disgusting. 3 drinks later, like, you know, if she pissed on me, I really wonder.
Well, that's where it begins, because as soon as something like that happens the first time, you get that surge of dopamine and everything, like, and you want it again.
Oh, shit, let's
You want
do
it again. And that's how it begins, like that one dude on Howard Stern who liked being thrown up on.
Yeah, no bullshit. Howard had this guy. He had his fucking.
Them leftovers.
Yeah, no, like he's not joking. Howard's got the fucking. It's called
whatever you had for breakfast this morning, put it on, man.
I heard about that from 1,000 Ways to Die.
It's like this fucking animal thing is not new. This has been around since the medieval times.
Really,
Sheeps, goats,
really
them lonely farmers out there in the valleys.
Huh?
Cleopatra don't want me. Come here.
You ever think they went to 1,000?
Yeah, no, Elliot's right though. Because it's like
they didn't do 1,000 all the way.
I don't think they did 1,000 on 1,000 Ways to Die, but there were so many of them. The woman who forced the guy to vomit on her and a chunk of hot dog went down her throat.
That shit was
That's exactly what I thought. It's like, yeah, this dude like being thrown up on. I'm like, you mean like in 1,000 Ways to Die?
1,000 Ways to Die.
No, but it's like, I can definitely say. Well, I mean, Carlton literally had Carlton's the only person who's had like a very long-term relationship. I'm not saying you and Karen would ever get bored, but like I could see like how marriage. Some people would say like, well, how would you either cheat on your fucking wife, or how would some people bring like get a threesome with somebody? Like if you've been married for 10, 15, 20 fucking years, after like being with the same one fucking person, some things after 20 years may start getting stale.
Well, that comes down to also being selfish.
Shit die out.
I mean, die out.
Or maybe the feelings start dying out. That's why it's getting
break it down, cuz.
Usually it comes down.
All of it die out. Like not even just certain things, all of it.
Even the sun.
All of it.
Damn.
I don't know.
I'm out. No, I agree with calling being selfish.
The sex die out. The feelings die out.
Maybe
the mental of even being together die out. Shit is ridiculous.
Well, it depends on the person. I mean,
I have to say it's situational.
Yeah.
It's situational, because you get to a point where even if you and your wife or anything are not having sex, but you still just enjoy that companionship, doing
the
something.
company, the genuine.
You've been together so long, you have this history. It's like, you know, you're just at peace. You don't have to worry about that drama.
I can't see nobody. I can't see myself with nobody else but you. Type shit. Right.
I mean, it's like I'm just at peace. I'm zen. You know, I don't have to worry about nothing. You know, I'm just relaxed. I can go home. I can go out and just come home and not have to worry about drama or shit. Like, why do I want drama in my life?
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Of course.
Are women going to be attractive? Fuck yeah, we're men. You know, we're gonna see an ass, and your shit's gonna have a brain of its own. You know, but it's like it's a choice to act upon it or not. You know,
so. But no, it's just like anything. It's just funny, like even violence, like growing up as a kid. Remember, like when everybody here played this one point played Mortal Kombat. You know,
of course.
When we first seen Mortal Kombat, we were like, oh, this is holy shit, this is revolutionary. It's fucking brand new. It's like horrible and stuff. Now look at 10, 15, 20 years later, you see a person getting their heart ripped out of their chest. It's like, not a problem. But when you first seen it, you're like, holy shit.
Indiana Jones did it better.
But then the funny part is because
Exactly.
this was newer to
Classic.
video games though. But then look at history. Like remember the fuck ancient gladiator days. Watch these old movies about the ancient Roman times and stuff and slavery and shit. Then the Colosseums they would bring their fucking kids to the Coliseum like how you bring your kids to see a Disney fucking movie. And these Coliseums where they would show grown men being fucking eaten alive by tigers or their heads cut off, their fucking arms ripped off in front of 5 and 6 year olds and stuff. So nowadays when we get to this whole like, oh, video games are too violent, movies are too violent. Have you picked up a fucking history book? The Coliseums didn't have only fucking men there. No, it was a family event to watch two people murder each other in front of you.
And it's crazy that you said that because like it made me think of Romeo and Juliet. No funny shit.
Yeah.
I started thinking about it like, how somebody's parents really gonna be like, yo, you can't come and see my daughter even though you from the other side.
Yeah.
Little nigga, you from the other side. What you doing over here? Oh, you can't see this one? Nah.
He was pointing at himself.
I thought you was pointing at
I
you.
thought he was pointing at me too. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Go to the other side. What did I do?
Well, I mentioned this with Elliot a couple weeks back, and I've been wanting to go over this article, but cool, I'm glad everyone's here for this. I didn't read the entire thing, but I'm not sure if you guys heard about this. As a parent, this really fucking pissed me off and bugged me. I'm not sure if you guys heard about this. Was all right, so Dalton parents, they were enraged over masturbation videos for first graders. So this school, now first off, anybody knows, most people would say kindergarten is 5 years old. We'll just say average, sometimes 6 years old.
6 years
but you
old.
will just say 5 years old. So first grade, generally speaking, is 6 years old. We'll just go with 6 years old and stuff. So I'm not really comfortable, as most parents would be, at 6 years old, you showing my fucking 6-year-old masturbation videos. That's crossing some really fucking guidelines that, what? So.
Pedo.
Yeah, so the parents were paying $55,000 per year to Dalton School. They got wind of their first graders being taught sex ed lessons that included masturbation. So you're showing 6-year-olds masturbation educational videos at 6. Okay.
I saw part of the video too, and I was
We're gonna
confused.
teach you guys how to get your willies whacked early.
So they complained to school administrators, but were told they had simply misinterpreted what they were now notorious health and wellness educator, who last month, from Justine Ng Fonte, who last month led a controversial, you think, and explicit porn literacy workshop at another prep school. So again, if you told my 6-year-old, you think it's controversial? Shit. So
Beyond. Fuck that.
So the Post viewed video of a cartoon by her used in one of her sex ed classes for 6-year-olds, showing little kids talking about touching themselves for pleasure.
And how you get like, how you even sleep at night, miss the teacher, sex ed,
Yeah.
whatever.
So here's part of the cartoon. Here, the description is, "Hey, how come sometimes my penis gets big sometimes and points into the air?" Asks the little boy in the cartoon, leading to an explanation of what an erection is. The boy nods and says, "Sometimes I touch my penis because it feels good." Then the little girl character in the cartoon comes in. "Sometimes when I'm in my bath or when mom puts me to bed, I like to touch my vulva too." Whoa. So, yeah, at 6 years old, this is fucking warped. Like,
and like I said to the sex ed, how you sleep at night?
yeah.
She
So,
probably sleeps under little kids.
One mother said to another parent. She said to a parent, "I'm paying $50,000 a year to teach to these assholes to tell my kid not to let their grandfather hug her when he sees her."
Yeah.
So
You can't let a family member hug you if you're a little girl because you're not expected to let anyone do whatever they want. But you can touch yourself. Here's videos about
My
it.
granddaughters are where I give them the biggest hugs in the world out of nowhere.
Oh, and it gets worse apparently. This teacher's lessons for first graders also include subjects such as gender assigned at birth, gender identity, and gender expression. Kids have no less than 5 classes on gender identity. This is pure indoctrination, a mother said. This person should be absolutely not be teaching kids.
She should be in jail. What?
Yeah. How
This
you
is
bragging?
fucked up.
How you bragging on that? Like you and your friends or your homies or whatever. Like yeah, they got this. That's a female.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, how you gonna tell your friends, girl, I'm about to teach these kids how to beat they dick.
Yeah. So
I'ma just do it.
This
He's 6 years old, bitch. I don't give a fuck.
This
I'ma
teacher's
do it.
work is her work at the school is reportedly funded by $500,000
Stuff
grant
people come up with, man.
given to them in 2012 by a hedge fund billionaire, of course. So
Yeah, he
Who's
probably
probably a
has.
pedophile.
Yeah, it probably is.
He's got
You
a
read
little
my
dungeon. Was that Epstein's brother? Wah, wah. No,
What
no.
happened?
I'm not being funny anymore. Politics, these fucking SJWs, these woke pervert freaks.
So-called woke, yeah.
They're hypersexualizing kids to get them ready for them to pretty much
this is some dark shit. But I mean,
to pretty much make them into these little overly sexualized children so that they can get them ready to do what they want. And someone's gonna probably like, this guy's just fucking conspiracy theories, equal rights. No. 6-year-olds don't need to know about how to touch themselves and all that stuff. You're getting them ready to fuck them
I'll tell you one
or
thing.
turn them into little sex slaves.
You know something, bro, as you saying those valid points?
I got a headache.
Because there are a lot of, wholesome, innocent victims that's been, taken advantage of, raped, masturbated, not trying to be all brutal about it or nothing, but it seemed like the ones, like you said, weirdos and creeps, it seemed like they're trying to capitalize off victimizations or those who've been through it or have yet to be through it, God forbid that they do. But it seemed like they're trying to capitalize off such things.
But the fact that she got a $500,000, well, the school got a $500,000 grant for this shit. I would love at some point before I beat the fucking shit out of you that what universe are you teaching my 6-year-old son or daughter? First off, no kid hits fucking puberty until like at least the age of fucking 10, usually fucking 11. There's very rare cases.
We didn't have sex education until like high school.
Exactly.
Right, like
and it was basic too. Just like they showed a woman having birth, which scarred me for life.
Yeah.
I think we all went through that.
Yeah.
Looked like someone from an alien movie.
Yeah. And then like just the condoms on a banana and just some diagrams. That's it in a book.
Yeah,
And that was it.
I'm like, what am I? We making a fruit salad? What? This went from cooking class? What is this?
And that was it. That was in high school. It was like 10th grade or something.
Yeah,
But just
that.
I would say then, just explain to me at what point why are you explaining this to a fucking 6-year-old? If they're 13, I get that, but they're fucking 6. Like what?
They're still learning.
Like,
I mean,
I said, like how do you brag off of that? Like
my granddaughters are 9 and 7 and 3, and they're still learning math and how to read.
I mean, yeah.
They can't comprehend gender.
It's like the 5 of us here.
They asked so many questions on, Mommy, why is that guy dressed like that? They cannot comprehend that. They just see a guy in a dress. They don't see pangender or whatever letter you are of the alphabet. Exactly. They can't comprehend it. So they're forcing his beliefs on kids who can't comprehend. I mean, they still call every vehicle, even a truck, a car, because they haven't built that hierarchy in their brain.
It's just what a 6-year-old's brain is at. Yeah, 6-year-old can't even comprehend what sex even is. It's like
they can't even comprehend colors sometime. Like, oh, this is purple. No, it's blue. But good job.
You want to know the sick thought? Because if you have enough of these little kids doing this fucked up shit, it's going to be the new normal.
Okay, right.
Then it's not going to be weird for these little kids to be naked in front of all these people. Then it's not going to be weird if they're touching themselves in front of them. And it's not going to be weird if this adult shows them how to do it.
Yeah. Or weird if this adult wants to touch you. It's going to be accepted.
If I said pedo.
No, you can't say that because now there's enough traction. They're called MAPs. Minor attracted person.
Oh, they're pedos.
No, I know.
Saying,
but you have people in the alphabet community who want them to join their letters with them.
That's wrong, because as soon as these MAPS people joins the alphabet, then they are bringing in some fucked up, and they're going to ruin every progress that even the good progress.
And not cutting you off, just adding to what y'all both is saying. I was actually talking to someone a couple days ago on a day off and whatnot, and we was actually speaking on something similar, that it seemed like those who are, what they say, hetero or straight, you don't hear about them trying to convert anyone into a certain gender or intimate interest, but the ones of the alphabet.
Oh, they love pushing that shit.
Yeah,
Boy.
like for example, like if we see a hot chick, someone of the healthy right mind and of due diligence and respect, if we get rejected, we be like, all right, cool, have a nice
keep
day.
moving.
I noticed those within the alphabet quota. If you say, yo, I'm not interested, or I respect the flattery or compliments, but I don't get down like that, you know you want this. I'm like, wait a minute.
It's because you're a fool.
Yeah.
But the point I'm saying is
right.
this. It's not making fun or disrespecting. I noticed that they try to forcibly convert because you don't usually hear about someone who might be of alphabet or born into the alphabet quota naturally be like, I came out my mom's womb and I like the same preference. It usually was developed somewhere in their upbringing.
Yeah. I mean, I talked to Chris about this before. I mean, people being gay has been around since the beginning of time. Monkeys are gay.
Yeah,
other animals of the species, other species are
it's
gay.
Nothing new.
It's nothing new. And it's just now it's like they're trying to take something and just make it sensationalized. That's what they're doing. They're sensationalized being different. Every day there's something new. Like people are like, oh, I'm like, what was the news? Like, oh, this couple had a baby. These two men had a baby. It's like, naturally? It's like, well, yes, naturally, because it was a woman who just identified as a guy, but they said two guys had a baby. It's like, that's still a woman having a baby.
Yes.
No man, unless he gets some surgery of the next level shit to put a uterus and he can produce a baby, is not having a baby naturally.
Exactly.
The only exception I would probably say is people who are born hermaphrodites, which have both.
And the funny part is
sex organs,
even on the side note,
maybe
is that hermaphrodites most of the times, 9 times out of 10, like Elliot said, most hermaphrodites they're born with both organs, and both organs are broken, so they can't even fucking produce anyway.
Exactly. But it's like
they're sterile. I don't know what it is, but hermaphrodites are sterile.
It's like they got the external product, but not the internal products that might produce.
It's almost like nature correcting itself. It made a mistake, so it's not having a mistake.
Well, because people don't want to hear that shit. Nature fucking makes mistakes all the goddamn times, guys.
I mean, look at humans. No,
you're right though. No, because like I said, this is what we call. Stephen Crowder said this shit. This is what we call when we're in fucking school. We're taught what they're taught. What we're taught that most people are born with 10 fingers and 10 toes. Obviously, some people are fucking born with 11 toes, 11 fingers.
Or less,
but the norm is 10 and 10. Most people are born with 2 eyes, 2 kidneys. Some people are born with 1 fucking eye. But we're just saying what the norm is. But like Carlton was saying, I'm calling this in June 2021. I've been calling this for the past fucking 5 years with seeing reality TV and seeing this shit in the past goddamn 5 years getting more and more. I'm telling you guys, I'm calling again this fucking month. Watch in our lifetimes, whether it's a year from now, 5 years from now, watch. They're gonna make a pedophile reality show. I'll give it fucking time.
It's probably gonna start with a person being a formal pedophile, talking about how the urges and stuff and then it goes from there.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, like how you watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, watch the whole Kardashian family. Like, imagine fucking 3 pedophiles living in there and
Keeping up
somehow
with the child fuckers.
You know what? How
did you get over the urges?
Yeah, I'm just watching.
I fucked a kid. That's how I got over the urges. Next question.
Yeah, because they're doing so much to fucking constantly try normalizing this shit. Because like
what they're doing too. I don't know if you heard this recently. Nickelodeon's kids show. They have a drag queen hosting it.
Of course they do.
Blue's Clues, yeah. Did you? And they had an otter that had her tits removed, and they had
Raul.
There was an otter in the parade that had scars on her chest because she had the top surgery, like Ellen Page. Got the tits cut off. I'm like, otters don't have tits like humans, so
they're just natural nipples, like cutting off the tits of cats. They're but it's like it's just they have this person like little kids, because little kids watch Nickelodeon,
of course,
and it's like
that's what's made for. Like
again, they're pushing these agenda. Like what also pisses me off too, and I'm jumping on is the parents are giving hormone treatments and everything to their kids, changing their sex while they're still kids. You hear about that shit?
Like Dwayne
I
Wade.
have. That's why I'm
like Dwayne Wade.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Oh, you don't know? But
he's a NBA.
Well, I know who he is. I don't know about that. Like,
his son.
Really?
Thanks.
Let me look up real quick.
He's a girl.
Thinks he's a girl. Yeah.
So they accepted it and started calling him a she.
Eddie Kid. I mean, I have like I said, they can't comprehend. My granddaughters was like, oh, do I get to marry my father? I get older. Like, no, you don't. That's not what you do, because they don't understand it. They see their mommy and their daddy are married, and they're
not knowing the whole circumstance.
Exactly, they can't. And it's like, they see. They dress up as a boy, like, oh, I guess I'm a boy now, because they're wearing pants instead of a dress. But it's just them, they can't comprehend it. So when a 6-year-old saying, I want to be a boy, and their parents like, okay, that's child abuse in my eyes.
I agree with you.
I don't think if anybody wants to change their sex or whatever, they need to be of sound mind. I'll probably say at least, personally, I would say 18.
Yeah,
of legal age. If that's going to be illegal, if that's going to be
the freedom to be like
18.
Not just the freedom, but they have the comprehension and intellect to decide. Okay,
I mean, even if like 13 or 14, they start feeling that way. I think they should at least have to wait to 18 because again, there's a lot of shit. Your body's still developing, and a lot of people realize your brain doesn't stop developing until you're 26. So if you start drinking alcohol at 18 and stuff,
and it's medical.
It stops developing.
Why you think all these like serial killers and shit are always from late 20s to early 30s? Because they're all fucked up because their brain is still developing. But you're gonna force hormones like testosterone into a girl or estrogen into a guy? What kind of... I mean, this is just happening now. Let's see how the shit goes in like 20 years when these kids get older. It's going to be like a fucking subspecies.
It's going to have so many biological fucking side effects. I've asked this question on social media plenty of times. I said, hey guys, listen, call what is. All fucking men produce, and I don't know the exact science because I'm not a fucking scientist by any means, but all men produce a certain amount of fucking testosterone per day, just like certain women produce a certain amount of estrogen per day. If you take like you've seen it with women for the most part, they have fucking smooth skin, they have like distinct features. Whenever you take females and dump a shitload of testosterone into their bodies, they start getting facial hair, they start getting more aggressive, they start getting more fucking manly, and just like fucking men, when you start dumping a bunch of estrogen into fucking men's bodies, they start getting fucking bigger breasts, less facial hair. However, though, it's also been fucking proven that men with less testosterone also have higher fucking risk of getting prostate cancer, of high blood pressure, of heart attack. Men are not supposed to have low testosterone. It's against our biological makeup. It really is. So it's like, I don't give a fuck what you identify as, bro. All these people that are fucking dumping, when you're dumping kids with tons of hormones that don't belong in their fucking body. Yeah,
that is a form of abuse.
It is.
It is abuse.
I saw a story
because it's like would you take your 8-year-old and fucking give your 8-year-old heroin? Would you give your 8-year-old cocaine?
Exactly.
Would you give your 8-year-old fucking 2 packs of cigarettes a fucking day? No,
this isn't any different.
Then how is it any fucking different to give an 8-year-old fucking boy conscious estrogen shots? An 8-year-old fucking boy doesn't need a single fucking scrap of estrogen in his fucking body. His body is developing and fucking growing.
Now, if the kid's growing up and he's a boy or girl and they're exhibiting behaviors of the opposite sex, they want to dress this way growing up. If that's what they want to dress, I'm like, hey, okay, this is how you want to dress. I mean, this is my personal view. Yeah. That's fine. And as they get older and they start understanding it more, through then they can make the choices. But I'm not going to say, oh, I had a boy, that sucks. I'm going to dress them up as a girl,
which happens a lot.
I'm gonna name my boy Cynthia.
I've seen articles where fucking mothers are like, I had a fucking son, I want a daughter, so now I'm gonna fucking take my son and dress him in pink fucking dresses and buy him Barbie.
And then what happens with this kid? He gets old enough and he wakes up to all this bullshit. And there's gonna, like I said, everyone's all focused on what's hot, what's trendy, what's going on now. They have no care for what's tomorrow because, again, there's like, tomorrow doesn't demand anything of you today.
Exactly.
Bottom line. So they doing all this shit with no care what the future's gonna bring.
That's what kills me. But it's like, what is the term fucking child abuse? If you see a fucking woman beating the fuck out of her 6-year-old freaking son and giving him black eyes.
I don't know. Did he like do something back? Because sometimes I want to whip the shit out of my grandma.
Well, I'm saying, but there's punishing your kid. But if a 6-year-old, if a woman kept fucking giving her 6-year-old black eyes,
I want to do my homework. What?
Yeah, but it's like, but if a 6-year-old, if a woman.
Real quick. It's like that's like. I threatened my granddaughter. I was like, man, you are lucky because when I was growing up, my mom came after us with wiffle ball bats, spatulas, belt buckles.
She had a whole sports collection.
Everything. We had every bare hands, and then it's like when she spanked you, she whipped you on every syllable. Like I told your ass not to do that. She whipped you, and I tell this girl. I mean, they get a smack or two on the ass or on the hands from time to time. I was like. No, you need to see.
I tell everyone who had a mom that installed discipline in a household, she was the original Dr. Seuss.
No, Carlton's right word. No, that's become like the separate topic where like.
But I say there's beating a kid and then there's punishing a kid
there's
fiercely.
being abusive and
Right,
stuff.
yeah.
So
Right.
But that's like if CPS would get called if you took your kid and your kid had broken arms, had bruises, had fucking black eyes. If your 6-year-old came to school every day, constantly had fucking black eyes and bruises because you're beating the fuck out of your kid, that's child abuse. So how is dumping foreign hormones into their body any fucking different? These hormones don't belong into a kid's body. Simple as that. But
Well, there's an even worse side to it. There's
Yes, it is.
people who are older, late teens, early 20s, who are lonely, kind of questioning world, and you have people who are fans of this transgender movement who will literally use their insecurities and inexperience to push them. There's a story I saw about this one woman. She made a video about what happened. These people who are doctors and stuff pushed her like, oh, well, you're not depressed. It's because you're the wrong gender. You're actually a man trapped in a woman's body. So she got the hormone therapies, and later on, because they get in your head thinking the way you're thinking is wrong because you're not meant to be a woman. She had the top surgery where she cut off both of her breasts.
Jesus Christ.
After all of the crap wore off years later, she's just like, yeah, I went through this, and she's like irreversible damage. She's
It's like
I
it's
have
not to
no
like
breasts.
it's like once you reach your mid 30s and get to your 40s, it's like shit starts fading away and you start seeing. Well, for the most part, I'm not saying everyone, but like for me, it's like the veil started to lift. I'm like, what in the fuck, you know? But I can still think about all the dumb shit I did as a kid. Yeah. But it's like a lot of these people, they take advantage of these young kids at the right time because pretty much when you're in your teens, every kid, we all know this, are looking for to be, you know, looking for a group to relate to. Yeah, you're looking for your crew. You're looking for and
someone who we feel we belong.
Exactly, and then you get, and then when you go into that group, you alter your behavior and who you are to fit in, and you want to be welcome. And then there's these groups that they find these kids and like, oh, look at these kids. They're the golf kids. They're moody. Maybe they're just actually the wrong gender, you know? Yeah. And they get into the heads. And kids, even as teens, you're susceptible. I mean, how many times have you really said no to something, you know, even as a teenager? I can't remember.
Everyone here's been that. It's like I'm turning fucking 40 in 2 months. And it's like,
welcome to the club, Chris.
I know.
40's the new 20.
But Carlton's right there. There's I've talked about this fucking podcast.
So.
But no, Carlton's right on the podcast. Like I said, like if I could go back in time, like right now, if I had a conversation with 30-year-old Chris and 20-year-old Chris, I was a way fucking different person at 20 and 30 and fucking 40 because of life experiences and evolving. Carlton's right. When in retrospect, I look back and some of the stuff I did at 15, I'm like, I did what at 15? Holy shit!
I would whoop my ass.
You're right though. And, but even my current girlfriend, I even told Selena, I was like, Selena, you're lucky you met me at 39 because like honestly, some of the things we've been through in our relationship, like honestly, if you met me at fucking 30 years old,
it wouldn't be the same.
It would not be the fucking same.
I say the same thing to my wife. It's like, yeah, we have these talks and these fantasies. Like, I wish I met you when I was 20. I'm like, I'm not the same person as I was back then. I went through the military. Yeah. I had a lot of growing experiences that made me who I am today. It's like, if it wasn't for that bullshit I trudged through, I would not have learned to be a hard worker and everything to get what I got today. It's like, you wouldn't want my, I understand you want more time with me or met me sooner, but that bullshit shapes you.
I've told Selena on this fucking podcast and anybody, like, sorry real quick, Lewis, like me going to fucking prison. I honestly, it's funny as it sounds, I do not regret going to fucking prison. Prison taught me a lot of fucking things that made me the person. It really does though. Like, you know.
You got something?
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to add that I think, you know, when it comes to like what you both was saying, where we actually see who we're becoming right or wrong within each day of the moment, it seemed like the ladies or those we might be a couple with, when they be like, oh, baby, I wish I met you a lot sooner. They're thinking that who we are now
that's how we always
was. Yeah. And we're like, nah, we went through some bullshit and did some stupid shit to get to where we are now.
It's like, you know, you can't fault. I can't fault the kids nowadays from doing stupid shit, but it's like at the same time, I still had a decent head on my shoulders.
Yeah, because I've screwed Carlton. I've talked to people about that.
Which adds to I wish I met you sooner.
No, I've talked what Carlton was saying. I've talked to people on social media about that. I understand the fact that, okay, everybody in this room, yes, certain aspects of our personality have changed over the years, but who we are as fucking people still hasn't changed. Because most, you know what, guys? Because they would say like, well, Chris, what if you were 15 this current digital age? No matter what the situation, at 15, I was still smart enough though not to eat a fucking Tide Pod.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so it's like, yes, I definitely have evolved and matured somewhat since I was 15. But okay, it's still 39. I still love Ninja Turtles. I still love Dragon Ball Z. I still love fucking Spider-Man.
Video games.
And my parents told me at 15, Chris, don't take fucking gasoline and fucking drink gasoline. So it's like this whole fucking TikTok challenge is, again, at 20 years old, I wouldn't have put Gorilla Glue in my fucking hair. Okay, at 20. So it's like,
yeah, we had I think we had something that was missing today. It's called common sense.
oh yeah, goddamn.
We have that, common people like, because everyone, I mean, my granddaughters, they have Kindles at 7 years old. Could you imagine?
Oh yeah.
I mean, having something so technically, I mean, they're limited. They're observed. They're playing games, but
compared to us though.
Yeah. But if they weren't being raised right, and they're, they would be easily distracted. They'll be watching YouTube for influencers and stuff. The only YouTube they get is funny videos,
exactly,
or family friendly type of
material. I may watch those that Good Mythical Morning where they eat the weird stuff because they're like, that's gross, and that's it, very limited, but a little exposure to kind of, because they ask a lot of questions. Like the father started introducing them to Star Wars, because he's a big Star Wars fan, and he's explaining the various concepts and everything like that, but he's not just there, because they have a lot of questions.
Hey, Grandpa, who's that guy saving lives and kicking butt with laser swords and throwing him off the room, which is waving his hand?
I said on the last podcast with Selena, it's like all of us,
that's Vader,
everybody
baby.
Here, everybody here grew up with it, whether it's like Fresh Prince and Uncle Phil, whether it's fucking Captain Planet, whether it's Ninja Turtles. At some point, though,
we had role models. Every show we had,
they were role models,
had a message. G.I. Joe, the more you know.
And that's the fucking problem with Carlton.
Even Barney, it was corny as hell, but everything we watched growing up had a message.
Even fucking Power Rangers. Power Rangers had a black guy, an Asian woman. They had.
I didn't even notice that shit.
Were culturally, diverse.
Yeah, you look back, you see a culture diverse, but it didn't register. I just saw cool people kicking butt, and doing good in the community.
And then we see
but in the old ones, like in the old episodes, not to cut y'all off, at the end, after we watched them save the day, they did like a
community thing.
A community or short film message that represented each of their cultures.
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make, Lewis.
They stopped doing that, like, eventually.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, nowadays, that's the fuck point, though. Our role models taught us things. Nowadays, the role models are people on fucking Instagram, on fucking TikTok, and YouTube. And Miss Rogers taught you how to fucking brush your teeth, how to, like, whatever. It's like how to tie your shoes. Nowadays, your role models are telling you to eat fucking Tide Pods and drink bleach. That's the role models. And now
my role model promotes self-destruction.
Yeah, or
especially too, it's
or to have a wet ass pussy.
Oh yeah, especially. It's like I don't even know what kind of shows they're watching now for the most part. I don't know, but I haven't seen anything interesting. Yeah. And then when they have these shows, like we used to watch Nickelodeon shows, they used to have just regular people from
that's
little star, well-known kids-friendly stars. Now it's ridiculous.
Now it's a Nickelodeon. Now it's got to be a transgender fucking kid or gay couple or a person who's got some kind of like syndrome or something. It's like not regular people.
They're forced and accepted so much down our throats that by forcing acceptance, they're actually alienating kids who are straight or boys or women. It's like now they're gonna have issues. Like, what is it fair now for everyone else to be miserable because you were miserable?
And social media is a prime example. It's like, listen, I have nothing against fucking
deflection.
We have nothing against fucking trans people, but they make there's 400 fucking million people in this country. You make up like 10,000 fucking people. You're not the fucking.
I'll say if there's 400 million, I'm
just saying whatever the numbers are.
I would guess 100%. At least. No, I'll probably say 5% if more American. It's a big number.
I would say 125. Y'all like
but just the fuck point is that but they're pushing everything to be like this is the fucking norm.
Yeah,
it's not.
And it's because they're the loudest. That's why it seems. And it's like
ruled by
being
numbers.
The loudest. Yeah, they're being the loudest, but it's just the same group just projected everywhere.
Yep.
Well, that's funny that you say that because a teacher. Got upset at a student because straight kid, she brought in cupcakes for alphabet month and the straight kids didn't get them. So she alienated kids in her class because they weren't alphabet people.
Yeah, that's just wrong. Like you're punishing a kid for something that
they don't understand.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's why, the teachers nowadays, like, are the wonder why, they should be teaching our kids math, history, what we did, like social studies, English,
Or
writing.
equality.
And when you get into later high school, they should be teaching you how to balance a goddamn checkbook because everyone's always like want a credit card and they go broke. I mean, it's like the banks are just reaping off these kids coming right out of high school.
It's the fucking problem.
What do you mean equality?
What's going on here? I hear some music.
We already
My phone went Terminator for a few milliseconds.
We already have equality.
My bad.
We all
My bad,
have
podcast.
equality. It's basic human rights that everybody is born with.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the fucking problem is equality because, like Carlton was saying, the problem is now all these fucking groups because they're segregating us into groups, whether it's about like trans stuff, whether it's gay, whether it's black, white, because it's like if the white kid makes fucking cupcakes and all the fucking white kid can have all the white students can have cupcakes, that's segregating everybody who's not fucking white. Now, if a black student comes in and makes only cupcakes for all the fucking black students, that's segregating. There's so much segregation versus like why can't everyone just be the fucking same?
Because
they're making a huge deal out of.
It's
something
always
that
been a
wasn't there.
thing since beginning of time. Most people fear anyone that may be considered different.
That's what I'm saying. But didn't it feel like fucking at least in our generations, 80s, 90s, even early 2000s, it's like Big Al would say, Big Al was here. He's like, Chris, I never experienced this much racism until I came to like the mainland of America. Because and all of us said everybody here did. We talked about like when I had you and Tev on, we talked about like Family Matters and fucking in the Cosby Show and Fresh Prince and growing up as fucking kids watching Bad Boys and the comic books. None of this shit no one ever fucking cared. But nowadays it's like we're getting more and more better at segregating fucking people. Like I'm seeing more black only colleges and black only fucking schools. Hold up a second. Why are we making black? Now we're seeing black only or like girl only fucking schools. Why can't it be every kid goes to fucking school?
I can understand girls and boys only schools. Those have been around for a while.
But now doing racial thing, we're making an Asian only, Latino. It's like it's like you can have a white only school that's racist, but a black only school isn't racist. You're segregating kids
because it's the people who cry racism are often the racists.
Yeah,
just like the
liberals.
People who are so against gays
I agree.
are often the gay people themselves. But here's the funny thing. You want to know the biggest threat to transgender? Themselves, considering they have a 42+% suicide rate.
Yeah.
They're the ones probably bashing on each other.
No.
As like, because we don't care.
No, they don't. They don't.
Everyone else, like, everyone in this room, people just like us, we don't care.
No,
the most we'll say is like, you know what, I appreciate it, but I'm not into you. That's all. It's like, whatever alphabet you are, is like, listen, I'm only into women. I mean no disrespect. You do you, but and then if they go kill themselves, they're like, oh, this guy was rude. I was like, no. I'm not going to date someone just because
you're interested.
On a quick side note, because like I said,
unless you're into that freaky stuff, on porn.
What's like
we all into freaky stuff, but like you said, we all got our preference.
I mean, okay, let's put it this way: if you're really desperate and drunk, how would you think of letting a guy suck your dick? Like, you're like, yo, dude, remember that Martin Lawrence skit back in the day? It's like, yo, dude, can I suck your dick? It's like water.
I got some free cheeseburgers, man.
Water glistening all over your body. It's like, some of you motherfuckers would do that.
Well, it's like on a side note that Carlton said, love or hate Ben Shapiro. I watched Ben Shapiro say in one video, he talked about like, when transgender people get fucking bullied and stuff and their suicide rates high, and Ben Shapiro's like, really? So okay, let's take the history of black people in this country and slaves. He goes, transgender people have a higher suicide rate than black people who were in fucking enslaved. Okay, so like, so you tell me that because on your phone or something, your Twitter account, your Facebook account, you being called mean words is more detrimental than people that were fucking whipped to death? Because you've got it harder, right, guys? Yeah, the fuck out of here.
Also, nowadays, too, bullying is as an all-time high. The kids are fucking cruel to each other. There's no doubt about that. I mean, I see how cruel my granddaughters are to each other sometimes. Kids, especially now that they can hide behind their computers, are
cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying. It's just, kids are cruel. They say, that's what this from the saying, from the mouth of babes. They're going to say whatever pops into their unfiltered mind, and it's sometimes they're going to carry on what they hear their parents say. It's unfortunate.
Well, I'll do a funny
then they play the victim.
I say we killed a good 2 hours. I'm happy Carlton was here and shit. I want to kill one funny news article and then people say what they gotta say. But just because this headline had me laughing so hard, like
headlines.
All right, it says fishermen catch 280-pound chunk of whale vomit worth $1.5 million.
Ambergris.
Okay, let me find this out.
The ambergris.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. It's called a 35-person fishing crew captured a sperm whale's carcass while fishing in the Gulf of Aden due to overwhelming scent of fecal matter, and the pungent waxy substance is produced in the intestines of sperm whales. And while it's been used in perfumes, it has odorless alcohol that makes fragrances last longer. And yeah, Elliot's right. It's called ambergris. It's so rare and therefore extremely valuable that perfumers now usually use synthetic replicas of the naturally occurring alcohol. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So
Watch Silence of the Lambs, the second one. They explain it completely. You can't sell it in certain places. If you get caught with it, you're going to jail.
This says it goes for $50,000 per kilogram.
Yep.
Wow. Beyond fragrances in Eastern cultures, ambergris is used as a spice in medicines and potions, and it's now illegal in the U.S.
Who the fuck uses potions?
Other countries.
Oh, that's right.
But it's actually, now it's illegal in the U.S. Although whales are not typically harmed in collection of the regurgitation, the flammable substance is outlawed because it's produced by an endangered species, according to National Geographic. So, if you happen to fucking find whale puke, that's a good way to make some money.
Well, you'll know ambergris because it'll be like an amber type color.
I got 10 pounds of Free Willy, didn't have too much to drink.
Oh shit, he vomited on me. We going to Disney World.
Pretty much, just for
we got 10 million
10 grand for 50,000.
Just for 10 pounds of Free Willy vomit.
Yeah. Just a random.
It's so weird what kind of shit is like sells for a lot of money. There's like the weirdest shit that sells for so much money, like $100,000 for someone's picture of a foot that looks like Jesus. I'm like, wait,
oh, Sam, baby, you smell good as hell tonight. What you wearing? Whale vomit.
I think. I mean, jokes aside and jokes involved. I think the thing with the vomit, I guess, as disgusting and obscene as it sounds, I guess it has a valuable price because it's like, if it can be proven its validations on a genetic cellular level, it proves that something that is now known to be considered nearly extinct, okay, they was here at a point in time.
Well, also
you got the vomit of it too. I think
there's kind of just like a lingering effect of how back in the day hunters would use every part of a species they hunted. They used to do whales for their oil, for lamps.
Yeah, you're right.
Everything like this. And this is just another byproduct of a whale that they're getting from. So it's like you look at the buffaloes and everything. They used to use every part of it. So this is just probably something lingering. That's why everything's going extinct, because humans like, how can I make this valuable? Like sharks, like over in the China Sea, they had to stop doing that shark fin soup where they just catch the shark, cut off its fin, and release it, and it just drowns.
Because obviously sharks can't swim without their fucking fins.
Yeah. So I want to make some soup.
Want another terrible one? Have you ever heard of Kopi Luwak coffee?
No.
It's coffee beans plucked from civet feces. They literally feed coffee beans to an animal, and then after it shits, collects the coffee beans again.
I heard about that.
It's the world's most expensive coffee.
They're trying to say something like with the stomach acids make the coffee more taste better, but it's like it's like $10,000 a pound or some shit like that. It's
for coffee being shit.
Well, how's that any different than from a silkworm's excretion?
Because they literally pull it out of the shit itself.
Yeah, I know about that. Goats eating the stuff, and so I mean,
it's a scary.
The main thing we talk about: how does people come up with this shit in the first place?
Hi, I like some Starbucks feces, the exclusive, no sugar, no cream.
I want to be the man bun that discovered it. Well, I fed this to an animal. It shit it out, and I thought to myself, I am in desperate need of coffee. Look at my man bun. I get a free pass.
That's what's fucking scary, man. This whole allocation of resources and shit.
The bun,
we did
coffee.
like a month ago. It was like Gordon Ramsay and stuff. The famous chef. He's got now his new restaurant. He has hamburgers going for $150 for a hamburger.
What?
I'm not listen. I mean, if I bite into that, how is it any different than a Five Guys burger?
Oh, dude, don't even go there, because I told this story before. I had a $100 steak.
I could see the steak.
$100 steak It was the best experience of my life. To this day, when I think about that steak, it still makes my mouth water. And that was like 4 years ago.
Like that, I'm just thinking about it when he like I
touching himself.
The steak, bro. That's definitely plausible because there's rare breed that they catch and they put out there in a restaurant and promote it. Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, don't shit on other stuff because it could maybe $150, but sometimes it could be
Carlton keep the fucking like the fat and the grease. Like you want to go bag and doggy bag. Carlton takes home, uses this shit as lube.
No, listen to this. It's like they put it out. It's like they want. It's like, how do you want it? It's like, I want it well done. It's like they're like, okay. I never had it. When you get well done, it gets a little rubbery. This was perfect. I took a bite. I was like, and everyone looked at me in the restaurant because it was a loud, audible moan.
I believe it, bro.
And seriously, I mean, I had some good steak and stuff since then. Seriously, I thought that steak made me come. You know, mentally, I exploded.
When he left that restaurant, the table was flipped.
Seriously, that it's like, so it's like, when someone say it's $150, I'm like,
he's like, Carlton fucking he put his fucking finger down his throat, he puked it out and just eat it again.
No. You can't regurgitate that. It's like, I tell people, it's like the unicorn of steaks. You know, it was just perfect. I've had other meals that are close, but that is like the pinnacle. Yeah. It's like that. If I was on death row, I would want that. I
can see that. Before I get the chair or the injection, I want the steak that's a quarter of.
I want Peter's Haven's ribeye. Yeah. I want Peter's Haven ribeye with that mashed potatoes. That's cargo.
That's allocation.
I want the steak that's a quarter of my rent before I get the injection.
That's the fucking point. Like, you pay $100 for a steak, the quality of fucking steak tastes different than a $5 steak. And so it's like, you know, this is whenever you see actors and celebrities, like, oh, these guys look to be 105 or something, or they look fantastic. Well, no offense, but like, that's why, because you can fucking afford it. Like,
yeah, of course. I mean, the more well off you are, you can eat healthier foods, and you can and that's just obviously. I mean, why you think junk food is so cheap? Like, you know,
and
you get a double cheeseburger for
organic stuff is more expensive.
You get a double cheeseburger for $1, but you want like a pound of corn. It's like $5, and it's just corn on a cob. You know, it's crazy.
Facts.
I mean, we spend like $200 a week on groceries, and you know how cheap we're out there. You know,
right.
I'm in New Hampshire, so it's just it's ridiculous. But it's like and sometimes too, celebrities though, they like to eat expensive shit just as stupid. Like, oh, let me sprinkle some gold flakes on this. Here's $1,000. Like, oh, and it's like it tastes like shit. You know, they just want that. Right. They want to feel superior.
I want to slap the shit out of them.
They're getting paid off of false advertising.
Oh, you had a $95 steak? Well, I had $110. So you peasant, go away.
You got a $5 shot of whiskey. I got $100,000 bottle.
The steak I just bought, you can't even afford it. Like, shut up.
My steak costs your entire year's salary. Like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
Right. That's why I say, give me the meal that costs a quarter of my rent.
So there's some exception to the rule where you're gonna order some food. It's expensive, but it's fucking worth every bite. Yeah. You know, it's worth not just the experience, but it's just like, wow, this is heavenly. I mean, no wonder why it's $100. Yeah,
like,
but then
for the most part, I can understand the difference in quality of food. But like we said with fucking a podcast, with people worth this kind of money, Carlton, it's like, it's like I have 19 fucking cars. Well, the first 18 were good enough for you, bro. It's like why do you have 19?
I can't blame that because people look at all the collectors nowadays who are collecting everything Star Wars or everything He-Man. Yeah. They're just collecting cars. That's their collection. I mean, there's probably people out there who are $50,000 years, but they probably go get a beater up and just work on it, and next you know they have like 10 15 cars. But the celebrities, I think they have so much money they just need to spend it on stuff.
Well, it's definitely the fuck point though. Like even back to the first like 10 minutes of the fucking podcast, where the people just like I've seen so many times celebrities like I'm worth like whatever, I'm worth 200 million, 400 million. I'm bored. I'm not sure what to do with my fucking money. They want to like build an orphanage or something. Or, you know what I mean? Something's like said.
We're back on Chris's money issues.
Well, who wants that many orphans to take care of? I sure the fuck don't.
Yeah. Like I said, we had recently at work and stuff. I gave $5. I don't have a lot of money by any means. I got $20.
If rich people start getting killed, I know it's Chris. I'm gonna know it right away.
But there was this fucking.
We got the rich man strangler.
There was a coworker. He took some personal, and Carlton knows my fucking job. He burned up all of his personal time, all his vacation time. His daughter's 16 years old. He had to take time off work. His daughter's 16. She fucking has cancer, and one of her legs got cut off. And I said, I'm 39. I can't imagine like if for the past 23 years I didn't have a right leg, how my life would be fucking different. So of course people were donating a little bit of vacation time, some kind of GoFundMe. But like seeing what this 16-year-old fucking girl gets for a GoFundMe, it's so minuscule compared to like somebody putting glue in her hair.
Well, there's that old adage go, the people with less give more.
Yeah.
That's why, that's what if you walk up and you give like a homeless guy something, he's probably going to share it and give it to someone else. Well,
I'm just like from the stipulation of the podcast, though, it's like you'll see a GoFundMe come out for a little girl who got a fucking leg cut off for cancer. She'll get like say like $1,000-$2,000 fucking dollars. But some bitch puts glue in her hair, she gets fucking $20,000, and you're like, well, I'm pretty sure the girl who got a leg cut off probably could use that fucking money more than some bitch who ate a fucking Tide Pod.
So. Well, I mean, it's like going to a freak show. You tend to pay more for it.
True. True.
That's what I'm saying. Like people so much
morbid curiosity.
Exactly.
Oh, I'll pay the $1. I'll pay the $1 entry fee to see this bitch with glue in her hair. Yeah,
exactly.
Like, look, we made a show out of people who weigh 600 pounds plus, and people are like, God damn.
I said before, Carlton, because like Selena, like before in the podcast, recently Selena asked me like, Carlton has Xbox, I do. Everyone here has Xbox. I have Resident Evil 8. Like I love RE8, fun game. 8, but like like I see people on YouTube like PS4. Yeah. It's like I'll see people fucking playing the game like like here's a $5 donation, someone's like here's a $100 donation, here's $50 donation to watch fucking like me or Carlton sit there and play Resident Evil 8. I'm like, okay, but like you give a guy $50 to watch him play a video game, but again some chick gets her fucking arm blown off or something. Like you can't. I don't have 2 pennies to give to you.
You gotta look at society. It's like this is what everyone's growing up around. Yeah. Some people you can't really blame them for what's going on. Some people you can. It's just
what's you said, Carlton?
$50 to buy a game.
Well, it comes down to like it just comes down to people say, well, it's my money. I want to do with it. I can do it. I want my money. I'm like, okay, well, like Carlton said, but like it's like a person who's a fucking trans person. If you want to cut your fucking dick off, you can cut your dick off. But if you tell me about it, I'm gonna find the urge to laugh at you.
That was the weirdest sentence I ever heard. You went from money to
we went from
how much did you have to drink, Chris?
No, Jesus. But the point I was fucking making is like people can say, well, it's my money. I can do what I want with my money.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
No doubt. But like my thing is like, well, actually, World of Warcraft. We play World of Warcraft for the most part. There was recently someone's posting on Facebook like, well, I spent $10,000 on a collector's edition of World of Warcraft, and I'm like, for retail, the retail value goes for $100. Okay, so if you spend $10,000 on this item, okay, you can spend your fucking money, but you're a dumbass. I'm sorry. It's like if anybody,
we may not agree with what and like I said, but if you've earned that money, I have no qualms with how you spend it. I may not agree with it. I may think you're a dumbass, but hey, you earned it. Now, if you were giving it and blowing on stupid shit, then I'll have bigger issues with
I'm like everybody here. It's like if Carlton says, Chris, I went to Burger King, got a Whopper. Whoppers are $3.99. If you say, Chris, I spent $100 on a Whopper, you can spend $100 on a Whopper. I'm gonna say, well, it costs $3.99.
Well, I wouldn't say Whopper. I'll say a nice Kobe hamburger.
But the premise is like
what hamburger?
A Kobe beef hamburger.
Which I understand that because of the quality of the fucking product.
Kobe shooting a 3 from the half line on your
Whopper
you're thinking Kobe? I'm like, oh snap! Rest in peace to the king.
That's a fuck premise. But say for instance, like say World of Warcraft, like this collector's edition of the game. This game was worth $100. Why spend $10,000 on it? You spend $10,000 because you're an asshole. I mean, there's no reason to spend like right now with Xbox Series X. You and Elliot have everybody has Xbox. If you want to spend $5,000 on an Xbox, you can because it's your money. But you're spending $5,000 on something that costs $500. It's like you're not anything special. You're a fucking idiot for spending $5,000.
Or you're impatient.
That too.
Facts.
Or you want the attention.
Facts on facts on facts.
Listen, people have no problem wasting resources on just dumb shit. It's like I get if you spent more money on fucking food that was high quality food. But if an Xbox goes for $500, you want to blow $5,000. All you tell me is that like you've got too much money and you're being a fucking prick about it. Like there's no reason.
And they got those people showing it on YouTube. Like, look at how I spent all this money. It's like, hey, I don't. I don't care. I think that bugs the shit out of you, though, Chris. You just that's like
it does.
That tasks you.
Because whenever I see a starving fucking child or somebody's house being foreclosed as a blue collar person, or like I said, or more businesses being shut down because nobody can find resources to give to people, but you can blow $10,000 on a fucking Xbox. That's what the fuck I'm making. It's like people.
Oh, there's plenty of money. It just comes down to people doing the right thing.
Yeah, and which is, it seems like our society, though, we're getting more and more, again.
Well, just look at where the lens of our society is focused on. It's focused on the instant gratification. Yeah. It's focused on Steam or TikTok and YouTube or whatever. Yeah. All these social sensations, that's where it's focused on. What it's focused on is what people
social media.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what the people are gonna see. You talk about the influencers. People are easily influenced.
Yeah.
Especially too, if they took some sort of psychology class, they can put red shit in their videos while they're eating food, or blue or yellow or green, different colors to trigger a certain sensation.
Yeah.
That's psychologically proven. Different colors, trigger certain things. Or they can eat something and they make people hungry and they want to eat something, and they're like, "Oh, I'm eating this Domino pizza." People's like, "Damn, I want some Domino's."
Look at those commercials. They do everything in their power to get close up, make it as perfect as possible, and you're like, "Fuck, man, I kind of want that now." It's that visual stimulation.
It's instant gratification.
Yeah.
Well, I've said it for the longest time, probably. At least
I bet you though, if that lens was focused on the homeless, people would focus more on the homeless. But the only time that lens is focused on people who are having these issues is for someone else's gain.
Yeah.
The elections. It's only when they focus on these other issues when there's an election going on. Other than that, the homeless, they had their moment. But yet there's still millions of homeless people below poverty.
It's like, I'm not sure if it's a generational gap or just a fucking society gap or what technology gap. I just feel like, for the most part, like
all of the above.
You're right. Yeah. Which we're called, but I still feel like for the most part, though, at one point we felt like, to earn money and to earn hard work, you had to at least earn it. But now it's like before it was be smarter and work fucking harder. Now it feels like at least 2020.
Well, we worked so hard that we made it easy for the future generations and
make money, get rich fast.
And now they're basically doing nothing because we basically worked hard for them to get it.
Wow.
And the people after them are going to have to work harder
because they're going to have to recover.
Whole generation did fucking nothing. Look at this.
I'll say the kids that were born during COVID and on will probably be in a lot better shape than COVID babies.
My niece.
COVID babies leading the way.
Yeah.
Like, we got it good. We got experience. What I'm
saying is being the term blue collar, though, it just scares me. It's just like people nowadays want to get paid shitloads of fucking money for just sitting home all day. It's what's the incentive to? It's like, it's not the incentive to work hard anymore. It's like, who can I fuck over as fast as possible and then make money off that, or doing something stupid like hop on TikTok and fucking do the most mundane shit like eat dry protein powder and make $500,000.
I cannot fault anyone who gets rich off of something that other stupid people get. I cannot fault them that.
Yeah.
I know you don't like that, but if someone finds a way to trick stupid people into giving them money, and they're not doing anything illegal, they're just doing something and stupid, like, hey, you earned your money, you keep that. I'm proud of you. Yeah. I may not like you. You may like PewPie or whatever his name is.
Yeah, PewDiePie.
Yeah, I may not like you. I may not care about you, but you found a way now to get stupid people to donate money to you. Yeah. I can't fault him for that. Now, if he was being manipulative and he's burning the books and shit like that, and he's taking people's retirements and, using your 401k to go to Hawaii, like what happened at our job, it's like, that's different. But if I'd start a video about just me whispering a book into your ear while you sleep, and,
which that's on YouTube.
Exactly. I'll read you a book, and then but it's not, and then I'm getting tons of money. Some people actually might find it soothing, like those videos, like
the ASMR.
Yeah, I don't know these damn trends. I mean, I know them.
Yeah,
it's kind of.
I just don't care. It's like I see no interest to me, so I'm just like, okay, you do you. Yeah, I want to say you do you, boo boo. Where's that from? You do you, boo boo.
That's a Southern saying.
I know. I just remember from a movie though.
No, it does. You're right, Carlton. But it does come down to actually. Celine asked me this question a couple days ago.
Personal responsibility.
Yeah, it's like it does come down to the moral gray area of like what's legal, what's not legal. But then the problem is what's legal and illegal. Every other fucking month or year keeps changing. So it's like what the hell is like say something that's illegal in 2015 is now legal in 2021.
Right.
And that's it. That's what comes down to fucking moral, responsible. So it's like, I don't even fucking know more. I just said, like, I feel like, Carlton, if you want $10, like, you and me go outside in the fucking backyard, you and me can mow the fucking lawn, bag some fucking
We used to go around the neighborhood shoveling people's.
I was telling Lewis this recently.
Every blizzard, we're like, we're gonna make some money. We go out there like, we'll shovel your steps for like a couple bucks each for each of us.
Everybody had to go out and earn this, but it's not like I told Lewis this.
We was talking about that recently.
It's not like Christian. Hey Christian, hey Dad, what do you want to do this afternoon? Okay, Christian, I'll go outside. I'll bust my ass. I'll sweat in 105-degree heat. Here's $10. I want you to go play Fortnite while Dad goes outside and sweats his ass off. Yeah. I'm not gonna give my fucking 14-year-old $10 to sit in an air conditioned room playing fucking Fortnite. If you want $10, go outside and fucking earn it.
Yeah, but if other people gives it to you, can you stop him?
No,
he's
right
thinking.
about that.
I mean, he's like, you know what, Dad, you're busting your ass, making $10 an hour. That's good for you, but in this new day and age, I can make the same amount of money just playing this game.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like technology is definitely promoting more laziness.
Yeah, but technology is promoting laziness, but then also too, you have to look to the parents to correct that.
I know.
If you're gonna allow your Christian like once a week to play Fortnite and he gets money, that's fine, but then the rest of the week you have him do chores to see what hard work is like, then that's your prerogative as a parent.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. That might be physically lazy, but that's thinking outside the box. That's a new
that's
way
critical thinking.
That's a new way of thinking that
if you can get money, my whole thing in the military was think smarter, not harder. If I can do the job, or I can have someone do the job for me and get paid or get the job done, I'm going to do it. It's human nature to do, the easiest way possible for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being rewarded. For some people just like that feeling of a good job well done, especially with their own hands. But
that's how I am, yeah.
Yeah. Mostly you're like one of those lumberjacks, you look like one too.
Yeah, I know.
You just need that red flannel shirt.
No, you're right, because I told you this shit. It's like, for the most part, what it was, the fact that, like, if I had to pay somebody to build this floor, I'd feel less important. Like, the fact that I built this floor with my own two fucking bare hands.
And
I had to sweat the fucking calluses, the fucking actual physical. I bought the materials. The fact that I built this floor versus paying you to build this floor, I just have a sense of, like, it's not a big thing, but, like, I built this fucking floor. No one did it for me.
Yeah, no, you did a great job, and you built it for. And it's like people, like me, I can probably do some of the stuff around my house too, but I know the level of quality I would deliver, so I just pay people to do it.
Well, yeah, understandable. What's like?
But also too, I'm helping out. Like, I'm also helping out small businesses, especially during COVID and everything. It's all perspective, Chris. It's like. Right. You could say you did all this, but someone of your equal age could say, I never did all that. I just went to computer school and did this. It's just your upbringing, your perspective. I mean, you sometimes feels like anyone who doesn't do hard work is an asshole. That's how you make it sound sometimes. Yeah, well, it's not always the case. People can still contribute in different ways. Like back in the days, not everyone was a farmer. Right. Or everyone was a warrior. Everyone had different jobs that were...
like our prime example, like if he's ever here, Mark, and Mark knows.
Well, see, Mark is the perfect.
Mark's prime example is somebody who's lazy, though.
Exactly. Mark has gotten the "you lucky son of a bitch" card.
Yeah, our friend Mark.
I mean, first of all, how is he still alive? But that's the luckiest card of them all.
But Mark's a prime example. So, like, he recently, I was telling Elliot,
there's more stories.
No, well, he recently was texting my sister Jennifer, and like, Mark, because of COVID and because of like his technology, because of his job, Mark has left his apartment in 4 fucking months because he works from home now. Okay, that he has Walmart.com bring all his food to him, all his groceries to him, all his fucking supplies to him. His job fucking pays him online. Like, Mark literally hasn't left his apartment in 4 fucking months. Now, when you sit in front of a computer for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time, and literally everything is brought to you, how hard are you really fucking working?
Well, it depends on how essential his job is.
Yeah, I mean, his job is essential in the fact that he's a state worker. But I'm just saying, but like in terms of productivity, though, how hard is his life when he literally?
Well, you're talking about in terms of physicality, how hard is his life? But I mean, even as mentally, I'm just saying. But if someone like me, I sat home for 8 hours a day. Yeah, I work from home too, and honestly, because I took my classes, I build macros and programs to do my work for me, so I can play my games while I'm working for the most part, not all the time, but just when I have extended periods where I can just do my stuff because mentally I've already did all my work. So physically, am I being productive? No, but I'm also managing 13 people, and
which is not easy to do. Not everybody is built to be able to lead 13 or more people.
And some of them are like kids too, you know. It's like, you're a grown-ass person, you're older than me. How do you not know this shit? You know? But no, that's
my point with productivity. Again, Mark spends all day. Literally, he has one computer screen on work, second computer screen watching fucking Twitch all day, like just watching other people play video games. But in terms of productivity, he'll flat admit that he's not working hard. He's basically getting paid to almost very virtually doing the fucking nothing all day. And like that's like, and he's making pretty decent fucking living to just sit home all day.
Yeah, I mean, Mark is like people like Mark. There's going to be people who get a good job and they get into a position where they have to do bare minimum, get paid good. There's people, this is a job you have to get recommended to. There's people who would go to properties of deceased people who have no relatives, look through the stuff and then just pretty much take a category and leave, and that's it. And they'll do like 1 or 2 of those houses a year. There's some easy jobs out there. You know, and some people are just fortunate or they know how to get into it. I can't. If you got a job and you get it done, you get it done correctly, you get it on time. I don't care if it takes you 2 hours to do it and you're doing the last 38 hours jerking off. As long as you're getting your main job done, I don't care about the rest. You know, it's like I hate that busy work shit.
That's what I'm saying. And as technology keeps increasing, Joe Rogan said this on his fucking podcast. As technology keeps getting fucking better, the thing is, our bodies haven't evolved in the past 1,000 fucking years. Technology is evolving way past our fucking bodies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The human fucking body, we're not meant to sit in front of a computer for 8 to 10 hours a day.
Well, our body will evolve. It's gonna be ugly at first.
I mean,
Wall-E.
Sometimes
evolution. Wall-E.
Yeah, exactly.
Hover chairs.
But this is why some people can say, like, you know, evolution takes millions of fucking years. But in the past even 20 fucking years, look at the America alone. Look at our obesity rates, our heart disease fucking rates, our like how like all of our rates keep increasing, and like our lifetimes are actually decreasing as our technology is increasing.
Our lifetimes increasing. Even though we're having more disease, but our lifetime is.
Well, in terms of like fucking technology expansion, yes, but like in terms of like the number one thing that's killing Americans is proven is heart disease because of our fucking shitty diets, but also because most people
not doing anything physical, cardiovascular.
Most people are spending 50, 60, 70 hours. Like how many people, and Carlton knows this, how many times people go to fucking work, right, and they work 8 to 10 hour day on a laptop or something or a computer. First thing you fucking get home, you want to watch Netflix, you want to play fucking Xbox, but you're spending 15, 16 hours a day sitting down.
I don't like The Rock, but I do like one of his quotes. He says is like, why spend 8 hours working for someone else and then get home and not work on yourself?
Yeah. But then also said that The Rock, one of The Rock's best motivations is what The Rock said, my key to success was be the hardest working man in the room. And I'm like, well, when your room is your bedroom and you haven't left your bedroom for fucking 6 months, reality.
I mean, the hardest working man in a room can also, with being internet, could just be in the office even though he's remote.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the hardest worker in my department, I feel. Well, one of them, and I sit at my desk, you know. I mean, I understand what you're trying to say, Chris. I get your point of view, but there's also alternate points of view to the same argument. And it comes down to just that personal responsibility and that, you know, how a person views and respects themselves and the world around them. I mean, a person could sit there, do nothing physically, but yet still contribute more than someone who does stuff physically. You don't know that.
And it's technology.
Yeah, and I love technology, you know? I mean, I fucking love it. I want to see where it goes. And, I mean, I think, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's being held back because corporations want to get that money.
The hell, there he is. The dog. No, that's what I'm saying. But in terms of fucking productivity in our persons, though, is like as technology's getting fucking better. As I said, like even my job as a bus driver, as more automated fucking buses come out, then it means I'm at a fucking job. But like as more,
then also too, as a person, you can take on the responsibility to learn and grow. And to adapt. I mean, I don't think. It's not fair. You could lose your job.
But industry, but not just my industry. Every industry out there. The more we're getting to, we're getting more away from physical hard work and doing more work clacking on a keyboard. What I'm saying is like our bodies haven't evolved though. So our bodies are not meant to be clacking on a keyboard 50, 60 fucking hours a week. The human fucking body, like Lewis said, the biggest thing for us to be in good people that are living to 100, 110, 120 fucking years old, these people are not sitting in front of television. They're 60 hours a week. Yeah.
And also it's eating habits, thinking habits.
It's more than that. Genetics.
Choice.
Genetics. Everything comes down to choice. I mean, people can still work 8 hours a day at their computer and then just get up and then work in their garden. You know, people can, I mean, there's nothing wrong with working 40 hours a week on your computer, but as long as you get up afterwards and you do something physical, go for a walk. I go for a walk almost every day with Karen. My son-in-law, he's going into the Army, so pretty much me and him are starting, like last week, we're doing his Army workout until he goes in 6 weeks. So I'm going to be working out with him every day to do, you know,
like mentioned with military. Obviously it's like, okay, if you did a military and Coast Guard, Mark did a fucking military. Like, I mean, both.
Believe me, I know people who got into the Coast Guard that should not. I don't know how they got past boot camp.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like my friend Mark, for example. Mark, his job in the military was to he literally had to hand out paperwork. He was basically fucking glorified secretary.
You know, I'm saying there's all sides of pictures. Even if like there's people who just hand out stuff, they stand there and they hand it. Every military service has it, but we're talking in circles here because you say something, I'll say something, you counter with physical. We're just talking in circles. For the most part,
no, I agree with you. But I'm just saying, like, but Mark handing out fucking paperwork all day or handing out fucking licenses and stuff isn't the same level as guys that are out there doing active combat.
Well, the military, there's cooks in the military, and they're just as vital. They're not doing active combat. There's parts to play.
Military police.
Yeah, everyone has a part to play to make the whole unit work. Not everyone in high school could be a football player. Yeah. That's why they went to cheer. That's why people just, everybody has a part.
Yeah.
Every part in its place, every place in its part, or whatever. Whatever it is.
In the machine.
Yeah. Everyone has a part, whether it's from sliding this one piece of paper across the desk, which cascades all the way up to the top of the CEO, making big moves. Yeah. It's not just individual, it's as a team.
Well, I'll also say, like, if you went to a factory, though, like, but whatever, pick a profession, say for instance, pallets, if I built 2 pallets in 8 hours and you built 14 pallets, I think in terms of productivity, you should get paid more than me.
Oh, yeah, that's obvious.
So I'm saying, so in terms of military, yes, no doubt, military does need fucking chefs and paperwork guys active military, but a chef shouldn't fucking make what the guy during active combat is fucking making.
Well, we don't know what they make. Do you have the reports of what they make?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know the exact numbers. I'm saying, but
I think it's based on their rank too. I mean, who knows?
It is. You get paid based on your rank. That's it.
Oh no, I agree.
It doesn't matter what you do. And each field has their own rank. Like there's the FS, which is food specialist, which they probably weren't being the same as a machinery technician, which I was. Yeah. Who knows what they were making? But I mean, obviously, he was a food specialist chief, and I'm a machinery technician level 3, like the lowest of 321. Then he's obviously going to be making a shitload of money because he's a chief.
Yeah, but in terms of productivity, like I agree with you in the fact that like all the stories you've told me when you're out there during active, like when it's fucking like whatever 5 degrees outside, and you're out there on a fucking boat and stuff, you're out there putting your life on the line. You should get fucking paid more versus the guy that's back in fucking base cooking fucking tacos all day.
Depends on the rank.
He's not as important as you are.
Depends on the rank. Depends on how long he's been in.
Actually,
there's a lot of different stipulations.
All positions are relative.
Is important.
All positions are relative. Can't go out there fighting for our country on an empty stomach.
Yeah. Food is just as important.
I'm not worried about the equal pay. I just know that if we've been out there for 8 hours, we got another boat coming out with our lunch because that dude made us some lunch. So it's I know what you're talking about, but honestly, when it comes to the military, I think you just picked the military, they just pay people.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying this just as a broad, I'm just saying in terms of productivity, like I said, I've never felt like anybody out in the real world said
well, in the real world, for example, like let's go back to your pallet thing. If you were building 2 and I was building 14, well, when it comes time for a promotion, then I can bring on my productivity and they'll just give me a higher increase than you. And that's all. And then I would slowly start making more. Or if I feel like my promotion wasn't high enough, I'll bring in my paperwork. Like, listen, this is what I'm doing on average. I'm doing twice as what your second best worker is doing here. Yeah. So I like this 3%, but I feel with all my productivity, and here's my A, B, C example, this is what I want to make. Yeah. Right. And it falls to the individual. This is whole unequal pay in the workplace where a woman's getting paid less than a man. It's because a man is more aggressive when it comes to asking for a promotion versus a woman. A woman, will get a promotion and this is what my business teacher told, like just on the average, a woman promotion will get a promotion every 2 years to the man's every 1. Yeah. And so, because they won't ask, like men are aggressive, they want to make the money. Yeah. And that just comes to, but people are like, oh, well, when a woman gets paid every 2 years, she should get paid both to equal up to man. It's like some companies, like you want to pay, you need to come to me with what you've been doing, A, B, and C. If you don't go to him, it's like, like, why is it their responsibility to follow your money? This is what we're paying you. You want more money, you come to us and ask why you want more money.
That's what scared Carlton. But during the whole fucking pandemic, when we first started the podcast, was that people that are essential workers, because like even like Selena, and I love her, glad she's fucking making money. But my friend Mike, who listens to this fucking podcast, us being essential workers, during fucking COVID, when COVID was at its fucking peak, we're out there,
right?
We're out there on the fucking front lines, putting ourselves at risk. His wife is sitting home because of unemployment.
Yeah, that's just bad government, right there.
That's what I'm saying. But in terms of productivity, a person who sits home all day watching Netflix shouldn't make what I'm making fucking working 6 hours.
That's just bad government oversight. And how can you blame people for milking the government?
Oh no, so I can't blame people. But I'm just saying. But the whole premise of, like I said, in terms of productivity, though, a person who sits home all day shouldn't make what a person who works for a living. So that's
not something we can control.
No, I'm not saying they control that, but this is when it comes.
This is your black and white world, but it's not going to happen. People are who sit home and just stare at a wall, probably going to make millions more than you.
Exactly.
Am I upset about that? No, because they have nothing to do with me. I'm focused on my life. I'm focused on my job and making sure that I can pay, my mortgage and everything on my house. If someone wants to make $20 billion, pressing their face against the wall, hey, good for you. Whatever. How does that affect me? Zero. It doesn't. It doesn't affect me.
Well, that's what I feel like, but as a fuck society, though, it does affect.
Yeah. Well, America is a state of individuals. We're not one of those countries over there that support each other, that definitely support the family. What do we do when you get old? You put your parents into homes, you put into retirement homes, you kick them out. You don't take them in like other countries do and make them part of the family. We are, for the most part, a state of individuals. It usually comes down to the religious people who will take in their family, like Catholics and all them. But most you're expecting a countries of individuals to act as a family, and that's the main thing. There's groups, like, honestly though, you look at it this way, if America was a body, the group of people that are helping other people are like abnormal to the overall view of, like, they're the cancer cells, even though they're actually doing the healthy thing. It's just how abnormal it is to the overall view. I mean, go to any big city and just stand there and you just see and just watch people. I see it all around, just driving through Albany. I mean, I live, where I live. Just coming around here is like, you can just see the subtle difference. Like like we're my community. We look out for each other. We are aware of each other. We support local businesses and we help out. It's small compared to, like, you go to a place like city. Cities are a machine. You are a gear. They're gonna grind you up and spit you out as you see fit. And it's up to you to make
that's when Al was here. He says every podcast, Al would say, like, "Hey guys, support your local communities, your local people," and that's what I'd say. That's what scares me.
Well, you need to find a community, because Albany is not a community.
Well, just
unfortunately,
in general,
no.
But I'm just Albany. As a country as a whole, though, as a country as a whole, it's we are more growing a fucking part to care about your fellow man, your fellow neighbor, because we're so busy.
And it's just because our leaders and the people who are in roles that could change this don't. That's the main thing.
And then we copy them because we don't get out of our own comfort zone. We're like, well, if other people aren't doing it, I'm not.
And they support that too. If you're like, oh, I can't do it, like, that's okay. We'll have a little safe space for you. But even like, to piggyback though, it's like I've been saying for the longest time, it's like the government, no doubt, I don't trust the government. The government does mismanage fucking money, but then people are fucking just as fucking scared. Like I said, it's like a person makes $1,000 a week, and hey, this kid's dying, this girl's dying of fucking cancer, or she needs chemotherapy. Instead of worrying about what they're doing, then you do something about it.
No, I do. I'm saying,
I'm just saying. I know what you're saying, Chris, and you said it 1,000 times already, but you can't worry about what other people are and aren't doing. You have to do what's right, because it's the right thing to do. You have to take that step. If they don't, then maybe if you start doing it, then you lead by example. You become an influencer. But you can't sit. All you doing is you're sitting there and complaining about other people, but this is not going to resolve nothing.
Well, that's what we said. What influencers, though, it's like people as a society, like America loves we love looking up to toxic fucking people.
Oh yeah, well, that's just the way this generation is brought up.
It affects my paycheck.
And again,
I need to work, so I don't pay attention to them, because then I don't make my paycheck.
And as you said, Chris, there's over 400 million people in America, and there's all these influencers where they have 10,000 viewers here, 1 million viewers. That is a small percentage of America, and you only have a lens at this small. You're focusing all of your attention onto what the lens, like these influencers are making millions of dollars. You don't know what else. I mean, look at local newses across the state. How are they dealing with stuff? Like I said, you look at my town, all the restaurants, because they struggled during COVID. We had a food fest, and all the restaurants came out with little kiosks, and everyone came there to support, to help build up businesses, and they're handing out prizes and everything to keep all the restaurants afloat. Where we support our community, but that's not going to be on the news.
No, you're right.
You're right. You're going to see, Asians getting whooped, their asses whooped in the street.
We've seen that a lot the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, yeah. That's
but if you would have said, let me look up this New Hampshire's town paper, then you would see, oh, here's the big article of all the stuff they're doing for each other. Yeah. You're only seeing, if you stick to the mainstream media, that's all you're going to see, and then you're going to become jaded and hateful. But it's like there's tons of places all over the country, and it's like you can't trust them. You have to look at their local newspapers and see all the stuff they're doing. That's what you need. A YouTube channels of, well, here's the news of my state, all the good stuff. That's what's scary. Dude, look at the midnight, and you guys can even remember this on the news. It's like all bad, but like, oh, on a happy note, this girl picked up a kitten and she had a lemonade stand, like for a quick 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like it's eating at you that you're seeing this, unfairness, but at the same time, you're also looking, in the wrong direction. You probably, if you look at local news and newspaper, you'll see like, wow, these people are doing this. This is great, how do you spread this message? Yeah,
but then I also see things like which is happening to more like this defund the police crap, and I'm seeing like Portland, Chicago, like fucking Detroit. And I'm seeing like even Albany, record-breaking crime, record-breaking shooting, record-breaking poverty. That this stuff is happening too as well. So it's like
get out while you can. That's what I did. It was getting so bad, I got out. You can't change everybody else. You can only change your situation through hard
thanks
work.
For echoing me.
I changed mine, and I'm much happier.
A lot of people don't know this, but even like when it came down to even to this day, the COVID pandemic, that there's actually more reported statistics of recoveries than deaths, but they don't put that on the mainstream note.
Fear sells.
Yep.
Fear sells.
I'm not
gonna lie. When COVID first came out, I got my news from the media, and I was on the bandwagon.
You was like, "Oh shit!"
But it's like 2 months after sitting home, I was like, "Let me look at other stuff," and I started like, "What the fuck's going on here?" Like Steven Crowder and all these other people. It's like that are trying to, before things happen. I was like, "Okay, I'm starting to see some stuff here," and then I started doing my own investigation. And I started looking at everything outside the main news, and they're telling you a grain of salt. Like the perfect article I bring up. Is there was that happens is that Bernie Sanders and President Trump at the time went to Mount Rushmore. The article for Trump was that he was it was basically saying he's racist, he's disrespectful to the Native Americans that are protesting the mountain. Bernie goes there and is like praising him for supporting the Native Americans for going there, but they were doing the exact same thing. They're both having a rally there.
And as you said that, I know of Bernie Sanders helping community, especially the reservations and the Native and the indigenous communities, than degrading them. So I'm like, so when you said that, I'm like, they must have put that on the mainstream market than anything else. Why they not putting the stuff where he was promoting and representing the indigenous communities and all that?
Or here's a better one. When everybody said that Trump had those protesters hit with the gas to take a picture in front of that church, wrong. It was the park police, but nobody wanted to listen.
Right.
Trump wanted to take a picture in front of that church because they burned the church down. He didn't have protesters tear gas.
But that's why it's like I take what the news takes, and then I go and they give you that little grain of truth, and then you just find it. So
I wet my ass with Main Street media because it's
I can
not
tell
for
the skid
you.
marks.
It's not to benefit you. It's to benefit them. Why do you think CNN and all of these other ones are struggling now because they don't have a boogeyman. So everything's white.
Why do you think they're going after
supremacy.
like Fauci and stuff now? They need the next sensation to keep them relevant.
I agree.
Well, Fauci was wrong. Oh, we're going to dig up the information of the 80s where he was saying during AIDS that if you were even breathed on by one of these such and such
Damn
people,
gays.
you got
AIDS, yeah.
And if you had a family member who had it, everybody in that house was going to have AIDS, and millions of people were going to die in no time because they're monsters.
Yeah, it's
Like,
funny. Like how,
Yeah.
all of us. Yeah.
Nearly 40 years
Facts.
later, he's spreading the same thing about COVID. He's a one-track pony.
It just goes to show that people don't look back. You know, they cover it up until now it's time. Oh, we need a burn man. Here you go.
No, you're right, because remember, all of us, AIDS came out when I was like, what, 10 or 11 or something, Carlton, around
It was
that
in the
time?
80s.
Yeah,
It was in the 80s.
but it's like, boy, looking back though, everything we were told about AIDS was such bullshit. It's like
every
the
new
truth
disease
doesn't
is like
sell.
this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's what makes you wonder with COVID-19. That's why I said during the start of the podcast, like, you know, in retrospect, what about if we're still doing this shit 5 years from now or 10 years from now or something? How is COVID going to be fucking looked at back in 10 years from now? What's COVID going to be the fucking retrospective? Like, how much, like, you know, we have, what was the actual fucking turnover rate, the fucking death rate and stuff?
Yeah, when the truth comes out, like, what is it,
Yeah.
like 7 years?
Yeah.
What I forgot what the intellectual property, I forgot what it is.
What up, cuz?
But then we see how many more people are worth X amount of billions of fucking dollars during COVID. You know, like, oh, hold a second. So it's a scary fucking conspiracy thing, but it does make you, like Al said this fucking before, people that are worth billions of dollars, their greed is so fucking high that they would have no problem crippling an economy to be worth even more billions of fucking dollars. To watch all of us suffer while they're sitting there in their mansions.
You know, I would love to do a podcast with you where you don't even bring up money at all.
I don't believe that.
What?
Because if these billionaires really wanted to cripple us, they would have done it by now. They need us. People don't realize this. People just see things through one.
Well, see, not all billionaires are
From a
bad.
one-dimensional
They need people
perspective.
I kind of have a little trust in Elon Musk, you know.
You
his-
should. But Amazon
I
needs
said
people
little.
to make the stuff. They need the people to package
I think
it and all
Amazon,
that.
honestly, I don't care about Jeff Bezos, whoever, but the convenience of it.
Yeah.
I mean, remember back in the day, we used to get stuff in the mail 6 to 8 weeks out.
That's true.
Yeah, but what
Now
I'm
it's like
saying
6 to 8
is,
hours if we're like.
These billionaires need everyday people like us. They can't do
Yeah.
it on their own. They need
But
blue collar people to fill these roles. Jeff Bezos is not going to go out there, paint a picture, wrap it up, put it in a box, get in his car and deliver it halfway across the world on his own.
But then-
That's not how it works. People need to stop
But in the past few months,
putting
Elliot,
it so crazy.
what's really scary though is Bezos and Amazon are coming under a lot of controversy and articles about that they're paying their fucking workers less than minimum wage. And people right now, because of fucking COVID economy, they're so desperate for fucking work. They'll work for $5-6 an hour.
That's choice.
I know.
They
but
choose to work for that price. That has nothing to do with Jeff Bezos. If they're like, hey, give me less money, just give me a job. Okay.
yeah.
Well, it's interesting too because about the minimum wage, there's actually states where they demanded all of their, employers all of the business pay their employees $15 an hour. Well, because of that, I know a food market chain where they actually shut down 2 stores as soon as that went live because they basically said, like, you want us to pay $3 more to all our employees. We can't sustain that.
Exactly.
So it's actually, because we can't sustain it. We did that, we would have gone out of business.
Yeah.
So we had to shut these 2 stores so that we can pay everyone else $15. Now, it's like, it's understandable because this is a food market chain that's vital to their communities they're in.
Right.
Yeah.
And then people, instead of driving 10, 15, 20 minutes, they'll have to drive 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's unfortunate, but it's like you want to force these restrictions. I think pay increases should be based on the area. What is the general pay rate? Like, obviously, paying someone $15 hours out where I live is because the cost of living is not viable. Excuse me. To compare like New York City, where it is because it's higher cost.
Exactly.
So it needs to be basically basically state by state or even maybe city, county by county.
We talked about that, and that's what's a very fucking scary future for our kids and looking forward, because we said that, Carlton, like, $20 in New York City versus $20 in New Hampshire.
Two different things.
Exactly. So
I mean,
Very,
my
very.
gas prices is 30 cents cheaper than yours.
But I'm pretty sure that people before us had these same conversations, and then people before them, and then people before them.
Well, everything is about, like, I need to look good, so when I go up for election of something, I can say, I pushed this $15 an hour.
That's one thing, Elliot, I agree with you 100%.
I mean, what happened to that Flint, Michigan water thing? That shit's still going on, but no one talks about it.
Nothing's happened. It's appeals. Nothing's getting done. Yeah. We promised to do something.
Yeah, and there's probably other areas that are worse off, but it's like the news. As soon as the news moves on, everyone else moves on. Yeah. It's
a lot of people go off of face value more than looking into what the statistics and patterns are that follows up.
Well, that's what I always say. That is scary though, because like I feel like racism and classism is existent throughout the human race, but like I think like well, I mean, there's every generation since fucking the dawn of man. We were treating with fucking rocks or something that sticks. We've always had fucking rich and poor. That's never changed. But I feel like maybe it's because our population right now has hit the fucking peak of our species, because we have so many more people now, because we have 8 billion fucking people now, we have more poor people and more fucking rich people. But
so maybe it still measures out, because
I don't know.
You know, maybe because the sample pool got bigger doesn't mean the statistics change.
Maybe because we're young or something. But you ever notice that? Maybe you and Karen notice that shit. But I feel like I've said this right now. I've got a raise of now I'm up to $28 an hour. And why did it feel like when I was making, at least in the 80s and 90s, when I was making $12, $13 an hour, I had a lot more money in my fucking pocket.
Everything was cheaper. I mean, look at those. Oh no! Just look at it. Those little brownies we used to get for 25 cents back in the day. Those are like $1 now. Yeah. Inflation.
About 75 cents to $1. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like inflation.
I don't know. I make, I think, $13.50 an hour, and I'm
also
not nearly as stressed out as you, Chris.
A lot of people
I don't care about.
A lot of people too tend to live outside their means. Well, like they take on more.
It depends on where you live, but like I can't imagine life without a car. I have to have a car. I have to. Like it's just for me.
I'm perfectly happy.
Yeah, and it varies. You know, your life demands a job. His doesn't. I never had a car until I actually went into the military because I didn't need one. I took a bus everywhere in Albany.
Lots of stuff.
But when I got pushed out to Boston, I'm like, whoa, there's
almost
no
everywhere that was your necessities, no matter good or bad, right or wrong. You needed some wheels to get
this
to it.
This is coming down to choice, though. That's the problem. People choose to have cars for the easier, convenient.
Well, also too, people are like,
true.
People can choose to have different stuff based on whether they need it or not. They may feel like they need it, but then they get it and they don't actually do it. They could actually. Like, I need this Benz, even though they're making $12 an hour.
That's also the fuck choice too. Like when we shop versus Hannaford, Walmart, Price Chopper, and Whole Foods. It's like, I can't fucking afford to pay $9 for a single egg at Whole Foods. I have to buy a dozen eggs for $2.99 at Walmart. Like I can go to Whole Foods and spend $15 on one grapefruit, but I can't fucking afford that shit. Like some people can go blow $1,000 for a week's worth of groceries if they're living above those fucking means. Like, but I still feel like just for most part, not just me though, and anybody here, the past 10 fucking years, how many times have we heard that the middle class is gone?
I really haven't, because I haven't been paying attention what other people are trying to manipulate me into believing. I think the middle class is very much well in the.
I think the middle class is the silent majority.
Yeah.
And you just got the rich and the poor clashing.
See, it's like the poor are bitching about the rich are bitching about the poor, and the middle class just like, leave us the fuck alone. We're doing our own stuff.
For the most part, you look around, it's like the middle class, they're just working. They want to just go to work. Dude, that's why, you don't hear a lot of issues. It's like, the whole election thing. It's like Republicans, for the most part, or conservatives, like, I don't care if Biden wins, I'm just going to keep working. And that's what I did. Okay, Biden wins. Okay. I couldn't keep working, new president, new day. That's all, Yeah. I mean, I think for the most part, you don't hear from the middle class because they're trying to just take care of themselves.
Exactly. That's all I'm doing. As long as it's not interrupting with my paycheck, I don't give two shits.
And like I said, I mean, we're probably hearing this from the news or something that.
I know like not too long ago when I was 10, 11 years old, Dad had worked at fucking DHL and he supported fucking mom, okay, and also 3 kids and lived pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I don't know a single person right now in my company. I don't know a single person that like, okay, even like take the middle class. Right now, if I had to have worked by myself and had a wife and 3 kids off my job, it's physically fucking impossible.
Yeah. I would say, the stay-at-home wife is probably disappearing because now both parents are working.
Yeah,
because things are more expensive. Yeah, they have to work. I mean, things are more expensive, but doesn't mean the middle class is gone. It just means that they're working.
But that's also choice. They chose to have those kids, which they knew would be
a
it's
financial.
Like
$5,000 to have
would
a
add
kid.
more
but they
financials.
knew that those kids would be a financial burden, and they popped them out anyways. Guess what? You have to choose to fuck each other without protection to pop out a kid. Then choose knowing it's going to hurt you financially. This is all coming down to choice. People live the way they do because a lot of them make horrible choices, and I will never apologize for people being stupid, making terrible, dumbass choices for themselves.
So you're not going to apologize to yourself?
No, because I'm actually happy where I am. My bills are paid. I have money saved up in case of something happens where I don't have to worry.
That's good.
And I can always get a second job because I have offers if I want to make more money or something requires more money.
There is plenty of opportunities out there, but some people will have to work harder than others in their situations. Like if I lose my job tomorrow, I'm like, okay, I'll get another job. And because of, there's plenty of opportunities out there, I may not start at that new job with my same pay, but I have an opportunity for growth. And it just means that, okay, in my personal life, some of the little stuff I like to do, I can't do. I got to tighten the belt. That's, some people don't want to do that. Some people don't want to start over, don't want to do everything all over again, make less money because they feel like they're better. It's just, that's what stops people. They feel like they're better. Like, I always told my wife, like, listen, if I had to shovel shit for 8 hours just to pay for my mortgage, I would do that with a smile on my face because I worked hard to get where I'm at. I worked fucking hard to get where I'm at, and I'm not losing it. And it's like the only way I lose this house is I'm in the grave. Bottom line, and that's a choice. If people like, I quit my job, and then they sit there and expect something just as equally as good to come around, they're fucking delusional.
That's because you're one of the individuals that understands the value. Go on. You understand the value and principalities of work and integrity, where most people just look at work at face value, like, if this makes me look good, then I'm doing good. But you understand that that just doing that and being consistent and putting in the hard work, it pays off.
And versus what what people expect they should be making, where I know I understand what I should be making, and I realize my growth.
Exactly.
But I still would respect that, Carlton. If you told me that if your job, whatever you left there, and now you're working a job where making the same fucking wage, we'll say $30 an hour for shoveling shit for 40 hours a week, I'd say, I
don't care if it was $8 an hour shoveling shit, it's still pay. If I had to get 2 jobs, I'm just saying that's who I am. It's like people. They like, I just want the same job with the same money. I don't want to do anything less, because like people who feel what is that, or demeanored or whatever, when they have to become a crossing guard, they feel it's beneath them. Thank you. I'm sorry.
That's one
demeanor. When they have to become a crossing guard, it's like, why? It's a job. I mean, do I want to stand out there in front of a H&R Block and spinning a sign? No, I don't.
It's work though.
I have to do what I have to survive.
That's my point though. It's like whether you're doing H&R fucking Block, you have a crossing guard shoveling shit, you're still doing something productive. And that's what I'm saying. But like,
we can't help it that our government wants to just feed people.
Everything.
Whatever. I mean, in Vermont, they give you housing and a car.
Jesus.
They get for being on like Section 8. Here's a car. Here's food stamp. Here's a house. In Vermont, it's like and in New Hampshire, you have their rules is like you have to have job searches. You have to. There's like a whole mountain before you can even get assisted living in New Hampshire. So 2 different. And so it's like it comes down to the state, the government.
That's what's scary too. We said it recently in New York State.
That's why we don't have those efficiency housings or anything. We have. We have apartment buildings for low income, but we don't have a lot of assisted living.
Well, they said that recently. Who knows what experts, and to break down numbers more than I could, but they're saying like this is June, that by maybe fucking midsummer or the fall, that New York State is going to become the highest tax state in the fucking country.
I'm not surprised because they're run by idiots.
Get out while you can. You've been warned about the taxes. Get out while you can.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but like our state, our governor, he kept a good head on his shoulder. He's a Republican, but he worked with the Democratic Party members in his state. They kept things going. You know, they make the businesses going. They were the first to implement it, that $300 extra, and they were the first to, cancel it based on the criteria. We didn't require much stimulus. It comes down to the leadership, and our state had good leadership, and they thought they put the people first. New York. Look who's always, it varies. Yeah. And it seems like, and I don't want to make this political, but a lot of the Republican-led states or the Republican-led states with Democratic working together did well. Like there's states during, Michigan during COVID who never even shut down. They kept working as normal. They never shut down. They just implemented masks and there was no remote work. Everyone kept working. Because the Republicans and the Democrats, the groups that work together.
What you're talking about, bro, is called systematic union. Some of the
synergy.
Exactly. I like that. Synergy. They know how, no matter, regardless of the indifferences, they knew how to be like, all right, we know we're working to a better cause. Let's all get together and bring forth to that better cause. But you got some communities where they think, nobody can tell me nothing. You can't tell me shit. I'm gonna do what I want. Yep. And even if just that small percentage is like I could do what I want, it's relatively affecting the masses. And even though we're in the capital, I unfortunately hate to say the capital is one of those negative statistics. That's why we got phases. People, shutting down certain places we like to go to when we chilling in our spare time, that's closing early now, because it's not us with common sense, like you said earlier, bro, who may follow the rules or have some integrity in our individual rule sets, but the ones outside of that are just like, I don't gotta do what you tell me to do. And 9 times out of 10, they could be the ones bringing the virus fucking around and shit like that, or worse. Because they think they don't gotta follow rule sets or protocols, but they're the ones who like, hey, Mr. and Mrs., we got something to tell you, at the clinic.
And also too, like with our state too, we don't pay state taxes. We don't pay. When you go to the store and you see something for $99, it's $99, and it's like, how could the state be so lucrative, but they don't pay state taxes? I mean, if you own a house, you pay a higher mortgage, but it's not, and that's pretty much it. But all we do is pay federal, and so again, it's it's location.
That's what's scary about that. It's like I never, for the life of me, I never understood like how one state something's illegal and some states something's legal. Like I've always said, like if you kill a person in California or kill a person in New York, murder's murder. But like, how come a fucking green plant in one state's legal, in one state you're a criminal? It all depends on.
I think it comes down to just how can I make this worth it for me, the people in charge. But again, it's like you can't fault people who moves to better areas, then you're like, why is this person in a nice neighborhood or a nice area? It's like, well, because I'm living with like-minded people who value their hard work.
Exactly.
And it's like why fault me? Because I grew up in Arbor Hill. I grew up in Arbor Hill. I moved on. I was on First Street. I was pretty much all over here. It's like,
and where you said you're at, big bro, New Hampshire is one of the founding states or countries for docking work. So not saying it has to do with fish and all that, because I know some people don't like fish, but the overall factor of they symbolize hard work. They symbolize integrity. So it's like through the generations and centuries, they symbolize hard work.
And New Hampshire's motto is live free and die, or die.
Yes. So you know where I'm getting at. So
it's like I can't fault people who want to move out of bad areas to get some, because it's like you start earning money, you start having nice stuff. You want to keep it that way. You want to enjoy it. Like Elliot moved from Albany to Cohoes, and
love it.
And it's just like it's a peace of mind. It's just like I can focus on me. I don't have to worry about anything else.
And I don't worry nearly as much about getting robbed or shot.
Not even that. Just the peace of mind.
Yeah,
Like,
well, we don't. There's no protests up there either, like there are in.
there's some protests, but they're minimal. Like we had a protest during the food fest, and it was just protesting the Iranis bombing Pakistan
but we didn't have
whatever it was. It was like it was a dozen people. They just turned up the music on the fair to drown them out.
In Albany, they were literally like half an hour of people marching down in front of our house when we were on Central Ave, screaming in microphones, yelling at people and stuff compared to where I am now.
Yeah.
I barely hear the cars unless some idiot speeds, but that's once every couple of days. I'm like, 80+% of the noise pollution is just absolutely gone and worth it.
All right, Carlton.
Because I chose to get out.
We killed fucking 3 hours.
All right.
I was glad fuck happened. I wish you were here more often.
Yeah. Well, I'm depending on how this summer goes, I might come up just maybe once a month or something. Because one, it's just we have, like I said, we have the grandbabies and stuff living with us now. Just so it's like instead of it's just easier for me to get away. So like I just take a weekend.
No, that's what I said before. Whether I was telling Selena hasn't met you yet, so, but you haven't Carlton because he's been fucking busy. So nobody has met a podcast with.
Well, I don't want her to meet me, Chris, because I don't want you to lose another girlfriend.
Exactly. We got Karen. Karen's an upgrade. So.
Well, I know she upgraded, but the girl she's like, well, your friend then. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Actually, let's listen to the last podcast. We did this funny thing with you and Karen would like that. We did 90 minutes of asking a couples 20 questions, and it was a good time actually. So I was surprised. I thought we would kill a half hour. We killed 90 minutes. So, but
it's not bad.
The premise of whether it's Tev's down here, you, Lewis, or just like Lewis. I was Tuesday, you were sick. Sometimes Elliot gets busy with his mother, or Carlton just said nobody who's not here is because not that I don't want them here. Just people got fucking lives. That's all.
Oh, like I said, I'm free on Tuesdays, but for the most parts on Saturdays, I got to make up the time somewhere.
That's been a premise. Like I say, everybody here fucking is busy. We have works. This is not our full-time job. So it's like we do what we can. I told Lewis, Elliot, Carlton, anybody, I never want somebody to do this like, oh, fuck, I got to do that shit again, or it's an obligation. We're going to have fun, man. Get a fucking pizza, get some drinks. And
I don't do
next time, I'm going to play again. Next time I play, every time you say anything about money, you're taking a shot.
Right.
You're taking a shot.
That would be an interesting podcast.
Of Rex Goliath.
Elliot, you mentioned $20?
No, Elliot can mention money. He really talking. Chris like, YouTube.
I know.
These damn $1 million, like, up shot.
Yeah.
I think
$1 billion
drunk
people
as fuck
shot.
in that
I told you, you should be taking some Rex Goliath shots.
Right.
OnlyFans shot.
I said, but also,
no, that'll kill him.
But karma's fun though, because then again, when I mention stuff too, then I read about hey, this person on this influencer YouTuber, they were banned and I'm like, good.
Right there.
That makes
exactly,
me sad. Whenever I hear about jobs, whenever more actual real jobs are cut, whenever fucking people's productivity are cut jobs and stuff, that does affect everybody.
No, I'm
just saying the point that said that because one thing is there's only so many fucking YouTubers or OnlyFans for eventually it's gonna run out.
I mean, how many? Yeah. I mean, honestly though, there's probably only a couple hundred out there, and it just seems bigger because of
the economic mass that those few numbers are making.
Yeah.
I mean,
by doing what they do.
Well, no, I told
you like Maximilian, dude, right?
Yeah.
How's he different than PewDiePie?
I don't know.
Say that one more time, bro.
I said, how is he different than PewDiePie?
Well, I'm saying what Maximilian is he does video game.
So does PewDiePie.
Personality.
He does video game what do you call it there? Instructional fucking video.
He hasn't done those in a while though.
I honestly I haven't watched him in 6 months.
Okay, what's he been doing? He just does fighting games. He just talks about the game and stuff. Because he's a big fighter guy.
Yeah.
Adding just announcements and reactions.
Yeah. Well, no, I said no. I've
he used to do that stuff, but that dropped off. I'm just saying,
what I'm saying is I've watched his videos, but the thing is, I've never personally donated a single penny to Max because, I said before to Lewis, if you mean Elliot hop in Zombie Army,
but he's an influencer.
What do you mean?
He's
just like he's a gamer.
No, I'm saying, but
I'm just saying you don't like Pew. I mean, you can just say just personality wise, but they're both doing the same. He's getting donations.
Well, I'm saying, but me personally, but I'm not giving him donations.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Whenever, say for Lewis, if Lewis, you mean Elliot want to hop in Zombie Army, I'm not gonna say Carlton hop in Zombie Army, but beforehand, I want to give you $20, and then Elliot $20, then the three of us, then we hop on and play together after I give you guys $20
I'll take
apiece.
the $20.
I know you would.
I like shit. Someone wants to give me money.
I need to be dead if I'm not gonna take the money.
We said this earlier. If it was like an MMA or like a full contact tournament fight, and it was $5,000, I'll be like, I'll jump in.
Now, that would be a whole nother conversation, Carlton. But no, like I'm just saying like I do news articles where said more jobs are being fucking cut, more unemployment's being fucking cut, and I hate seeing more people are fucking losing work. So it's like, where do you plan on people
There's
fucking
losing work
jobs?
around there, but not. We're having more jobs open up where I live.
Like I just read an article like 2 weeks ago. Fucking
like,
New York City.
They have what's called economic union. So because of what I said,
see, you keep looking at New York. New York is a failing state.
Well,
you need to,
actually,
they don't really support unions. Only a very few
it's not just New York
sanctioned units.
But it's not just New York though. It's the industry because, like I said before, let's say Domino's or Pizza Hut, right? No matter what state you live in, New York, Domino's and Pizza Hut, they're in every fucking state. Now Domino's Pizza as industry are trying to get more driverless deliveries by having robots, just like McDonald's. McDonald's is fucking not just American; it's globally. When they have all self-robot fucking servers, that's millions of more fucking jobs being cut. So I'm just saying, like, from an economic standpoint, where do you plan on working when, whether you go to fucking Walmart, Hannaford, McDonald's, say you want someone to...
See, you're living in this fear that
You notice that's 8 shots right there?
But again, Crystal, you're living in this, like, weird dystopia where machines do everything and humans are going to be useless, and that's never going to happen. Because you fail to realize that to these billion and trillionaires, human is the best currency. People are the currency that they want, because if all these people are gonna if they need these people to buy their shit, they need these people to work to buy their shit
and make it.
But from a company standpoint, also, like, say for instance, a driver, if you hire a fucking bot versus a driver, a bot doesn't require bathroom breaks. A bot's also fucking cheaper. A bot doesn't require 401k plan, et cetera, et cetera. I'm saying from a company standpoint, though, more companies are laying off, like you said with the fucking place with the you said the one company you're talking about, they had to shut down 2 places because
the grocery store.
Yeah, so exactly. So
that was just because they were forced to pay people $15 an hour. Yeah,
but that's happening like nationwide.
But they're not. You're talking about automation.
Well, not just automation. I'm saying, but as an industry though, it's like whether it's so you go.
So
to a
you would
restaurant,
rather have them shut 2 stores down or have maybe hundreds of thousands of people drive hours for groceries?
No, what I'm saying is, like, whenever, say you go to a restaurant, instead of having a fucking robot server, you should have a human server that you're going to fucking tip.
Honestly, I don't want a human server.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's
because the main thing is waiting for shit, especially when I want to pay and get out. That's why I don't go to movies. I don't care about movies. And if the people at the stand convention, I don't care. I've had a great time during COVID renting my movies from home.
Yeah,
and also you could get a Fire Stick, and
But that's my premise of Carlton.
You can download any movie you want that drops.
But if people don't want a human server, a human driver, human this, human that, then where's anybody going to work then?
As I was saying though, it's like,
production, not even robots.
You're like, say you're at the point where you think those people are just going to be removed, and again we go back. If those people lose their job, they can get another job.
But then where?
There's always jobs.
People gathering materials.
It's like if you got fired from a driver because a robot took over, you can get another job. You can be a driver somewhere else.
Yeah, but what I'm saying. But like long term though, as more fucking drivers are losing jobs.
You're not going to see that happen in our lifetime though.
Oh, it's honestly, it's amazing how fast that happens.
It's how fast, but like I said, bottom line is these people want to make money.
Yeah.
And if everyone loses their job, no one can get money to buy stuff. Then these there's always going to be a job. Well, because whether you like the job or not is a different matter. That's why
some people would say with socialism, no, socialism is going to be like other countries. But other countries would say, listen, guys, instead of having fucking work, we have no work available. So what we'll do is, like right now with the stimulus fucking packages, how many people the past year have not worked at all? Because here's a check for $1,000 a fucking week. You sit home all day, you do nothing. We'll pay you to fucking sit home while you don't have a job. And it's showing, at least in fucking America, more and more people are choosing to. I'm seeing more jobs, like no bullshit, that these jobs can't keep workers because why should I go fucking work McDonald's for $15 an hour?
Well, those are smart people. They can make more. It has nothing to do with the jobs. It's like COVID made people scared to stay home.
Yeah. Well,
businesses had to correct for lesser people.
Yeah.
Expenses change. So when people are losing the money, those positions have been terminated for the company to save money to stay afloat. So is it the business fault because people decided they don't want to work and the businesses had to adjust for lazy people? Yeah. No. But the businesses are making, a business wants, the main goal is to stay successful and open that's their main goal.
No, I understand that. Well, I'm saying from an employee standpoint, right now, if you told me, okay, right now, say I make like my job at $600 a week. If you said, Chris, tomorrow, quit your job and like, what Biden will give you $2,000 a week to stay home. I'm quitting tomorrow.
Yeah, of course.
That's
So
choice.
That's what I just said.
well, but also
You said it right. Choice.
But from a financial standpoint, why do I want to fucking make $600 a week and be in debt every fucking week when I can make $2,000 to sit home?
But then why should you complain when you want to go back to work and there's no job? You have no right to complain.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But the point is, like, but they keep extending unemployment, though.
Well, that depends on the state. It's no longer in New Hampshire. They got rid of that.
I think 20 states have cut off, and by the end of summer, the rest are following because it is not sustainable.
You took the shortcut, Chris, by taking the $2,000. You wanted that instant gratification. You wanted to be home. You made that choice, and you should not be upset if you go back to work when they take it away and don't have a job. Yeah. Why do I want to hire you back because you decided to work from home? Yeah. Why would I want that? What kind of employee would I want?
Well, that's
because I tell you one thing, I'm doing interviews to replace my positions, and people who haven't worked in the past year, I'm not even hiring them. Yeah. I'm like, oh, you haven't worked in the last year. Why? Oh, I was home COVID. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
And it's not discrimination. Those people chose to be lazy, good for nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like Karen, she has been working her ass off because people don't want to work just so she can maintain her check. Because she gets paid by tips and, what's the other one?
Well,
salary.
Oh, salary. Right.
Yeah, she gets paid by tips and stuff, and she's working her ass off because she's doing the job of. She has only her and two other people, and she's supposed to have 6 people in there.
Yeah.
What about the ones that may be unemployed, but they're looking for work and got the credentials to hold up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying I'm in the interviews and stuff. I'm saying there's obviously stipulations. Like,
of course, naturally, yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, oh, you had this job here. What happens? Like, oh, I was scared of COVID and I didn't want to work this past year. It's like, then that's going to give me pause because that's not the drive I want from my team. Yeah. But if there's someone's like, oh, this X, Y, and Z happened. Because I've hired people who had year gaps and also like,
but they was out there still grinding or looking for,
or I had someone who had a different job each year. But after interviewing and doing references, I'm like, okay, that's understandable. I mean, but I'm just saying if those people that just do not have just sat home, it's like, why should I give you a break when we were suffering? Like I had to during all this transition, I had to cover the work of 4 people on my team, and thank God for my degree and background that I can allocate my work to macros and stuff, or I would have drowned. I mean, I couldn't do my own supervisor work. I was doing, my employees' work, but I was just like,
most, like Chris could tell you, even though I put in my own hours teaching self-defense and MMA, but outside of that, I've been looking for extracurricular work that gives decent and consistent hours, but most of the places that are hiring are looking for people that might have their own vehicle or set of transportation. So even though I've been getting calls and I've been trying to initiate
that's always hard too. Without transportation, that does limit your window
depending on where you work. And I can attest to this. Luckily, in our area, yes, public transportation is a major factor.
Yeah. I mean,
there's plenty of hundreds of thousands of fucking cities across this country where there is no fucking public transportation. If you don't have a car, you're fucked. It's simple.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors, but there's as infinite many factors is to the person. It's like you're trying to frame a discussion around an absolute, and forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, but it's not possible. We're talking in circles. We can
well, it's not possible.
Yeah, hypothesize. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hypothesize?
Yeah, I can't say it.
we get you. We get
but
you.
It's like we're saying the same shit just in a different way that
we're rebuttaling. We're rebuttaling.
I'm just talking about. I'm just saying overall. But I'm just saying, like we just did an article. I know New York City is just one example, but like global.
One of many.
One example, but like. Well, one of many, but like the past during COVID, 70,000 jobs just in New York City were fucking cut. Now, if that was just in New York City,
and yet, Governor Cuomo got a bonus?
Well, yeah, exactly.
So look
And
to
a
your
five-
leaders.
Yeah,
And a
which
$5 million book deal?
which all of us
Yeah.
can do nothing about that.
You can. I mean,
We
at
can
most you could do. You can.
Is
you
hop
can.
on my phone and
You
complain.
can write into your leaders. You can make a legitimate. Because Karen did that to Bernie.
Yeah.
About something with my VA back like years ago. You can legitimately write in, and you can get petitions and stuff. You know, it's not the simple solution. Is the hardest path to take. You need to gather support. You need to gather petitions. You need to do the legwork. You just complaining by yourself. You're just one man making an argument for yourself. One man is not going to be heard.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just.
If you're upset with your governor, reach out to the millions of people in New York and, you know, bring this. And if you find out.
Well, the whole government versus people, that's a whole different discussion. Like, yeah. But no, I'm just saying, Carlton, like, even like, you know, like Mark, for example, like I hear more about people, like less people are going to doctor's offices now because they're doing at-home doctor's visits. And that's less nurses that have jobs. I'm just saying.
Oh,
like,
there's always jobs for
you know,
nurses. There's
Yes.
always jobs for nurses.
with the industry. With
Well,
Trump,
the nurses are not being paid correctly.
That's
that's different. But
yeah.
you know, there's just because they're doing at-home physicals right now, that doesn't mean it's gonna maintain.
There's a lot of openings for people to work. Here's the problem. People don't want to work those jobs because they're not getting what they believe their time is worth, and that's bullshit.
Yeah. But then I also feel like
More spenders than investors.
But then I also feel like Elliot said, but there's plenty of places to work. But like, say, I'll just take Albany, just arbitrary number. If there's 10,000 jobs available, but you have 30,000 workers, guess what? 20,000 people are out of fucking jobs because those 20,000 jobs were lost to bots and automation and shit.
Look at other towns surrounding Albany, because there are times where I had to go all the way to like Waterford or something to work by bus, and
you make it sound like an absolute Chris, but there's always opportunity. Those 20,000 people, will they have to uproot their lives and move? Yes.
Yeah.
If they put on these stipulations on themselves of why they can't move, they're caging themselves. There's always opportunities out there. I mean, I lived in New York to Boston to Vermont to New Hampshire. You know, I mean, I had a great job here in Albany. But I met my wife. I gave up the $25 an hour and I started over at a $10 an hour job just to be with her. Yeah. You know, I took a huge paycheck, but you know what? It's like I made that choice. Those 20,000 people, if they sat there, whether the jobs would automate or whatever, they have a choice. It's just never going to be easy.
Quick question.
Yo.
Now, when you met your queen, how long from then on to now have you been working at your $10 an hour gig?
Well, actually,
I'm sure you got like a raise or a promotion.
Oh no, I'm not even the same job. When I first met her, I was doing just overnight security.
Okay,
you know, and then I went and I found another higher paying job as a bus driver, which gave me $15 an hour, but it was a seasonal because it's in that area there's ski resorts.
Right.
Then once that was over with, I went to a temp agency which put me in a warehouse for that distribute food, but I got injured. But when I was injured, I was like, yo, let me use my GI Bill to go to college. Right. I went to college. I got my degree. After I got my degree, because the military paid for my college, which I was fortunate, I treated my education like it was a job. They're paying me. So then I started another job, which was like $15 an hour. And then from that job, I went in less than 8 months. I doubled my salary. And then probably a year and a half later, I was the supervisor. So since 2014, when I married her, actually, when I met her in 2011, I probably went through 5 jobs, starting from 10 up into, you know, my salary now of almost $60,000.
And that's why I said earlier, guys, there's more spenders than investors. You big bro, you're the investor type. Someone who don't understand the mentality or the staircase of an investor, they think you're throwing stuff away for something lesser, but not realizing that you know where you want or need to be in life, because you know how to appropriate it right. It's going to get you where you want or dream to be, because you know how to invest.
Yep. And even my one job security, I had to drive an hour to my job, and it was on a mountain, so blurring blizzards, it was crazy. But I drove that hour. People were like, oh, I want something nearby. It's like there's always opportunities out there.
Right.
It's just it's not going to be easy, as I said, Chris. Those 20,000 people can find a job, but they're not going to find it here. They need to move.
So I guess
anything worth it is never easy.
I guess from a country standpoint, I'll ask the question then, like, as our population increases but our jobs decrease, then okay, what do we do? Like so we have 400 million people, and we'll just say, for instance, just pick a number, 100 million people are in the workforce, 100 million people in 20 million
but
jobs.
Where is the statistics that jobs are decreasing? I mean,
this is why I pulled news articles showing jobs decreasing.
Yeah, but that's news art. They're trying to create scarcity.
Well, it's like it's happening.
Their tactic.
It's not happening
for population
like every time
control.
you read about a Walmart.
But I could honestly, I mean, you got to think though, out of those 400 million jobs, 100 million got cut. All right, out of those 100 million, honestly, how many people that is every 400 million an equal worker? No. You're still going to have homeless people. You still have lazy people. Yeah. So that 100 million lost is going to be cut off. Yeah. Then you also too, you have the people who have their jobs that the bosses are going to be like, okay, well, this person is not as Jesus Christ, someone's dying over here.
Damn.
It's like that person is not as hard worker as this.
Look, I'm just saying, like, just said, as a generalization, whenever I read about, said, like, Walmart, McDonald's, anytime I read about, like, we're seeing more self-kiosks and stuff.
Are you not, like, accepting my answers? Because you're just repeating the same question, just in a different way.
No, I'm just saying, like do you have this mentality of, like, okay, just go somewhere else to get a job? The thing is, there's so many fucking small town cities, there is nowhere to work.
Yes, I understand that. I mean, it's not easy, though. I understand that shit is going to happen, and people can't move, or they're stuck, or they have certain set of obligations. But also, you mentioned yourself, it's the age of technology. There's a lot of services that can be done on a computer. Oh, that shit's hitting me over here.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, it's like, okay, I can't get a physical job. There's a lot of jobs out there you can do online, just file paperwork or anything like that. It's not, you may not physically be able to go to a job, but doesn't mean there's a
even like
job.
You're saying with macros. Don't macros save you time and effort?
Yeah, but I created them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not universally dispersed. I create them from my own work. Yeah. They don't replace people. They just make the process I do less hands-on for myself. I'm not creating a macro that's replacing you. Yeah. You're obviously thinking it's something way bigger than it is. All it is a program that copies my keystrokes. And I still have to do some manual manipulation of sort, but something that would take me an hour takes me 5 minutes.
Well, for your job, like Mark was something, for example, as a state worker, he said every single year they're hiring less and less state workers because they're losing state workers to technology. Because they need less physical people to type in the fucking numbers when apps and macros do it for them. Yep. He's even said so right there. Even state workers. That's
I understand. And we're talking about this again. Jobs are going away. And it's just going to happen, and I don't want to sound like a dick, but it's just going to sound like a dick, but I can't worry about what other people do with their lives. My focus is to make sure I can take care of myself and my family. So if 400 million jobs are out there, everyone has a job, everyone in the United States have a job, and they cut 1 million, I'm going to make sure my ass is not on that 100 million. Yeah. And it may be selfish. You know what? I can still donate to the local soup kitchen or whatever to help people. That's how I can help pay back so people can survive. But survival of the fittest, Darwin, I have I have to focus on what's important to me. And 400 million other people is not that important to me compared to myself and my family.
Yeah, well, even like Steven Krause said that's the fuck issue. Like they've said that.
I can't save the whole world, Chris. I gotta save the people I can.
But as
it starts in our own backyard,
but as a country society, the problem is like there is the distribution of fucking wealth is way uneven.
That's just how the world is. There's nothing. I mean, you can't control this. I mean, it's unfair, yes, and we can talk about this over and over again, which we have been. But there's nothing we can do. We realize it's there.
Right.
But I realize it's there, but that problem is too big for me.
Well, at least, but the only thing I think we can do it as people, though, is like you said, is like if you donate to your local soup kitchen, your local community, that is at least helping your community.
Yeah, I donate to St. Jude's to help kids get cancer,
which is awesome. But like I said, but I'm not going to donate to some fucking guy on TikTok.
Well, then don't. That's your choice. But if people does, that's their money. You know, you may not agree with it, Chris. You may find it the most obscure and craziest thing in the world, but that's their right. If they rather donate to PewDiePie versus to the local soup kitchen, does that make them an evil person? No, it makes them human.
It makes,
You want everyone to be the perfect share, and it's not. Honestly, Chris, it's like I said, there's 8 billion other people in the world. It's like I can't help them. All I could do is I could be a hard worker, support my family, and be a good person.
And that's
the people
also,
around me.
Wait a second. Then that's also why, as not even just a country, as a species, for everything is so fucked up for, because everybody cares about themselves and
well, everyone only in this now day and age, everyone only has the time to care about themselves. I mean, literally, what other hours of the day do you have time to care? So you're going to work an 8-hour, 12-hour shift, and you're going to go to a soup kitchen
like you're saying,
and stand there in line for 6 hours.
Well, considering how many people haven't worked the past year, they've got plenty of time.
Well, that's their choice.
Let me ask you this. Have y'all ever heard of the philosophical quote, "All things is relative" by Albert Einstein?
No.
The theory of relativity, you mean?
Yes, yes.
Everything has, every action has an equal yet opposite reaction.
That and more or less, like for example,
Newton.
Hold on,
that's laws of motion.
He's thinking of Newton, but he did quote all things is relative or relative. Like for example, how you said where you got to focus on taking care of yourself, but by you doing that humbly, nobly, and selflessly and righteously, there might be someone who might approach you. Yo, bro, man, I know you don't know me like that, but I heard your podcast, and I heard how you hold down your kids and you take care of yours on an entrepreneur level. It gave me ideas how to better myself. See how you did that? It trickled to the other 8 billion?
Yeah.
Well, not just that, but by Carlton doing his job the best of his capability, he's helping the people who he works for.
Yeah, I'm training them how to do macros.
Exactly.
I'm training them how to get...
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. By Carlton doing his job the proper way, they don't need other people because they got the person who they needed to do it the correct way instead of a bunch of idiots who fuck it up and cost other people money and they suffer from it. We don't need 100 idiots doing the job of one capable person.
I mean, there's different ways to affect the world around you. Just because I'm not giving 50% of my pay to everyone else who hasn't worked, as I said, I can't worry about other people. Like, what was that saying? Make sure your own bed's made before you worry about someone else. My bed's still being made. Yeah. It's gonna, my bed's, I'm working for retirement because will I retire? I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably will never see what retirement looks like with nowadays, but I have to at least try to know that maybe 10, 15 years in the final years of my life, I can spend with my wife.
Well, your situation, I agree with you, Carlton, but you and Karen, but you guys, for the most part, you guys look at, like, you're not driving a fucking Bentley. You don't have a $40 million fucking yacht. You're trying to live what most people would say the American dream, the average good fucking life. And this is why people get pissed off for, because when you see Kim Kardashian buying a $50 million yacht,
that's her choice.
Exactly.
That's her choice. And she's not, there's nothing other than yourself that you have to rely to. I don't believe if you believe in God and you think through him you're doing good, but people are not obligated to help other people. I know. There's no obligation. I mean, based on your religion, that may change your religional views, but come down to it, you are not obligated to help out your fellow man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why our economy.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So why should you worry about what other people do? I mean, do you sit there all day thinking about why is this person making $1 million, but I'm driving a bus? Are you still making your money?
Well, I look at news articles saying, like I said, so when I see fucking, whether it's like any kind of business being shut down or fucking people suffering, I'm like, if I had a fucking $1 billion, like I said, if I had $1 billion off the bat, I'd make sure your and Karen's fucking mortgage was paid off. See, Elliot had a good fucking life. Lewis had whatever.
Yeah, that's who you are. Yeah. Exactly. That's who you are. It's like the main thing though is like people who don't have give more. Yeah. If I had $1 million, if any of us got won the lottery, our first thoughts are our family and friends for the most part.
Naturally,
and making
right
sure.
Off it.
Exactly. But people who have this, money is not which I forgot what you said.
Absolute.
No, you said money is not important to them. There's no value. It's just something. They don't realize the value of money the same way we do.
Yeah, because especially right now, because with the digital fucking age, because they're going through, they're printing less fucking money. At this point, money's becoming like it's literally fucking on your phone or something, or your computer. It's just ones and zeros on a fucking computer.
Exactly. You don't even. I mean, if you took out, I don't even think a bank will let you take out all your money.
Honestly, no, you'd be fucked.
It's because we're the ones who give it value. If tomorrow everyone decided shit was currency, shit.
I mean, like I said, I told you the ultimate currency is people. So obviously, the country and these businesses, they can lose a certain number of people to keep going. We are the currency, not the dollar bill. We are the currency. And some currency is not as long as they keep the main body of people working to support the will. That lower the dredges, there's always going to be dredges.
Well, that's another conversation.
Always have been, always will be.
Steven Crowder talked a little bit. I'm not sure the whole fucking. I don't get the whole Bitcoin and Dogecoin thing, but now it's like with that versus printing money. That's a whole. I can't.
Yeah, I don't even.
That shit.
That's
something about stockade and currency. How we're talking about currency, but
there's actually a rap song by Epic Lloyd about the difference between.
I heard that.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. It was actually educational. I was like, whoa.
Well, I said a couple days ago, like throughout history of our fucking species, though, every empire through history has fucking fallen. And we wonder if like how close America is to becoming the fucking next history where we fucking fall because our economy is collapsing.
The
world's
collapsing because of people.
People, yeah, absolutely.
And honestly, though, Chris, everything is so broken. Honestly, I think there needs to be some sort of collapse or event that wakes people up.
And people are talking about that. I agree with you.
I don't care about this great reset bullshit.
No,
that's propaganda. I'm just saying though, it's like there needs to be something that wakes people up. Everyone has basically sitting back. They're kind of just, just chilling. They got the buzz and man, fuck them lights. I'll light myself some candles.
Exactly.
Cat Williams skit.
Instead of running around screaming your head off that the
it's like that the eventually
just waiting to burn them bitches.
Yeah. Eventually something's gonna happen where it'd probably be late in our lives, or something's gonna come to a head where another world war or something where shit is gonna happen, and all these people with their delusions are gonna wake up. And, where it goes in waves. Hard work builds good people build good times make easy people. And
it's a repeated cycle.
So we're coming back around to where good people fuck shit up, and then the hard workers got to get back to work.
Right.
If life was easy, it wouldn't be called life.
Well, it's definitely different for our generation, though, because Rogan talked about this, though, because like at least we've never, in terms of like whatever our current history, technology for us has never been at this it's every year it's getting higher and higher and higher.
Yeah, and I love I love to see the growth. I love to see the growth, and it needs. I mean, they're running out of materials to make computers and stuff.
That's so.
And shit's just gonna whether it's gonna happen in our lifetime or the next generation, but something's gonna happen where it's gonna come to head, and then these people who were in power are not gonna be in power because they're no longer gonna be essential. They're gonna be able to offer nothing. You've seen plenty of the movies. They're not, unless they buy themselves in. It's gonna be the hard workers, like the construction workers. Everyone who has some sort of
sports
skill.
Players are going to be fucked.
Yeah, these people that don't have any relevant skills. I'm not. I understand everything's collapsing around you, but I mean, at this point, it has to collapse.
For it to build a rebuild.
You have to clear away the rubble. Let it collapse, clear it away, because we can't correct what's already been going on for 100 years. It's
either collapse underneath the rubble or move forward.
Because everything's corruption. You're just going to build, and nothing can grow from this. That's why that level is corrupted. Leaders, business people, nothing can grow from that. So it needs to be cleared away, and that's going to come it's not going to come in a pretty way. I'll tell you that. And will a lot of people lose their jobs? Will a lot of people die?
Yes.
It will,
Absolutely.
That's human nature. Because I'll tell you one thing, if fucking apocalypse come, anyone try to steal from me, I'm putting them down. I got to protect my own. It's like, I'm not going to go out and start a community with people and fuck, have them screw shit up. I mean, unless it's a good community, but
and don't take in random.
If you
kids
do,
on
it'll
the
be called the
street.
resistance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like
That's scary shit, though.
it's
Right.
scary, but it's like why you think there's like in the past 10 years there's been over 100 movies about apocalypses and dystopians, and it's like that. Like I read that one. What is it? Futureland.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Where it's like talking about everyone is hungry for the apocalypse. It's like
I hope not.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's crazy.
Yeah. So,
I am.
good talk still.
Good time. I mean, like I said, we can go round and round, and obviously
No, but like
there's
I
just
I love the banter because, like I said before, if everyone agrees on everything exactly the same way, it gets boring. And it's
Yeah.
good. It's good to have talks that, like,
well, gives you a different
differentiates
perspective.
that
definitely.
differentiates his point of views and
Yeah.
differences.
Different
and-
perspective, because it's like, I think one way, but then like you see how me and Al, we bounce off each other. He says something like,
Yeah.
oh, that's right, but then I'll say something and it just like, it doesn't change his opinion, but it gives him a different view. Like, oh yeah,
Definitely.
Right.
like I don't care. You could hate everybody who makes more than you
Pretty
with
much.
a passion. I don't care. That's you. I'm not. You do you.
Right. Right.
But
I
I
always
just,
said, like, as long as it's
and
like,
you may hate me because Carlton only cares about his family, and he says fuck the world.
Yeah.
But you know what?
well, it's
There's a lot of traditionalists like that, and they're not necessarily selfish or
Yeah.
bad people.
Well, they just viewed as that way because they seem that way. But as you guys explained earlier, through my actions, through my deeds, can inspire others.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, I like the way he holds his structures together. I wonder how I could get.
Well,
like
it's funny
that.
too because it's like I'll read a lot of books, and sometimes these books are fantasies or something, but there's just a quote.
Yo,
Tell me this pandemic does not remind you of Joe Ledger, Patience Arrow.
It does, but it's like there's a
Wow.
quote or there's some sort of model.
I gotta give
Yeah.
you that.
Yeah, Joe
Bro, I
Ledger.
gotta give you that. That
Well, like I said,
wow,
I
that was a good
I never
one.
complained about this one time
Yeah.
because that's why I love Carlton as a lifelong friend and the godfather to my son. Like I'd say goodbye to Carlton a half hour ago. We still keep talking, but like I've always said, Carlton, with you and with Al, I never one time get mad about the conversations we've had or Al's had because you challenge me and Al challenges me, and it's fun. The thing is, I've never got pissed off at you once because we talk about shit. And that's
Sometimes though, I feel you get stuck. You get stuck in a loop on that goddamn money shit.
because as a person,
Probably hits a nerve somewhere. Probably that's why.
Because you notice in the fucking past, when I made a shitload of fucking money, you're the first person I came to in the fucking mark because I feel like, and this is just me, and I know this is whatever, but if I make $20,000 a week, my grandmother can't live in fucking poverty. My best friend can't live in fucking poverty. My mother, my sisters. I'm the kind of person where if I make 20 grand,
And you're the kind of people, you and people like you, that make the world better, even if it's just the world around them.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
but and it's just
You're
like,
helping
it just
the people.
but as a person, just
But at the same time, too, though, you're still focusing on just your family. You didn't do anything else with that 20.
Oh no, I was giving away the funny part, and I said I have no problem bragging about this. One point, I remember telling you and Christina about I was getting fucking contacted by the State Troopers Fund, and they were asking me to donate fucking money. I said, "What's this cause for?" He said, "Because a lot of state troopers, they're killed in the line of duty." And I said, "And me as a drug runner, I'm like, listen, just because I run drugs, I'm not an advocate for fucking murdering state troopers.
Yeah.
These are men and women who got jobs fucking.
I didn't
too.
know about that,
And
so
I was
that's
giving money to a cops fucking fund as somebody who's running drugs because I'm like, look, whether I'm doing illegal shit or illegal shit, I don't advocate murdering fucking innocent people. These cops, men and women, have kids and families, et cetera, et cetera. But like, no, Carl, I would definitely, for what I could, I would give away a lot of money. Not a lot, but a decent amount of money to charity. But no, I always made sure, of course, you came fucking first or mom came first, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm just saying, like I said, like we talked about this before, I can tomorrow give you $1 billion. I know as a person, you couldn't spend $1 billion in your rest of your fucking life.
Challenge accepted.
I don't think I could even spend 10 million. To
So
be
then,
honest.
but as a blue collar fucking person, these people that are worth $10 billion fucking dollars.
Yeah, but like you said
know.
before, they just don't understand the value of money.
No, they don't.
So
And
to
so-
them,
Or money
So,
has
so,
no
so
value.
we've always fucking said like I'm not sure what ism you call it, but what's the harm in making, like, listen, if you can only make $3 billion a year, well, this is bullshit. I want to make $10 billion. I'm like, then okay, if you want to make $10 billion, explain to me in any way, shape, or form why you need $10 billion fucking dollars.
I would love to get like Steve Bezos or someone on it, just so you can talk to, so they can explain why they need.
Well, this
that
is why
money.
Jeff Bezos is going to Mars and we're not.
He ain't going to Mars. I'm sabotaging his ship.
That's why he's got a fucking clone for it.
He's going to sabotage himself.
Yeah. So.
Pride cometh before the fall, and that
No, but,
dude is so
hubris.
prideful.
But all rowdy and all, Carlton, I wish
That fall's
with the Zooming and stuff too. I wish you were down here every fucking weekend. So it's I love having you down here. So it's so much fucking fun because like I said, we just killed 3.5 goddamn hours.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So but
Last hour and a half of it was the same topic.
But just from a different perspective.
But the same
honestly,
topic.
yeah. Well, you can do that though. I mean, but I've seen fucking YouTube videos where they'll talk about the same shit from different perspectives, and as long as they have fun with it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Ice cream.
Yeah, then I guess we'll say our.
Well, you always do like some kind of like fucking some poet.
Yeah,
shit.
I do. I always do some quote or something, but I wasn't really ready. And it's usually just a quote that I find inspirational or something like that. You can go around and I'll see if I have.
Lewis and Tev, you guys got a thing?
Not at the moment.
Not the moment. Elliot, there's some kind of like I need an Elliot asshole fucking sarcastic thing to say goodbye to. So.
I really don't know if I have a sarcastic thing. I'm just waiting for the apocalypse. I'm waiting for the week to fall and hopefully realize they have nobody to blame but themselves.
I've said before, I welcome the fucking purge. I really do. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, the purge.
I don't welcome,
That's the purge, not the apocalypse.
I welcome both.
No, I don't welcome the purge because then you're going to hear about people raping children and stuff because all crime.
Well, they're already doing that right now.
Yeah,
I know you make it sound like it's any different.
I don't want to hear about it because it's a horrible truth, and I am powerless to stop it. So why do I want to keep hearing about it and just feeling like shit that these kids have their whole life is ruined because of what horrible people who fail to do their job, which is to protect children, didn't protect children. It's happening. Yeah. I don't want to deal with it because it makes me want to go out and shoot every motherfucker.
Well, since day one of doing
kids,
since day one of doing this, Carlton or Elliot, like I know none of us trust me. Fuck it. Any
fucking
letter we write doesn't matter and stuff. But at least we can like
so out of weirdos
between us and as friends, just fucking banter, have fun, like make fun of like shit piles or something, or fucking like some teacher teaching a 6-year-old how to masturbate. Like we can't change that, but at least we can fucking laugh about it.
I don't even laugh about it. I just bite my jaw. I just clench my jaw and want to meet these people and just fucking stone cold stun them.
Stone cold stun them?
Yeah.
Break their whole neck?
In my opinion,
give me a hell yeah.
People who prey on kids, these people who are, what's that word?
Weak.
No, it's they're training these little kids, but
conditioning, coursing, grooming. These child groomers who want. I can't believe I named all the creepy shit.
So overly sexualized, it's normalized. I want to go into a room with them with a metal baseball bat and just beat the shit
I'm always gonna back
out
out with the death penalty. I'm a fucking big fan of death penalty. When it comes to fucking pedophiles,
I want to be there, pulling the guillotine strings. Putting that needle in their arm or just electrocuting the shit out of them. Like, you know what? I'll burn in hell for this, but bringing you with me, son.
I'll say my goodbyes first, because Carlton always has like the epic ass.
Well, I don't have anything epic, but I'll say all I have to say is like just a quote that I pretty much find very inspirational. It's very simple. It's life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination.
Oh. Simple and powerful.
Simple and powerful. Yeah, those words, I read those words and it just resonated with me. I'm just like,
those who's listening or tuning into the podcast of Blue Collar Losers, journey is where you enjoy the race, and destination is where you enjoy and just getting to the finish line. For those that don't get what the bro was saying,
it's not the destination that matters,
right?
It's the journey that defines us.
So
that's why the tortoise and the hare was always relevant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So everyone's racing to the end, but it's the journey they should cherish.
All we can do is just get fucking drunk and smoke blunts, eat pizza, and just laugh until we're fucking out of here. So, but like I want to quote Carlton one last time is like overall the things go on all the time. We can't change it, but I don't have to agree with it. So like Carlton said, I don't get it. Let people fucking spend their money. Let people fucking cut their dick off or some shit. I mean, let guys fuck horses. You can do it, but I don't have to agree with you though. So
it's your right.
Just don't be mad.
I could not be able to speak at someone's eulogy. Their wake was because they slept with a horse. This here lies.
I would love to. Like,
did you say urinology or eulogy?
No, I would not be able to speak a professional eulogy as someone who died from sleeping with a horse.
His eulogy.
I would be laughing. I would try to hold my composure. This here lie.
Yeah. He got that straight horse dick.
Right.
I would. I'd feel bad if it was.
Bro, you wouldn't give a fuck. I know you wouldn't care.
I would feel horribly bad if it was a female, because I would be blowing up her shit to. Like, this is why she was.
Well, wouldn't the horse already blow up her shit?
Yeah, like she died because no man was good enough.
I know,
but
or could get her open enough.
Yeah.
Going forward, when I'm turning 40 years old in a couple months, when my will I'm putting down in writing and stuff, if I die from getting fucked by a horse, please let Elliot be at my funeral.
Yeah.
To give it,
Did you say you're gonna be 4 years old in a few months?
40 years old, yeah.
I'm about to say, I'm like,
But I want Elliot.
wow.
I want Elliot to be there, like, you know, the way that horse fucked Kristen is.
You need to record it. Please.
I don't want to. I will turn my whole back.
Well,
Tell me when you
that.
press the record button.
Well, Chris always said he wanted
Hey,
to
I'm
go
done.
out
All right,
with
cool.
a bang.
Oh, he did, all right.
Right.
First there was Mark fucking a cat. Now
Yeah.
this dude dead from fucking a horse.
Carlton, anything about Mark before we go?
Oh god,
You always got something about Mark.
Oh, shit, I didn't even crack on Mark today. I always said,
know, it's like-
well, it's
Wow.
fucking about Chris talking about. I mean, Ellie talking about Mark fucking a cat. I was like, well, he's gonna cat's gonna scratch his cock. He's gonna get cat. Was it cat scratch fever?
Every time Carlton makes fun of Mark,
Oh my
Junior fucking cries. Like, it's hilarious. Like, no, but
Well, he gets me going, and my
man.
mind just
Yeah.
goes to crazy places.
No, we killed fucking 3.5 hours, Carlton. Thanks. I mean, I wish you're down more often. And like, hey, as always, guys, the podcast is free. I'm glad we had a bunch of fucking fun. I'm glad that Tev stopped by and shit. And
His black ass.
yeah. So like Carlton said, hopefully we can get a more consistent schedule.
Love you,
so,
cuz.
you know. But of course, like with my job, after this week, I'm changing hours yet again because we got new fucking runs coming up. So like, as of next week, I'm not even sure what hours I'm working anymore. So I miss having a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job, but
That's beautiful.
yeah. So, but thanks for coming down, like Carlton, and like this shit's free. I can just hear Herbert over there. Elliot's definitely become the voice guy because like every time Elliot talks, he's like, he's like, I don't feed the dog feeds me.
No, first you feed dog, then dog feed.
Like, how drunk are you to eat a dog? Like, barbecue your dog?
You're Russian drunk.
Yeah, and it was a German. It was a German Shepherd too.
Wow.
Christ.
Go
Guess
figure.
He wasn't as high on the food chain
Yeah.
as he thought.
Go figure.
So, yep, the shit's gonna fucking stay free, guys, and pay your bills and be like Carlton, take care of yourself. And oh shit, just fucking drink, have pizza, and have fun, and we're out of here.